We got the Freshandfitpodast. We got Myron, Walt, Fresh, whatever you want to be called. Thank you guys for coming in. And for some god-awful reason, nobody knows who you are. Can you pull up tab 2? Yep. And how'd you guys originally start it? I mean, I know when I was reading about you guys, it was like, a fitness thing. But how did you guys come together?
So it's funny because we both had different, I want to say, setups where, for example, I did prank videos, he did fitness videos, and we did a common interview with our friend Solo TV84. He has his own podcast, and I would talk about my lifestyle, he talked about his fitness journey, and he said, you know what, you guys are in the same city, you should link up. So then we DM on Instagram, talked for a little bit, had dinner at this restaurant called Tap 42, had a great discussion, and said, you know what, let's do our own podcast. And from there, we did once a week. What was the first episode again? We did
the first episode we did together in the studio, or
no, the one virtually.
Oh, it was Miami game. Yeah, teaching guys how to get girls in Miami specifically.
So I was at home, he was at home as well. We did it virtual for the first couple ones.
Like StreamYard, like on some Zoom type shit.
Yeah.
So and then
people liked it,
and then people really enjoyed it, dude, because like there's a lot of dating coaches that teach guys how to get girls like outside, right? Like this passport bro movement is really big right now, which rightfully so. American women are trash a lot of the times, but that's all the conversation. We can get into that later, but there's not many guys that are in the United States, let alone Miami, teaching guys how to get girls. Because let's be honest here, you're down here in South Florida with us. You know how it is with these women down here, man. So you got to move differently because girls are good at finessing. And a lot of guys are very, foolish when it comes to women in South Florida. So people really like the strategies that we're teaching them, how to like kind of get to the point or filter out girls. Because half the game is getting rid of time wasters. So that's kind of what we really harped on in the beginning, teaching guys how to identify women that are worth giving time to, which is girls that aren't, because that's half the game. And then just off of that, people get a lot of success. So people really enjoyed it. And then we said, you know what, man, we should start taking this a little bit more seriously. Started doing the podcast more virtually. People enjoyed it. And they were like, you know what, let's go in. Let's get a fucking studio. I went ahead and grabbed an apartment. We invested like 40, 50K into it. Cameras, mics, all the whole shebang. And then we started doing the podcast live. With the studio, and people really enjoyed it. And then at the time, I was working, we both had our regular jobs. So he was working for a tech company. I was working for the government. I was a special agent with Homeland at the time, Homeland Security Investigations, HSI. And they brought me in one day, I'll never forget this, and they're like, hey, you're kind of saying this stuff on the internet, what's going on here, teaching guys how to get girls. Like, bro, you're supposed to be testifying. And at the time, I don't talk about this often, I had one of the biggest national security cases in the country at the time. It was a Sri Lankan human smuggling case. So yeah, they were like, dude, like you're over here, you got this case, right? You're representing the agency, you're going to be testifying, all this other stuff. It was an international case that involved Canadian law enforcement agencies, etc. Turks, Caicos Islands, all this shit. And it's public out now, so someone doxed me and like put the criminal complaint affidavit out there and had all my shit on there. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm out here. So it's all public information. I'm not saying anything that isn't out there, but yeah, man. So they brought me in and they kind of said, hey, you got to pick one. At that point, we had employees at this point. He had quit his job. He hated his job, so he was like, fuck that.
It's boring, bro. Dealing with apps, customer support, it's kind of boring. You're in front of a computer all day. It's kind of like, you know what? I'm tired. I want to go outside. I want to do more.
He couldn't wait, but I was like, damn. So I like went back and forth with the agency trying to come to a middle ground. Like, hey, maybe I do it just part-time and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, nah, you got to like let it go all the way. Because at the time, thankfully, whenever you work for the government, you have a clearance. You have to typically file something called outside employment paperwork. So I had that filed. So that covered me, but they were like, nah, we're going to rescind that shit. So once they rescinded it, I was like, I couldn't do the outside employment stuff anymore. So they basically put me in that spot. So I had to end up resigning. So I left my last day with the government was December 4th, 2020. I'll never forget. Went in, I turned in my badge, I turned in all my stuff, my credentials, all that shit, man. It was painful, my vest. The guns I kept because they were mine. I personally purchased them. They were Glocks because they had 6 hours assigned. And I was like, this gun sucks. So I bought my personally owned Glocks and used them on duty. But yeah, so it sucked, man. But I walked away from it. But it was a great job because it taught me a lot of character, a lot of discipline. I did that job throughout my 20s, so it kept me from doing a lot of stupid shit. I was on the Southwest border for a while. So it was good. I never did a drug in my life. I didn't drink like that. So it kept me honest. And then, I kind of took that discipline and applied it to the podcast, and we took off.
Imagine he's going into work with all these suits, straight edges, buzz haircuts, going home talking about banging girls.
Luckily for me, right? So like HSI isn't like as formal as the FBI, right? And we could, if you want to have that discussion on the different federal agencies and how they operate, because I worked with all of them extensively. But HSI is a little bit more lax, right? So like I did drug trafficking cases, human smuggling, arms, all that type of shit, especially on the southwest border. So I was wearing jeans every day, t-shirts, right? Because you'd be out and about, you're actually like out in the streets doing surveillance, so you can't be out there with a fucking suit like a stiff, you know? I used to grow my beard out and shit, yeah. So you got to like actually match in, so you don't want to look like a Fed. But like, yeah, the FBI guys a lot of times, especially guys that do the organized crime guys and Safe Streets Task Force, those guys are out in the streets, they grow a beard and they look more normal. But the guys doing like, you know, public corruption or national security or JTT, those are kind of the squares a little bit. So
yeah, and going back to what you said, and the one that cracks me up in here, all you got to do is walk down this street. Like Chino's got a house down here, and you'll see an 80-year-old guy, 76-year-old guy with a 26, 27-year-old knockout.
Yeah.
And he actually thinks in his mind, or tells himself, that she actually likes him. I'm serious.
Bro.
You go over to the beach, they'll be sitting there, they're fucking holding hands.
Yeah.
You know, kissing before they go to the bathroom. And I sit there and I look and I go, this fucking guy really thinks
delusional.
All right.
Dude.
Meanwhile, they're about to go to Worth Avenue and drop 20 grand on her mess.
Yeah, dude, I'll say this. One thing that I noticed from being down here in South Florida that is more pronounced than anywhere else, the tricking down here is crazy. The sugar daddy culture down here, sugar baby culture, it's a thing.
Cali.
It's huge. Yeah, way worse than
I
California.
used to go to Cali all the time to see Kobe. I was a big Kobe fan. We would go to Rodeo and
Rest in
Beverly
peace.
Hills.
Yeah,
he was my dude. But down here,
the offers are crazy, bro. Like the offers that you see in DMs alone in person, bro, they get paid to go to dinners just for like sit there.
I always laugh at people that sit there and say like, oh, LA girls are the hottest. Shut the fuck up. Like, dude, Miami, the reason why Miami wins when it comes to hot girls is because we just have more of them. Yeah. Like, I'm not saying that LA doesn't have hot girls. They absolutely do. But we have more of them. Like, beauty down here, when it comes to like attractive girls or whatever, it's extremely common. And the reason why is because if you take South American culture, Colombian chicks, Venezuelan chicks, blah, 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 like in their culture, they prioritize beauty. That's like what they do. Yeah. Like you got 18-year-olds getting veneers, getting their bodies done, etc. in Colombia. It's a thing down there because they understand that their beauty is their biggest power, right? In Mexican culture, it's a thing, but not to the same extent as South America, right? And I saw this living in South Texas, being in California. It's just not the same. So we have a lot more hot girls here in South Florida, Miami in general than LA. Now, the other thing too that guys don't get is, which I really dislike about LA, and Fresh, I want to get your point on this. Number one, LA is dangerous as fuck. Number two, it's expensive. Number three, I think it's one of the most overrated cities in the United States because with LA, if you want to be around hot girls and get like go to parties and all the other shit, you need to fucking know somebody. It's a very who you know type society over there. At least in Miami, if you don't know anybody, you can go to a nightclub, you can go to a bar, blah, 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 and see hot girls. But you're not going to have access to really hot girls in LA unless you know somebody or you are in some kind of situation where you can get exclusive invites, which is what I don't like. And then New York City, right? Because we used to talk about this a lot when we used to do the dating podcast more often, like when we used to
on Wednesdays,
do the Womanizer Wednesdays when we tell guys about certain cities.
That's right. I forgot about that one.
So New York City is pay to play, right? Yeah. Like New York City is like, you want to see hot girls, you got to go to like One Oak or fucking Mr. Purple or one of these places where you're paying a bunch of money to go ahead and get a table, blah, blah, blah. Like New York City is very pay to play. That's where all the hot girls are at, the top places, because you go to these shitty ass dive bars, the hot girls aren't there. You know what I mean? Miami, you go to dive bar and still see hot girls because we have so many of them. LA, you got to know the right guys, get invited to a house party. Another thing about California I really hate when it comes to clubs and bars is everything closes at 2. So at 2, like what the fuck is going on here, man? Like by 1 o'clock, they're turning the lights on trying to get you out. By 1:30, you're out the door. So LA, in my opinion, overrated. New York City, overrated. When it comes to finding the best girls, definitely Miami, South Florida.
We talk about all the time, though. It's not even, the women, all that. The taxes. Holy fuck.
Yeah,
How
dude.
do you live there?
Yeah, dude.
How
It's
do you
stupid.
live there?
When I was going to move I was in Pennsylvania, and my choices were Florida and Cali. And I wanted to go to Cali. Kobe was still alive. I wanted to go to Cali. But when I saw
You a diehard Lakers fan?
I just liked Kobe.
Yeah.
I
He's my favorite player as well.
Never gave up that
Rest in peace.
drive.
Yeah.
You know, I would go, and I had 4 seats, and he'd miss one shot. I'd go up to the Lexus box, eat. I always say this. And 2 hours later, I'd still see him shooting that one shot he missed. And that intrigued me because, you know, he's already won however many championships at the time, but say he missed a jump shot during the game that was a big shot. 2 hours later, everybody else is gone. I had dinner. After dinner, he's still out there shooting that same fucking shot.
Wow.
And that just really, that drive
That resonated with you.
to then put into everything resonated with me. And, and I really liked him a lot.
Yeah.
But out in LA, it's plastic surgery to death.
Yeah.
Here, you know, you have like the acids and everything else and plastic surgery. But in LA, you're like, fuck, what did you do to yourself?
Yeah.
And people forget LA has a bunch of celebrities too, so competition is fierce. So for example,
you're fucked up.
most guys, right, they want to talk to girls. All right, if you don't have money, you're out of luck. If you're not famous, you're out of luck. But after like 2 p.m., there's like these secret house parties that people have, and all the hot girls go there. So like in that environment, bro,
You need clout, bro.
You got to be somebody. Have to be. And if you're not well known, it's like, who are you?
It's not enough to just have money in LA. You got to have clout too. So you got to know people and know where the parties are at and get invited. So that's why I never liked LA. And then it's dangerous. Like, bro, man,
Wearing a watch, chain,
Dude.
anything type of like jewelry in public, bro, you're a target.
bro, if you don't have like somebody, right, that's connected with the gang life
affiliated.
with you,
Yeah.
right, like you're literally like asking to get robbed. Like if you don't have somebody that's verified, that's around with you, whatever, that can, you know,
Politics.
be with you, politic, I guess, street politic. Yeah, like you literally are on your own a lot of times, and then the gun laws in California are trash.
Yeah.
So you can't even really properly defend yourself. The only people that really got guns in LA like that are cops and criminals.
And that lunatic Newsom.
I thought he fixed it. He fixed everything.
yeah, he
Gavin
fixed it.
Newsom, right? It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
clean area, no homelessness. It's good.
Dude, it's
This episode is brought to you by Let's Get Checked. Are you the man your father was? Recent studies have shown that men's testosterone levels have dropped substantially since the 1980s at about an average of 1% per year. Think about how old your father was when he was born. For example, if he was 30, your testosterone levels could be 30% lower than his. Low testosterone levels can have all type of health effects on men. It can affect your mood, sex drive, memory, muscle mass loss, you name it. And yes, low testosterone is more common the older you get, but it can affect men at any age. So let's talk about today's sponsor, Let's Get Checked. You can order a testing kit that will be delivered to you in a discreet packaging with next-day delivery. Once your sample arrives in the laboratory, confidential results will be available from your secure online account within 2 to 5 days. So, if you want to test your hormone levels without having to leave your home, visit trylgc.com/MSCS Media and get 25% off your test using the code MSCS Media. The link is in the description at the top. This episode is sponsored by Zebiotics. What is Zebiotics pre-alcohol probiotic? The Zebiotics pre-alcohol probiotic is a genetically engineered probiotic you drink before drinking alcohol to avoid that rough next morning and get back to living your life. PhD scientists invented it because they know the real problem is not dehydration. It's a toxic byproduct of alcohol, and Zebiotics pre-alcohol probiotic is the only product that breaks it down. Just remember to drink responsibly and plenty of rest too. Every time I have Zebiotics before drinking, I'm amazed at how good I feel the next day. Zebiotics is a must-have for me because it means I'm still going to make my daily workout even if I have a few drinks the night before. That's important to me. You can get Zebiotics for 15% off your first order using my code MSCS Media at checkout. I recommend getting the 6-pack. That's what I got. It's a great deal. You have a couple extra to share with friends. Go to zebiotics.com/MSCS Media. That's Z as in zebra, biotics, BIOTICS.com/MSCS Media, or scan the QR code on the screen right now and get 15% off your first order.
California, that's why everyone's getting out. I've been telling people, right, I'm real big in real estate investing. Like, I think Las Vegas is going to be the new frontier for a lot of these people out there in California because you don't got state income taxes. Nevada's growing very quickly, right, especially with COVID, right? Everyone got the fuck out of L.A. And Vegas is growing, and they got the Raiders there now. They're building. Every time I go to Vegas, we were just there recently, new apartment complex is coming up. So I think Vegas is going to be the new frontier for a lot of people, just like Miami has been the new frontier for a lot of New Yorkers. They've all come down here and tripled the fucking price of rent and shit. So, if people, New York City and LA, in my opinion, are the two most overrated cities in the United States. We got hotter girls down here in Miami. It's a no-brainer. I don't know why people are still over there doing it.
I don't even know why New York's in that conversation.
Fucking terrible, dude.
I lived in Philly. I went down to New York all the time. It shouldn't even be in the conversation.
Dude, people, see, it's crazy. Yeah. Oh, man.
Smells.
Dirty, man.
Yeah, like
Disgusting.
Dude. so I grew up in Connecticut, right? So
that's the worst.
yeah, Connecticut sucks.
I feel bad for
we're in between the two major cities, right? We're in between Boston and New York City, right?
Cops
so
are a nightmare there.
yeah, they are. Went to college in Boston. I was there during the fucking Boston Marathon bombing, right? I was there in 2013. Before now, Boston's like super woke. It's even worse, right? I thank God I got out of there in 2013.
And I'm not to interrupt you. That
Yeah,
used
please.
to be old school, though, right?
What?
Yeah.
Boston was old school.
Yeah, Boston.
Like old school Irish.
Yes. Yes.
Like there wasn't any woke shit.
Yes.
Whatever the hell we're on today.
It's gone now. You might see some of them in Southie.
That's about it, right? And they're just in their little
And
corner.
then the Italians are in the north end, but like, you know, that's still good. That's changing, a bit too. So, yeah, dude. Yeah, the Italians were in the north end. The Irish are in south. Boston has a lot of like really, you know, great history. You know, you want to talk about Whitey Bulger. You want to talk about a lot of crazy shit happened in Boston. You know, you want to talk about the Angiulos out of the Italian mafia out there. You know,
there's a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot going on, man. But in general, Boston was great to be there. But now it's like super woke. But yeah, New York City. Going back to New York City, overrated, dirty, dangerous, expensive. They just hit the news recently too because like there was like all this fog from the Canadian fires.
Yeah. Like it was like yellow.
Like the air is like one of the worst in the United States, anywhere in the world or some shit right now.
And they go, it's climate. It's the fucking climate.
Please.
What the bullshit? They
like
want the
that
climate.
365.
They're like, hello, do you not see the fucking shit burning in Canada? The climate? We need to restrict more climate
Well,
control.
Trudeau,
You fucking
Trudeau's
morons.
dumbass is more concerned with sending money to fucking Ukraine than take care of the wildfires.
So he can launder it back to him, the dirty motherfucker.
Literally.
That's what he's doing.
Literally.
I literally,
you know the truth.
I think it was like what yesterday. Like he said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna pledge $500 million to Ukraine." Instead, I'm like, bro, your fucking fires are over here like polluting the entire northeast United States, and you're over here sending money to Ukraine for a war that they're not gonna win, right?
He's on the take.
Dude. Oh my God,
They're all on the take.
Zelensky's a criminal.
The worst criminal.
Yo.
I like Putin personally. I like him. And look,
He's a real G.
For real, he is. He didn't want to do all that. Now, why? Like people don't make any. We talk about this a lot too. Now, do you think Putin, right? Who they think he's dumb, but yeah, he's dumb. He's real dumb. He's got as much military. You know this. He's got as much nukes as we do.
Yeah.
And probably military as strong as we do. He's just smarter and quieter. And if not, he's just as crazy as anybody. So, do you think he wants to go flat in somewhere he's going to take over? And if you look at where he initially bombed, he was bombing where they were fucking with kids, taking that adrenaline shit out, and fucking places where he had nuke stuff. The comedian guy, what's his name again? Zelensky or whatever?
Zelensky, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Who's a dirty motherfucker. He was bombing around there. And then we had to step in so that Biden and all them could make money. And this isn't a left or right thing. We step in, here's this, here's money. Meanwhile, the money goes there, it gets laundered back into them to go with their fucking agenda. A mess. And the thing is with me, in my opinion, they better be careful because Putin is not one to be fucked with.
Well, here's the thing. It's not even an opinion. This is a fact. This goes to show how the mainstream media has fooled all the idiots in the United States. When people tell me Russia's losing the war, I'm like, you're low IQ. You're fucking stupid. You don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yep.
Russia is a world superpower. And here's the other thing, too. People want to demonize Putin, and there's a reason why they're demonizing him. We're on Spotify, so I can say what it really is.
Listen.
I don't want to get you canceled, but...
You can say anything you want.
All right. Because there's a reason why they're demonizing Putin, and I'll tell you here in a second.
Myron and Fresh, and I think he owns Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Do you think... no, I really
No,
don't.
that's a part of it, but there's another big reason.
Do you really think that Putin is going to send his top guys into a shithole like Ukraine for us to see, China to see, all the big countries to see? Do you really think he's going to send his top guys in there?
He's using like...
course not.
Hell, no.
Dude,
but
he's
they want to
using-
present that on the news that, oh, he's an idiot. No, he isn't. He's using other people's guys to go in there and they get blasted. What does he give a
Not only that, he's using like his second and third tier guys. He's not using his elite teams. So this is the stupidity, right? Like, and it's crazy that the mainstream media
like it's the red hats or whatever.
says this shit, right? So number one, what people got to understand is that Russia has been planning for this, right? So back in 2014 when they invaded Crimea or whatever it may be, they ended up getting heavy sanctions, right? And they said, okay, we're going to be prepared the next time. So they bought gold, prepared their government, right? They prepared their economy. We're going to invade Ukraine, whatever it may be, because NATO keeps fucking with us. They're going to keep encroaching when we told them not to.
Yeah.
And
Eight
we're
times.
a bunch of times, exactly. So we're going to prepare ourselves. So they prepared themselves. And right now, the ruble's been going up, right? They think, oh, these sanctions are going to destroy Russia, blah, blah, blah. It's not. Their economy is stronger than ever before because they prepared for it. Now, here's the other thing, too, that Americans don't get.
He didn't get whacked by the oligarchs.
That's true. Yeah, well, he got rid of them. He got, and What country were they from, those oligarchs? Up that nation, that state that shall not be named. If
Them
you know what I'm
boys.
saying, them boys.
Ka-ching.
He kicked all those oligarchs out, and that's another reason why they're so fucking mad at him, right? But this is the conversation nobody wants to have. Putin got rid of those oligarchs before they could fucking seep their hooks into the Russian government and influence it like we do over here in the United States.
Gangster.
Huh?
He's a fucking
He is a gangster. He got rid of them. But meanwhile, over here in the States, what do we got? We got AIPAC, right? AIPAC, who, by the way, 98% of the candidates that they back up win their general elections. What does that fucking tell you? I wish I had the bell here for my guy Ryan Dawson. Ding, ding. Because we know what state that they're talking about, right? But going back to what I was saying. So NATO's been fucking with him forever, right? They've been kind of coming in Ukraine, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, all right, we got to get rid of these fucking guys. And for the Americans out there that don't understand the equivalent, right? Because they want to demonize Putin. Let's say China decided to put fucking weapons pointed at us in Mexico. Guess what would happen? We would be in Mexico tomorrow. We would literally get those fucking Chinese guys out of there immediately. That's the same exact situation that Putin's in. There's a national security threat to his country, so he's going to do what's best for his country. Now, I know people want to, virtue signal, oh my God, stand with Ukraine, whatever. I understand that, absolutely. But Zelensky's dumbass, right?
I don't.
See, but Zelensky set himself up for failure because he's an idiot. He should have, if he really cared about Ukraine, if he loved his country and he cared about Ukraine, he would not have been in bed with NATO like that. He would have understood what the fuck Putin wants, and he would have been like, okay, listen, I'm going to be neutral. I'm not going to be like I'm not going to sit here and be in bed with NATO, and it's going to put my country at risk of Putin invading me. But he's an idiot. He doesn't care about Ukraine. He cares about
Money.
his bottom line, money, and at the end of the day, he's one of them boys, right?
He knows he's not going to get killed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He has a house here in Miami.
And you do know that Putin wanted to sit down with him and
Yes.
and negotiate. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I want A, B, C, D, E. You can keep your little shithole over there.
Mm-hmm. But you know why Zelensky doesn't care?
Because we got his back, and then fucking Germany stepped in and everything else, and we sent his things. But, meanwhile, while we're sitting here worried
He's also
about...
a hardcore Zionist.
Oh, you said it. You said it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Even more of a reason to bomb his ass, really.
But isn't it funny because there's so many Russians in Ukraine right now, and Putin's like, you know what? Respectfully, those are my people. So I'm going to go in slow but surely.
Yes.
And like you said before, he's not going to put full force because if you put full force, you're going to kill the one, and two, shows real power. That's smart.
For all the Americans out there
What do you
that
think,
like,
he wants to rebuild it?
Yeah, he's smart.
dude, a lot of Americans are really bad when it comes to geopolitics and not understanding. So like we gave the functional equivalent, right? Like China, basically, if China went into Mexico, we would go in there and kick them out, right? So that's what Russia's doing. The other thing too is that a lot of Ukrainians are Russians. They're ethnically Russian. He's not going to go in there and kill his people, bro.
For
They're the
what?
same. A lot of them speak the same language for the longest time. People forget that 20, 30 years ago, Ukraine was a part of the USSR, bro. Like Ukraine is a relatively new country. A lot of them are Russians.
Listen, technically, that is Putin's place.
It is. So he's not going to go in there and kill those people. He wants to go ahead and take it over as strategically as possible. So they're slowly moving through.
Yep.
They're conquering the land. They're not demolishing everything because, like you said, why the fuck does he want to rebuild it? And why does he want to kill Ukrainians? A lot of them are Russians. A lot of them want to become a part of Russia at the end of the day. A lot of them speak Russian. A lot of them want the USSR to be together. And people know that Zelensky is just a fucking cokehead.
And we had a podcast with a special guest that was actually in the whole war zone itself.
Oh, yeah, Gonzalo
Red Pill.
Lira. Gonzalo
Yeah,
Lira.
he
What-
spoke about how much
what'd he
Russia was
say?
covering ground, but the news didn't report that. They only reported Ukraine winning because it's a good look.
Yeah.
Russia was taking over a lot.
And the other thing, too.
So they would play the clips of where
Yeah.
Ukraine
Only-
looked good, but not the other clip
And-
where Russia's strategically going around.
Yeah, they're surrounding what they're doing is they're coming in, they're surrounding it, and then they're just letting them bleed out for time and resources. Like, all right, you guys are gonna have to come out at some point and get restock on weapons, food, supplies, whatever it may be. So they're just waiting it out, and then they come out, and then they surrender, and they take over the area, and boom, and it's done.
Yeah.
And that's what they've been doing strategically, and they're not trying to. Because here's the thing, people don't get too. Russia's a world superpower. If they wanted, they could have bombed Ukraine to fucking
And
hell
it's
in 2
done.
days.
Done.
Yeah.
In 2 days, like we did for Iraq, bomb it to hell, then send in the ground troops. But they didn't do that because they want to capture it intact. But people are stupid and don't realize that Putin's goal is not to just take over Ukraine. He's trying to take it over intact, and basically get NATO the fuck out of there. This all started, this is us versus Russia. It's not Ukraine versus
Yeah,
Russia. These are the
I
United
agree
States
with
and NATO versus Russia. It's a proxy war. And basically, it's to continue to fund the military-industrial complex and test our weapons and kind of see where we stand with Russia. That's why they're funding this war, and they're continuing to funding this war because there's too much money to be made. And at the end of the day, Zelensky doesn't give a fuck about Ukraine because if he did, he would have went to the table and said, you know what, Putin, we can't win. I'm going to stop fucking with NATO. we're gonna work this out. It is what it is. But he doesn't care because he's a billionaire. He has money. He's a Zionist, and
Wasn't a billionaire.
Yeah,
wasn't.
He was not a billionaire.
was not a billionaire?
No, he
No?
wasn't a billionaire
He is
until
now.
this war
Yeah,
started.
he is now.
Oh, okay, okay.
Isn't that
yeah.
funny?
I meant, yeah. The
Dirty
billionaire now.
motherfucker, man.
Damn.
I did not know he was not okay, so that makes sense that he's a billionaire now.
Yeah, of course.
He has a house in Miami. He doesn't have to worry about shit. So for him, he doesn't give a shit. His allegiance
Dirty motherfucker.
isn't to. This is controversial. His allegiance is not to Ukraine. It's to himself, his money, and at the end of the day, he's a part of them boys.
And two other things on this. One, they put out that Putin, he blew up his own bridge. Did you see that yesterday or the other day?
Oh yeah,
Like,
Come on,
he
man.
blew up his own bridge.
yeah.
Get the fuck
Just
out.
like the
Come on,
pipeline too. Just like the pipeline too.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And while we're sitting here with this masculinity bullshit, woke shit, I'm this, I'm that.
Yeah.
I assume, you know what's happening. Russia's aligning with fucking China.
Yep.
China and Russia are aligning together with Iran, Serbia, all that.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, we're worried about climate control and who wears what and what
Gas
says what.
stove,
What gender?
gas stove.
And what gender, 3 fucking bathrooms, while they're laughing at us. And they're all lining up, becoming a super fucking power
Yeah.
that you do not want to fuck with.
It's clown world, man. We're prioritizing the wrong things. For other people that climate change, blah blah, Greta Thunberg and all these other retards.
Do some history.
Like what climate change really comes down to at the end of the day is we're fighting over the water raising like 1 or 2 inches, dude. That's
in
what it
his-
comes down
Happened
to.
for years. It's
Like,
it's forever.
You can't stop it.
That's climate change. If I'm going to summarize it in one sentence, we're literally fighting for fucking water raising 1 to 2 inches.
But it always happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had three of the top archaeologists in the world.
Yeah.
It always, if you go in the history books, it always happens. It gets hotter, it gets colder. Colder. It gets hotter, it gets colder. But it's a way for Gates and Dick Cheney, who you never see. He went and hid in his fucking mansion.
Al Gore.
Al
Al Gore.
Gore, that prick. Right? It's
Yeah,
just
where's
a way
he at?
for hiding with his
he
fucking counting his money, banging girls. But it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just a bullshit scam.
Well, if they're able to go ahead, and here's the other thing too, shout out to
But who's behind them? That's what I want to ask you
Who's the
guys.
puppet?
Because, okay, you have Biden, okay?
Yeah.
Not this isn't a left or right thing. You have Biden, okay? We know he's a puppet.
Yeah.
Behind
Facts.
Biden, you got Obama, Clinton, whoever telling him what to do. Behind him, you got the hedge funds. You got BlackRock. You got BlackRock, Big Pharma. You got Bank of America.
Pfizer,
we have
all
all
these
the
guys.
paperwork.
Yeah.
They're all behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, who's behind them? Who is behind the hedge funds? Like I said, the BlackRock, the Bank of America. Who is behind them pushing this agenda? That's the fucking question.
Well, let me ask you, who can you not criticize?
I don't know.
You know.
You
who
know.
it is.
No, do I? I don't know. I wish
Who can you not criticize? And
Who?
if you do,
Who?
you get canceled.
Would it be your boys?
I think it's them boys. Them boys, bro. I mean, that's all you
so
got.
who's behind it? Who's behind the hedge funds and everybody else? Who's them boys though? Who is that?
We know who them boys are, man. If they're from that certain state that starts with an I.
Who? Am I
know?
No, am I a retard or what?
God's favorite.
It begins with an I and has an SRAEL in the.
Israel? Israel?
All roads lead back.
Jesus Christ!
Crazy.
I mean, it's.
That's who's. You think that's who's behind everything?
I mean,
Well, they play a major part.
they play a
They
major
got power
part.
like
yeah,
that?
yeah. Well, I would say it's kind of like a cog in the wheel, right? They're making the wheel spin in their own way, but it's pushing a different agenda. And you said who's behind this whole like issues, for example, world issues, all that stuff. I think personally it's the World Reserve Bank. I'm sorry, Federal Bank as well.
Yeah.
With a shadow group that we don't know about, because obviously speaking, there's people behind it spinning the wheels, but we don't know them exactly. But they are turning things for example, wars, agendas, and ultimately, bro, I think personally speaking, they have an agenda where they want to have one world currency,
Oh, yeah.
one order, one like food. Where like if you don't listen to what I say, they control you, pretty much.
Yeah, it's all of them working in concert, right? You could talk about, we could say Israel, but if we're gonna say Israel, we gotta say also Saudi Arabia, right? We gotta say
gotta be.
all these guys are working together. Like one of the biggest lies people tell each other is that like Israel and Saudi Arabia don't work together. They absolutely do. You know what I mean? Like like Israel has allies, and Saudi Arabia obviously can't openly be an ally with Israel, but they are, dude. Like they would have been taken over decades ago if it weren't for Saudi Arabian influence with working with the United States, etc. Because they all have self-interest. We buy oil from Saudi Arabia, but a lot of them millionaires and people that run a big corporations in the United States have interest in Israeli preservation, right? So it's the three working together. And then if we want to talk, we're going to have a shout to Ryan Dawson. We're going to talk with him about this when 9/11. Israel, the deep state with the United States, and Saudi Arabia were involved in 9/11. It's absolutely factual. There's been declassified documents from the FBI, the CIA, etc., that prove that there was knowledge, right? Number one, there was knowledge that bin Laden was going to attack. Number two, there was knowledge that the hijackers were right down here in Hollywood, Florida, and Mossad was involved in helping them move with the moving companies, etc. Then on top of that, we know that some of the hijackers were Saudi Arabian, and they were being moved around the United States by these fucking Israelis that were Israeli intelligence from Mossad. So it's like, what the hell's going on here? And some of the Saudi Arabian documents were declassified recently, right? Once they decided, oh, let's get into this brick situation. Oh, let's declassify this stuff from 9/11 that shows Saudi Arabian involvement. So it's a fact now at this point. But it's crazy to me how like people, I mean, it's been 20-something years now, so people don't care as much. But it's wild to me because back then they were just like, yeah, terrorists, Al-Qaeda, blah, blah, blah. Yes, Al-Qaeda was involved, but there were absolutely people that enabled it.
But this goes way back, bro. Like, way back. Like, for example, you know Adam Weishaupt?
Yeah.
So it started way back then.
Yeah.
In the 1700s.
Yeah.
So this has been going on for years, this whole agenda, this plan. So we're just a part of like this whole process, but like, can we stop it? I really don't know if we can. Honestly.
I don't think so. And to the 9/11, we had Rick Prado in, who was the head of the CIA at the time of 9/11.
Oh shit!
And for whatever, I mean, he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
And we've had 10 CIA guys. And whenever I say, Rick Prado, they go, "You had Rick Prado in, bro? He's a fucking legend."
Yeah.
Like whatever he did, who the fuck knows? You know what I mean? But he went into Rumsfeld 61 days before 9/11, and he said, "Look, the cells are quiet." Rumsfeld said, "This is the legend of the fucking CIA, man." And Rumsfeld said, "Nah, it's not enough info." He went back in, 15 days before to Bush and Rumsfeld. He said, "Look,
We don't hear anything.
They're coming. No, not enough info. Go."
Yeah.
Then we had Carol in. Now, Carol Hellerman, she was a flight attendant, right? She's just like, she reminds me of like that mom, like your mom, just a nice lady, blah, 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 blah. And to make a real long story short, it was all lined up to the point where even when she went to get on the plane on the 12th, the next day,
To get him
she
out.
looked at the guy that put him up on the plane thing, and the name tag didn't look right. But she was like, she's not ditzy. She's just like, a woman, like an Italian woman, whatever. So she goes in, and there was only 3 planes, and those 3 planes, everything was grounded, but 3 planes weren't to get the terrorists out. That didn't hit to California, that didn't hit what they were supposed to. There was 11 targets. And there is no way this lady's lying. No way.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that
and there's a dossier on that too. You know that,
dude.
it tells everything.
There's too many. There was too many moving parts and too many fail points for it to not have been known by the intelligence agencies and everybody else. Another thing too. Excuse me. When it comes to the hijackers, right? 15 of them were in Hollywood, Florida, and they were getting moved. FBI Miami knew this, by the way, declassified documents. Jeez. They knew that these guys had utilized the moving service. This moving service was run by a bunch of Israelis. A couple of these Israelis, they found out, had ties to Mossad. So it's like, what the hell is going on? And then on top of that, right, old news footage, right? I think everybody go check out Ryan Dawson, his documentary, The Empire Unmasked, man. He talks about all this stuff. We're gonna have him on tomorrow for Rumble, and we're gonna talk about this. But because he's the number one guy when it comes to 9/11, like
Friday,
he covers everything. He covers the Israeli links, the Saudi Arabian links, the United States links. It's not just like, okay, let me just go ahead and just hone in on the Jews. No, he talks about everybody. Like everyone is involved in this bullshit, and there was obvious reasons, right? There's a lot of money to be made in Iraq, and people talk about, oh yeah, we invaded Iraq. Why the fuck did we invade Iraq? Which is a good question because Bin Laden and Saddam Hussein were actually enemies. Like I don't know why the fuck, if you want to go into that, like why the hell we even invaded Iraq?
Saddam had everybody under control.
Yeah.
So why you would take him out, whether he's a psychopath.
Because his dad couldn't do it.
Because his dad couldn't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But Saddam had shit under control. It wasn't going buck wild.
And here's the other thing, too. If Bin Laden is the enemy, right? Okay, cool. Bin Laden is the enemy. We identified that he was a guy that was involved in the 9/11 plotting, etc. Cool. That's fine. Why would you go ahead and invade Iraq when Saddam and Bin Laden absolutely hate each other? Because here's the reason we even hated. This is the real story with Bin Laden, right? So Bin Laden, a lot of people don't know this. Saudi Arabian, right? His family is the second richest family after the royal family because his family was involved in building a lot of the structures in Saudi Arabia, right? His dad, when he died, was like a multi-billionaire by the time he died back in the 60s in like a plane crash, right? So Bin Laden leads the fight against the Russians in the 80s in Afghanistan, right? And we armed him, by the way, for that, right? So we actually, the United States, actually, the CIA was involved in arming him to fight the Soviets off. Interesting. So we go ahead. They win the war, right, in the 80s. Bin Laden wins the war. So he's high off that, like, yeah, woo, we did it, blah, 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 right? So then Saddam Hussein invades Kuwait, if I'm not mistaken, in the 90s, right? Yeah. So, and that obviously is a national security risk for the Saudi Arabian empire.
I kind of think he had a right to.
Yeah. So he invades, right? And Bin Laden is like, okay, I have my army here. We just beat the Soviets. He tells the Saudi Arabian royalty, let me fight. I'll bring my soldiers and we will fight Saddam Hussein and his people. This is a holy war. We'll do it. They say, no, we're good. We got the United States. They're going to help us. Whoa! He gets pissed off because he's like, yo, you have infidels fighting in Arab lands. This is against the Quran. This is fucked up. This is haram, right? So he gets pissed off. So he starts to talk shit about the royal family. Royal family says, well, fuck you. They take his Saudi Arabian citizenship, strip him of it, exile him. He has to go to Sudan in the 90s, right? He's there. Now he hates the United States because the United States effectively got his citizenship removed. And on top of that, they're fighting the war for him that he feels that he should have. So that's basically Bin Laden's biggest beef with the United States. It's not that he hates us because we're free. He hated us because we took the holy war from him that he wanted to fight against Saddam. But then it's interesting to me that after 9/11, we go ahead and invade Iraq when Iraq is the direct enemy of Bin Laden. Doesn't make sense, but most people don't know this shit.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not saying this to like excuse Bin Laden's behavior. Obviously, it was inexcusable to kill 3,000 plus Americans. But what I am saying is that for us to invade Iraq after 9/11 doesn't make sense.
This episode is brought to you by Manscape.com. Breaking news, Manscaped now sells beard products. That's right, they are once again revolutionizing men's grooming with brand new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. From a beard trim to a fresh shave, the technology behind Beard Hedger Pro Kit allows you to shave your signature beard look. Now you can finally use Manscaped products to make your drapes match your carpet by going to Manscaped.com and using code MSCS Media for 20% off and free shipping. No one likes a weird beard, so say goodbye to all the stubble trouble with Manscaped's Pro Beard Kit. It all starts with the Beard Hedger. This thing is a monster of fixing faces. First off, this cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard. No more messing around in drawers, this color one, that color one, all with one guard. Plus, it's waterproof, so you can shave in the shower and avoid all that hair in the sink. The Pro Kit doesn't end there, though. First, there's the beard shampoo and conditioner. You need to remember your hair is different. Next, Manscaped's beard oil. Cap it off with beard balm. The Pro Kit also comes with 3 different gifts: a beard brush, comb, and scissors to ensure your beard is ready to impress. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code MSCS Media at Manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at Manscaped.com. Use the code MSCS Media. This podcast is brought to you by Monster Energy. Tear into a can of the meanest energy drink on the planet, Monster Energy. It's the ideal combo of the right ingredients in the right proportion to deliver a big bad buzz that only Monster can. Monster packs a powerful punch, has a smooth, easy drinking flavor. Athletes, musicians, co-eds, road warriors, metalheads, geeks, hipsters, and bikers dig it. You will too. Monster Energy is more than just the green OG. Monster has Monster Ultra, Juice Monster, Monster Hydro, Rehab Monster, Dragon Tea, Monster Max, Muscle Monster, and many more. Buy on Amazon, buy on Walmart, or go to monsterenergy.com and believe me, you'll find a place. Unleash the beast. Monster Energy. And what you're saying is prior to that, he got pissed because it was his war.
He felt like it was, yeah.
Like, let's just pretend it's the Irish mob or Italian mob.
Yeah.
We went against the rules. You don't go into that. You know, you let that alone.
Yeah.
We always get in shit.
And he knows the area over there. He knows what the terrain's like. He knows what it's like. Why wouldn't you just let him fight it instead of saying, "Oh, what's
because we wanted to make
over
the
there
fucking money."
Yeah, because the United States wanted to come in and say, we're going to protect you. And also, we had the petrodollar at this point. So, like, back in the 70s, a lot of Americans don't know. I think it was Nixon that struck this deal in, like, 74 or whatever. We ended up getting the petrodollar, which is like, hey, we'll protect you guys, but you have to do all of your trade in U.S. dollars. And then, bam, that's what propped up the U.S. dollar as the, world's reserve currency. And we took it from the UK. So it all comes back to money.
We are a big bully, man.
So we look at it like,
right.
And it's crazy to me how so many people don't know this. And it's like, this is why we're so interested in Saudi Arabia, is because we literally have to defend them because our dollar is propped up by oil, which they make. and everyone does their deals in oil, which is why we have these problems nowadays where they're trying to get no one to use the U.S. dollar to buy oil anymore. Which is, obviously with the whole Biden administration, no one respects him and whatever the fuck, which is people could talk shit about Trump all they want. But at least when Trump was in office, the world respected us.
Yeah.
Free Trump, man. Free
Yeah,
Trump.
this whole, which we could talk about that whole classified thing too, because I got my opinions on that one. But dude, it's not good. Okay, so.
Let me ask you this quick first.
Sure, please.
Because I do want to get
we're going into so many different
topics.
topics.
Who cares? It don't matter. I just want to know. What age is right to fall in love? Because I watched it last night.
Yeah.
But I want to ask both of you. What is the right age to fall in love? It's funny as shit. It's fun.
For a guy,
you
or
guys
for a
are
chick?
great.
For a chick or for a guy?
For both. Fresh. You tell me for a guy. You tell me for a chick.
Right.
Actually, we'll do it in reverse because he has a very good take for guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Girls always say, ultimately speaking, between 18 to 24.
For
just
what's
because
that, for a guy?
No, for a girl.
Oh, girl.
Just because like that age range, you're young, fertile, and you're at your best peak years.
Fertile? That's sexist.
Oh my goodness.
That's misogynistic.
Did I just say that?
Come on, man.
I'm so sorry about that. I'm just kidding. No, but
Fuck you, feminists.
but if you think about it, what happens most of the time, right? Girls will be like, oh, you know what? I'm in my hot girl phase. I'm gonna party, have fun, travel, fuck whoever I want. Then it become 30, you're like, damn, where's my man? And then it's like, hold on a second. Why don't they want me? Because you're 30 years old and you're used up. But if you're younger, your prime is like, oh, she's hot.
That's what Rich Cooper
She's
said.
active. And it's like, at that point, I feel like most women are like, you know what? I'm going to have fun, eat my cake later. But you can't. Because at that point, what do guys want? Younger, hotter.
Yeah.
So, and then for guys?
For a guy. Oh, man, we about to get controversial here.
Let's go.
For a guy, I think it's got to be 35 bare minimum. And the reason why is for a guy, I always say, you got to have a couple things in place before you can even be in a position to command love from chicks. You got to be, obviously, you have to have life experience, which at 35 you should have. Make $100,000 a year or more. Have 6 months to 1 year of savings. Be in shape, and then have had sex with 50 girls. And people get fucking mad at me for saying that. Ben Shapiro went on a whole fucking thing. Oh, I don't agree with this because actually having more sexual partners hurts you, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, for women, not for men. Men are not affected negatively by sex the same way women are. There's a bunch of studies that show this. Yes, because he said the science shows that that's not correct. You're right. For women, but not for men.
What did Ben say?
Ben tried to say that being promiscuous as a man and having a large amount of sexual partners affects both genders the same. And I was saying, like, no, only women, not men. Men, it can affect you, but you have to have significantly more partners than a woman to start to feel to get the pair bonding issues that he's talking about.
Yeah.
Is he in a bubble or something?
Well, here's the thing with Ben Shapiro, right?
I might respect him.
Yeah. No, like he's coming from, and I like Ben Shapiro too.
Yeah.
Right? He's coming from a place of I think he lost his virginity and married the girl that he's with. That's inexperience.
That's all he knows.
His wife will kill him if he says otherwise when he comes home.
Pretty much. And the other thing too is that
I mean that respectfully.
He's lucky because he comes from a devout Jewish background. His girl is Jewish. She comes from that background. So he had these training wheels of religion, shame, good family, all these institutions that make it that pretty much propped her up to be a good, dutiful wife. But let's keep it real here. Most of these girls are fucking sluts, dude. We did a podcast, a live show with Valuetainment, right? Shout out to those guys.
PBD.
Adam Sosnick and Patrick Bet-David, right? So we were down there in Fort Lauderdale. We did a live show. And I go around the table because people were like, oh, Myron, you're controversial. You said you guys should have sex with 50 girls. So we had 20 girls on the panel. I go through. How many guys do you think the average girl slept with throughout her lifetime that's 25 years old that been to college? One girl says 10, another girl says 7, another girl says 80, another girl says 50, another girl says 70, another girl says 10, blah, blah.
I hope you did a plus 20 to all of
yeah,
that.
pretty much. Right?
You know
So
what I mean?
what I did was at the end of the 20 girls, the average came to about
25,
20 to 25.
30.
Right? Then I went around and asked all the girls, okay, do you think it's more attractive if the man has more sexual experience or the woman? Universally, the man has to have more sexual experience. Then I was like, boom. That is why you got to fuck 50 girls in today's day and age, guys. That's why. Because if the average chick at 25 years old has 20 to 25 bodies, you should be at least double as experienced as her, if not more, right? But that people look at me like I'm crazy when I say this shit. But it's like, bro, if the girl has more sexual experience than you as the man, you're putting yourself in a position where she has the leverage because you're not sexually experienced. You don't know what's better. You get your pee-pee wet one time. Ooh, I'll commit to her like a fucking simp. Next thing you know, you're spending $20,000 on a fucking Gucci bag for a girl that never liked you in the first place because you don't know how to detect real desire versus a girl that's just using you.
Or make her have an orgasm.
Or
yes.
that.
Also, I'm sorry, bro. all these trad-cons, bro, are living back in the old days.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Nowadays, bro, in the dating marketplace, and as you know, as we are in the dating marketplace,
Yeah.
bro, it's totally different. You have to come in with game and not be finesse, because what's gonna happen is guys are simple for these girls nonstop, giving them whatever they want, and you come meet her like, you gonna do the same thing. No, that's not how I operate. So you got to know the game and know how to play it.
Thank you. Like I was gonna bring that up. We get criticized by traditional conservatives like Ben Shapiro and all these guys all the time, and these other YouTubers like, oh, all these red pill guys teach you is how to just be a degenerate, have sex with a bunch of women. Here's the thing. I want you to have sex with a bunch of girls so that you pick if you want to fucking commit to a girl or not. The reality is most of these guys commit to the first fucking girl that gets their pee-pee wet. Okay, I'll be with you, but you got to be monogamous to me. You got to do this, blah, blah, blah. No, I want the guy to be like, okay, listen, I'm going to commit to you, but you have to fill out what the fuck I want. And then you're in the commander's seat. Because when women have leverage, they're terrible fucking people. They treat you like shit. They emasculate you, make you do a bunch of shit that you don't necessarily want to do. I don't want no fucking guy 10 years into a marriage going to IKEA furniture shopping when he doesn't fucking want to do that shit. But so many guys get in relationships with girls just because they're getting their pee-pee wet. And it's like, no, I want you to be in a commander's seat where you tell the girl, this is how it's going to be. Take it or fucking leave it. Comply or goodbye. And that's what women want. Women want a guy who could put their fucking foot down. But you're not going to be able to do that unless you have the prerequisite experience and you understand female nature. But these fucking tradcons are out here telling guys, go ahead and get married to the first girl. Religion's going to save you, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. Look at fucking...
Steven Crowder.
Look at Steven Crowder.
Sorry to say.
He got with this chick, right? And you know, Christian, they're both celibate before they met, blah, blah, blah. That shit doesn't work anymore. It's 2023.
Like women, don't get me going on that one.
Dude,
we'll be here till 9 o'clock at night.
Women have way too much power in the dating marketplace with the family courts, with the with the domestic violence laws, etc. Guys have to go into relationships nowadays with their eyes wide fucking open. But the thing is that these tradcons tell guys, don't worry, it's okay. Just go ahead and get married. Religion will save you. God is here. No, these fucking girls don't believe in God no more.
Is religion going to pay that fucking alimony?
Yeah, is God going to pay that alimony? He's
That's
not.
what I want to know.
Because what people don't understand is that in 2023, we live in what I call a deregulated sexual marketplace. And what that effectively means is anyone can have sex with anyone as long as they meet age of consent and there's consent. That's it. Two fucking dudes can bang, two chicks can get banged, they could do threesomes, blah, blah. If everyone consents and they're of age, you're fine. So what that means is since we live in a deregulated sexual marketplace, women control everything. So since women control everything, guys need to go in with their eyes wide open and understand what it takes to actually have the woman in your frame. Because if you're not in control of the frame, you are going to take an L every single time.
And to what Fresh had said, with social media, what happens when you get in a fight? Say. Now, I don't mean to be, you know.
You want to hear it?
An
The
asshole.
committee.
Say you're not fucking her right, right? You're half fucking her because you don't have the experience. You get in a fight. All of a sudden, she's on that fucking filter on the Instagram and everything, and there's 10,000 guys DMing her. You're so beautiful. Everything that she wants to hear that you're no longer telling her because she's not fucking you. Why is she not fucking you? Because you don't know how to fuck. Because you only fucked 2, 3, 4, 5 girls. You don't have any game, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You didn't wait till 35, because I agree with that number, till you had experience, you got some dollars. Like you said, they go on the social media, they got their pick. What do you think's going to happen? Now they go back to their man. They went way too early, and they're in their mind, they're like, I got 20,000 guys here that are way better looking than you, that treat me way better than you, whether they do or not.
Yeah.
Because they know the game.
Perception is everything.
Exactly what Fresh said.
So just at this point, if you add that, what you said earlier, and social media together, you create a monster. Because now with multiple options, and you're not doing what she wants. No, you know what? I'm going to lead you. And as a man, if you're not a leader, she's leading you. Now, just adding this part as well. Yeah. So imagine, right? You want to wipe this chick up. She has unlimited options, right? You're not the man of value you want to be. We tell guys all the time on the show, become the best version of yourself, because if you become better, you become that top tier man, which is basically like the high value man, so to speak. Now it's like, damn, who can replace him? Not many people. So you win in those odds.
Not only that, like guys don't understand, like it used to be you'd have tradition, religion, family, shame. These things would keep your girl in check.
Yeah.
That shit is gone.
Gone.
We have music industry, city girls telling girls to be fucking sluts. We have Kim Kardashian telling girls you can be happy with 7 husbands.
How about
you can
Amber
have
Rose?
a sex tape. Amber Rose, be a slut walk. Like we
What
have
was that?
all these things, dude.
What was that?
We have all these fucking things in place right now that
If you did
completely, dude, would be gone, right. Bro. The fucking whore walk, male whore walk, right?
You'd be
But, like,
fucking
City boy walk.
yeah, the city boy walk. But we have all these, like, the things like that, and this is where my issue with a lot of these tradcons is, like, the things that used to keep women in line, shame, religion, family institution, all that shit, gone, right? So you have these new institutions in degenerative music, pop culture, etc., Girls don't give a fuck about Jesus anymore. They care about Kim Kardashian. They care about Amber Rose. They care about City Girls. They care about fucking Nicki Minaj. All these sluts. That's what women look up to. And then on top of that, people don't understand that women are fucking followers. They're not leaders. So since women are followers, they go with what seems easy, what seems fun. What is it? Have your fun, when you're young, and go ahead and find a guy later.
Yep.
You can blame Sex in the City for fucking that. So we have this entire society, right, where women are taught to be promiscuous, be hoes, go to college, have their fun, blah, 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 and then your dumbass supposed to wait at the end and take her after she's been run through. Well, guess what?
And pay the bills.
And pay the fucking bills for this girl. So these things are gone, but they're telling tradcons that religion is going to save. It's not, dude. Most of these girls are not religious, and even if they claim to be religious, they're going to be hoes and have their fun anyway. So guys need to go ahead and operate on what the world is versus what it should be. And what I tell guys is, if you're going to go ahead and be a tradcon and operate like it's 1950, you're effectively taking a fucking butter knife into a rocket launcher fight, because these women are way more sexually experienced. You got to know what you're doing.
And you know what's scary?
And social media. The fucks it up too. I forgot to mention the social media.
One.
Yeah, that's the biggest amplifier.
You know what's scary? So now women want to become men, right? What happens is, you know how men are, especially high value men, they date multiple women. So she has a man for paying her bills, for example, the car note, the rent, maybe getting her hair done, travel, fun. So she's like maybe 3, 4, 5 guys, right? So then let's say she meets you or me, and she's like, damn, he's the guy I want to be with, but I got to reprogram her because she's been programmed for so long to be this independent boss babe, just having multiple dudes. And it's like, that's a lot of work I got to do to just fix her. I don't want that. So it's kind of like this whole setup here, bro, destroys women all the way, bro. All the way.
And two things that you guys had Pat on, and Pat, I know Pat. When I had Pat on, he was saying when he met his wife, they went to a therapist, and they asked the therapist. Pat asked the therapist, you've been married 30 years. What's the most important thing in your marriage? Therapist said, we have dinner every day
at 6 p.m.
Every day at 6 p.m. Pat gives him the $200, says, okay, see you later. His wife is like, what did I do wrong? He goes, if you ever think that I'm going to be home at 6 p.m., it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take over the world.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a 6 p.m. guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and that's how you got to be. And you guys got to have Rich Cooper on.
Yeah,
He wrote
we know Rich. We know Rich.
The 20 red flags.
Yeah.
How about the fucking committee?
The committee.
When he said that rang bells. And do you know what the committee is? You guys will love this one. You guys
is it because it might be because we talk about like having hoe friends.
It's worse.
Okay.
So you and your girl get in a fight.
Yeah.
It's between you two.
Yeah.
They call the mom, the dad, the brother, the sister, the other brother, the 10 slut whore friends that are miserable as fuck.
Yep.
Right? And all they want to do is bring your girl down to be as miserable as them.
Facts.
And then you're fighting over the color of a pencil, and all of a sudden you're a bully and you're disrespectful and the whole night. He's good, man. The committee, that was the one that got me, and I was like,
yeah, well,
it's true.
The thing too, and this is what I've always said it.
So now I don't care. Now I say, what, are you going to fucking call the committee? You're going to call the committee? Is that what we're going to do again today? Call the fucking committee.
Yeah, call it.
What am I now?
Yeah.
What am I now? A barbaric?
Yeah.
Am I barbaric because I have black blinds and I like it dark?
Yeah.
Is that what the committee told you?
Yeah.
Fucking motherfucker.
I've always said girls keep each
Rich
other
turned me into a
perpetually
maniac.
single, man. Like single girls keep each other single. And this is why I tell guys all the time, like if your girl has like hoe friends or whatever, you need to cut that shit off because they're going to fuck your situation up.
They are.
Even best friends, bro, they might, for example, you know what happens is, bro, she meets you, right? You take away from her friends, her family. You kind of like that guy that she wants to be with.
And then they come bring her down.
They get jealous because, you know what? You took my friend from me. Fuck you. Now, oh, babe, she did this to me. He did this and that to me. She's like, oh, he's bad for you, girl. He's toxic. You shouldn't be with him. And then slowly but surely, it gets into her head. And she's like, damn, they might be right. And it messes up the whole relationship. And it's like that one conversation with her friend fucked it up because she was jealous. It's crazy.
Yeah, because you're going to have arguments. So then they go back to that friend that they don't hang out with as much anymore.
That's single, by the way.
That single,
hates her life,
fat, whore, dirty friend, or maybe not fat, just hates her life.
She's
fat person.
Fat usually.
Fat.
Yep.
But, hates her life. And now the one that has a nice man with some money and doesn't have to work anymore calls and says, hey, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he did this to me. Oh, he did? And then throws a pile on top of that to take her,
And here's the worst part. They have group chats.
And then you
Text
try to tell the
chats.
girl that. You try to say, look, she's just trying to bring you down. She's been my friend for 20 years.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing too, like not only that, but like there's just what men also need to understand, like, and this is what tradcons don't fucking get, is that there's a general, traditional conservatives. They always attack us for like teaching guys these tactics or whatever. But the thing is that I want men to be in a position of power where they decide if they want to commit to the girl, not the fucking other way around. Because a lot of times it's the girl dictating things. But what tradcons also don't understand is that we live in a world now, right, where like male authority is no longer respected. And what I mean by this is like if a guy puts a boundary on his chick, like let's say she wants to go on a trip and he says, I don't want you going on that trip. Instead of the girlfriend saying, you know what, that's probably right. You probably shouldn't go on a girl's trip to fucking Tulum with your girlfriends that are all single and hoes or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
When we're engaged,
like, you probably should, that's a good idea. That's actually plausible. You probably shouldn't go. They're going to say, no, he's controlling. That's toxic. That's fucked up, blah, blah, blah. Because why? There's a general lack of respect for male authority in 2020 fucking 3. And this is what guys need to understand in today's day and age. That's what we're trying to wake them up to. It's not 1950 anymore where there's implied authority as a male. You come into a relationship, you're the leader, it's implied, she knows what it is. No, you have to assert that shit all the fucking time with the fucking faggot clown world that we're in where women think that they're equal to men. So what I teach guys is, we don't live in a tradcon world where they fucking try to tell you, oh yeah, it's okay, just, you find the right girl out there, blah, blah, just be yourself. This fucking stupid advice. That world doesn't happen. You have to fucking be that guy and make the girl the right girlfriend for you. Because a lot of these girls come in indoctrinated with bad fucking habits, etc. And that's why I tell guys you got to fucking train the bullshit out of girls. And a lot of the times, you got to mold them, dude. Yep. But then I say this shit, that's misogynistic. Fuck you. No, it's realistic because men have to move differently now because girls don't come pre-assembled. They don't come with a good father. They don't come with a good family. They don't have religion. They don't have morals. They don't have shame anymore. So you have to put these things in them as the fucking guy and the leader. So what I tell guys is since women typically don't understand or respect male authority in 2023, you need to be prepared to get rid of the women out there that will enable that bad behavior of thinking, fuck man, we don't need to listen to him. He's controlling. He's toxic. No, you don't hang out with those bitches no more because they don't understand male authority, which is why either A, they don't have a boyfriend, or B, if they do have a boyfriend, he's a fucking bitch. And I don't want you fucking around these girls that don't respect men.
Check this out.
And I know both you guys ran into this, is probably what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Is that these women then with the job now, because I'm used to like the woman cleans, cooks, takes care of the kid if you got a kid. The man works all day. Yeah, that's what I know.
Yep.
Right?
Traditional.
Yeah.
South Philly, Italians, man.
Yeah, that's how it was. That's everywhere I looked. I fucking started seeing this shit. What the
clown
fuck?
world,
I called a guy in to do the board one day. He's always complaining about money. Hey, what are you doing? I'm cooking a crock pot. I go, what the fuck is a crock pot? I'm cooking a crock pot for my girl to come home. You're doing what? I'm going to pay you. You're cooking a crock pot.
That's flips.
You fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
But anyway, I forget what I was going to say now because that always pissed me off when that happened. What were we going to say? I'm sorry, man.
Check this out, right? The argument is, okay, bro, you know what? Forget these hoes. I want to find a good girl. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Oh, bro, like she's good, bro. She's good manners. She's whatever. She's raised well. But ultimately speaking, as a man of leadership, man of value, man of honor, you need to make your girl your girl, which means, for example, what do you want? And once she does what you want, then you win. That to me is a good girl. Versus like, oh yeah, she doesn't go out that much. That can be good for you, but ultimately, we're just saying in a nutshell, what's a good girl? Whatever's good for you.
Most guys accept, however, like this is the other thing too that men need to understand. Like, don't accept bitches as how they come. Yeah. Like, don't. Like, just accept the fact that when you meet a girl that's, in modern day, you're going to have to probably get some bad habits out of her. And that's okay. Yeah. Because let me tell you, motherfuckers, something. And a lot of men don't know this. Women would never accept you how the fuck you come. They expect you to make a certain amount of money, to have your shit in order with with being in the gym, having your masculinity on point, being a leader. They expect you to plan a fucking day.
Clean
all this
up
shit.
And stuff.
Yeah, women will never accept a man how they fucking come. But on the other hand, they expect you to accept them how they come. No, fuck that shit. If you become a certain type of guy, you make a certain type of money, you go to the fucking gym, you bust your ass, etc. You need to demand excellence from these fucking bitches because a lot of them are fucking mediocre and they want a man that's top tier. It's incredible to me how girls get on fucking social media. They'll be useless. Hoes, fat, out of shape, not even attractive, and they'll get on TikTok. They'll literally have the gall to get on TikTok and say, oh, so I went on this date and this guy didn't call me back. Or, oh my God, why are there no good guys out there? Blah, blah. Bitch is 35, looking like shit, blah, blah, blah. Could you imagine if I fucking ate Cheetos every single day, fat slob in my fucking mom's basement playing PlayStation all the time?
With nut huggers on?
I can't get a
with
girl.
Like blue and white nut huggers
Could
on
you imagine,
and shit?
right?
You know
Like,
what I mean?
and I'm saying that on fucking TikTok.
How funny would he look with a bag of chip and like white hand nut huggers?
Cheeto hands. Cheeto
with the Cheeto hands and a fucking Budweiser.
Yeah.
Bud Light.
Bud Light. Light.
So check this out. Yeah, Bud Light. Yeah, Bud Light.
Bud Light.
Bud Light.
Drink up, bitch.
Yeah. I identify as a woman today.
The woman would walk in and say that to you. Drink up, bitch. Drink up, honey.
Could you imagine, right?
Your balls just went up your ass.
I go ahead. I got these tidy whities on. I'm on fucking TikTok complaining that no girl wants to give me a fucking date, blah, blah, blah. I would be ridiculed out the fucking woozah. Why? Because I haven't earned the ability to be able to get a bad bitch because I'm a loser. Rightfully so. There's negative ramifications for my fuckery, right? I'm a loser. I go on TikTok crying about it. Everyone makes fun of me. Great. That's negative reinforcement for my inadequacies. Here's the fucking problem. Women do that dumb shit. No one tells them, you stupid fat whore. You need to lose weight. You're too old. You fucked up. Blah, blah. We don't hold women accountable for their bad decisions.
But then they run to the committee. You're missing this.
Yeah,
they run to the committee. He abuses you, blah, 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 blah. Now, what happens is then the woman gets all bossed up because she goes on her Facebook or Instagram. Powered up how hot she is, how great she is, how she's right. And she comes home and beats the guy down. You're this, you're that. Now the guy says, oh, shit, if I lose her, I'm never going to... Because if somebody says enough to you in your head, you're going to start to believe it.
Yeah.
So then at some point, you no longer have the balls to say fuck you because deep down you really like her. So you don't say fuck you to her. So now you stay in this toxic, moronic relationship.
Yeah.
So how do you guys... And like I said, like this whole thing that, you know... negative shit. I see what you guys are doing. You're just trying to help guys that just don't get it.
So we tell guys.
But how do you get a guy out of that hole? Because the guy's in the hole beat down by his girl.
Yeah.
That he's a piece of shit loser and he's scared to death to, God forbid, say, like you're my girl, you're really going to wear that out? Like you're not a hooker anymore.
So this is why, right? Guys have to become better. When I say better, I don't mean just, for example, make a little bit more money or become more successful. I'm saying in everything. Looks, fitness, mindset, money as a total whole. Because once again,
can't be
if your girl is better than you in those metrics, you lost. Because now she's looking at you like, damn, this is my nigga. He's not really doing much. He's below me. I'm going to talk shit to him. Versus you're up here. She's right here. All right, damn, I got to look up to him. All right, you know what? I quit because he's the one on charge. I'm just saying in a nutshell, as a guy, you got to be total package nowadays.
Yo, you can't be average no more with these girls, bro.
But now how, if you allowed it to get to the point where the girl's here, because I've seen it, how do you get that guy to get the balls to be like, okay, well, we've been together for 5 years, but
you know the worst part? Here you lost. Because that whole dynamic right there is already done.
Yeah.
From the very beginning, if you let one thing slip and that connection hasn't been made, you already lost her. You already lost her. So I would just say from the very beginning, you know what? Cut your losses and move forward.
Yeah, he's got to get rid of her.
How do you get that guy to? Because I guarantee there's a million guys listening to this, and they can't wait to get home to crack that fucking 12-pack because you know they've lost her. How do you get them to get the balls to be like, okay,
This is how they do it. This is how they do it. They got to break up with her, dude. And not only do they got
to... Easy for you to say.
No, I know. I understand that. But the thing is that they got to break up with her with a game plan. The game plan is, all right, I'm breaking up with her. I'm getting the fuck out this house, right? Because they probably live together, which is a whole other mistake. We tell guys never live with your girl.
Yep.
Because it fags you up, makes you soft. Right? So they got to come up with a game plan. So number one, they got to break up with her. Number two, if they live together, they got to figure out some kind of separation plan where they get the fuck out that house because more than likely it's a toxic environment. It's negative. She reinforces bad behavior and it maybe makes him lazy, whatever the fuck. Then number three, he's got to go ahead and get a social circle of guys that are fucking getting their shit together, right? Because I always say,
Good point.
If you're around successful guys, 4 successful guys, you're going to be the fifth one. If you're with four losers, you're going to be the fifth one. Great. So they got to go ahead, surround themselves with some more successful guys. Maybe reach out to old friends that they might have ostracized before by being a fucking loser. Yep. Hey, man, I'm sorry I fucked up. I didn't mean a white knight on this bitch. I need to get my shit together. Hopefully those guys will show some mercy and bring them back into the circle. The guys that were successful, right? This is why I tell guys all the time. Never get rid of your male friends.
Never.
When there's so many fucking guys get in a relationship with a bitch and they forget their friends and they hang out with their girl all day. That's the worst thing you can do. If anything, you need to hang out with those guys more. Keep you fucking sharp. Give your girl some of the time. Don't live with that fucking bitch because you need to stay sharp and iron sharpens iron. Anytime you live with a fucking girl, she's going to fag you up because women are inherently lazy creatures. They're not designed to create excess resources to become excellent. They're designed to create children. So with that said, they have different mindsets. So when you live with your girl all the time, she's going to say stupid shit. Let's have ice cream. Let's go do this. She's going to make you a fucking bitch. She's going to make you soft. So you need to be around other guys that are going to say, no, let's go to the gym. Let's go train. Need to work more hours, blah, blah, blah. Because when you live with your girl, she's going to incentivize you to be fucking lazy. And you need to have a really strong mindset to tell her no. So a lot of times it's just better to not surround yourself with her because women are just soft. They're lazy, bro. It is what it is.
And what you're saying is, have a game plan.
Yep.
Don't go run to your drinking buddies. Go run to that guy that you met at the bar that said, hey, he's worth millions, right? Because you meet people. hey, come golfing with me sometime.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like golf.
Even if it's
go
one guy.
golfing because now you're with a successful guy who has his shit together, is positive.
Yep.
And then, in a way, you would have somebody then to look up to, like a role model.
Let me
right?
go through the list. So, my bad. So, number 1, have the game plan before you get the fuck out. Number 2, get with somebody who has their shit together, etc. Whether it's your old guy friends that you ostracized when you were being gay, or it was someone you met recently that has their shit together that's willing to take you in that you can meet with. Number 3, and this is imperative, you have to go to the gym. You absolutely must start training and going to the gym because number 1, when you go ahead and start to change your body, it's going to help you reinforce what you're doing is correct in your mind. Starts with a strong mind, then a strong body, and then that goes ahead and bleeds into other parts of your life. Exactly, and builds a positive routine as well. Fitness is absolutely imperative. So if you're not going to the fucking gym, guess what, asshole? It's time to go to the fucking gym, you fat piece of shit.
And buy a sauna.
Yep.
Yeah, and we have one. I got one off Amazon, $1,400. I've had it for 7 years, no problem. $120. I get out of that, I'm nice and relaxed.
Fuck it, man. If it helps you relax and go to the gym.
I love it. No, I think one of the big things, and I know you guys haven't really talked about it, is the scary part for a man is you're a successful male, right? You got a lot of money. And you meet this girl and you have your sexual relations, you do all the good stuff with her, and then 2 weeks later they come out and they say they were raped. I mean, it happened to that football player, that punter.
Yeah.
He was accused of rape. I mean, do you have to literally go there before you have sex and say, hold on, I have a document here, I'm going to put you on camera and you have to sign this because you got to protect your worth too.
Yeah,
because
it's getting scary nowadays.
Crazy.
With that.
Yeah.
But as far as I would say to get out of that toxic relationship, definitely those steps need to go in. So get the game plan, get the fuck out the house, have a circle of guys that you can go ahead and rely on. If not, maybe even one guy. Start getting in the gym and just have a game plan and just like you just have to be mentally strong enough to understand that like, okay, this girl no longer actually respects me. And men need to understand that a girl can't love you unless she respects you. Okay? And a part of respect, and what people don't understand, the necessary ingredient for respect to exist is fear. If your girl no longer fears losing you, she loses respect for you. Everything is rooted in fear. Whether it's you meet a guy that at a bar and you're like, oh shit, he's talking to me kind of crazy, but blah, blah, blah. I'm going to show him some respect because he might kick my ass, whatever. Respect is always rooted in fear. Your girl needs to have fear in losing you. Once a girl has no fear in losing you, she no longer respects you because she knows you're going to be there no matter what. And what guys don't understand, a lot of times, just by you leaving your chick and breaking up with her, you can take back that power that you lost over the years of being a fucking pussy because women rarely if ever get broken up with. And then if you break up with her and she decides running back to you, blah, blah, guess what? Now you have the leverage. Okay, you want to get back with me? This is how it's going to be. And then you can fucking set the terms. You're no longer going to behave like this. You're no longer going to do this. I don't commit to girls that do this. And now you have the fucking leverage and you can dictate your terms. And if she doesn't come back, fuck that bitch. And guys need to be able to say, fuck that bitch. FDB. No, too many guys are fucking scared of not getting pussy, of not having their girl, blah, blah.
That's the whole thing.
Guys need to stop being If you're listening to me right now and you're in a bad relationship with some bitch, stop being a fucking faggot. You need to fucking wake up and realize, yo, I live a shitty ass life with this fucking bitch that doesn't respect me. It's fucking miserable. You need to go to the gym, get your shit together, be around guys that have their shit together, and stop being a fucking faggot. Yeah. Mediocrity is unacceptable. But in 2023, for some weird fucking reason, we tell guys, it's okay. Oh, it's okay, man. Just get in touch with your feelings. No, you fucking faggot. You're fat as shit. You're a loser. What the fuck are you doing?
It's true, though, what you're saying.
Crazy, bro.
And and I think you would want to add to that entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Be successful because they have the routine, they have power, they walk around alpha.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So that guy you speak of, for example, with that relationship, he lost confidence. So like you're saying, for example, hit the gym, have a circle of friends that are more successful, can encourage you. All that breeds confidence. And once you get confidence back, you can leave. But ultimately speaking, at the beginning, what did you use to get her? Confidence. You were the man, you were a leader, right. You lost it, and she took control. At that point, you got to exit, like you said before, get out, change your circle of friends, your environment. When you get confidence back, if she comes back, cool.
Bro, here's the other thing, too, I want to tell guys.
They're always afraid to leave. You're right. You hit it right on the head.
Abundance mindset.
They need to have an abundance mindset. And here's the other thing, too. If a guy's listening to this right now and they're in a toxic relationship with their girl, blah, 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 let me tell you motherfuckers something, man. These women are not special. Yeah. They're really not. If you really boil down girls, they're all interested in the same stupid fucking shit. Oh, I like this Netflix series. Oh, what do you ask a random chick, what do you do for hobbies or fun? They all say the same fucking shit. Hang out with friends. Go to the club. Go to the bar.
TLC.
Oh, I like to watch watch TLC, some other bullshit. Girls are all interested in the same stupid bullshit. Most of you guys listening to this fucking podcast right now are more interesting than these fucking bitches. I'm telling y'all. But guys sit there and they pedestalize modern day chicks. I don't know why, because a lot of these girls are the fucking same. Stop being a fucking faggot. Grab your nuts. Realize these girls are very simple. They're the fucking same. And if y'all don't believe me, watch my fucking podcast where we interview thousands of these fucking whores. They say the same dumb shit all the fucking time. These girls are really not that special. Here's the other problem too. The biggest failure that most guys have is not understanding their value versus the girl's value. Most of the guys probably watching this podcast have more skill sets, more interests, more hobbies, etc. than these women do. But you guys sit there and pedestalize women that quite frankly don't know what the fuck they're doing in life. They can't change a tire. They don't know how many, they can't even name 3 countries. These girls are retarded. IQs of like 80. But guys are over here sitting there pedestalizing these stupid ass bimbos that haven't accomplished anything in life.
But Myron, she's a bad bitch.
Who cares?
Oh my God, bro. She's a 10 out of 10, bro.
Like,
oh my God.
For all these guys that are scared about losing their girl, some fucking chick they're talking to, they're all the fucking same.
The whole problem
they're
is
really
they
not
don't
that special,
have
guys.
the balls to leave.
Yeah.
They want to. They say they're going to do it constantly, but they just don't have the balls to leave.
Like that girl that you think is special that you're pedestalizing, I promise you she's not that special. I promise you she's not that smart. I promise you she's not that fucking interesting. It's just that you're a fucking dumbass and you don't understand or haven't spoken to enough women. This is why it's so imperative that I tell guys, get out there and fuck 50 girls. Get out there, talk to other women. Get out there, spin plates. Get out there, deal with so many different girls because it will allow you to stop putting them on a fucking pedestal. That's the problem that so many guys have is they don't understand their value in relation to the fucking girl's value because they haven't talked to enough girls.
You know what happens, bro? A guy will get a girl, right? For example, he'll get her for the first time. She's hot. She's what he wants. Cool. He got her. But he doesn't understand it takes game to get a girl long term as well. So that this girl now becomes his one-itis, basically his one and only girl.
Yeah.
He's stuck with that girl.
Fresh. Ready for this
One-itis,
one?
yeah.
He got the representative.
Boom. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
It takes time to see the real person.
Right. You get the representative for the first 6
Then that bitch
months.
takes the mask off.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, and you and you don't have the experience to fucking get the girl in line. And the other thing too that guys don't understand is that like, when you come into the relationship, you got to have boundaries and standards from the rip
From
and
the
hold
beginning.
that girl. The problem is this, right? A lot of guys are like McDonald's. What do I mean by McDonald's? Well, my first job was at McDonald's. You know how to wore to that fucking interview, guys? Some fucking slides, some shitty ass jeans, and a Sean John shirt. I'll never forget this shit. 2006.
My mom, I got in some trouble. My mom forced me to work at Hardee's, and I don't do labor work, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't change tires. I don't do shit. Okay, if I don't have the money, I just don't do it.
Yeah.
Okay, it lasted 1 week.
So
What a week.
oh,
Fuck that. I'm not going in that. I went in there. I'm not flipping burger. I think fucking nuts. I'm not doing labor work.
So guys, right? They treat themselves like McDonald's or Hardee's, right? And what I mean by that is anyone gets the fucking job. Oh, this girl's giving me attention. I'm gonna give her a job at my fucking establishment of McDonald's.
That's good.
I need more motherfuckers to move like they're Harvard University, right? A prestigious law enforcement agency, etc. Like, you got to have fucking standards and regulations, right? Oh, you want to apply to this position to be my woman? Fantastic. Get in fucking line, whore. I need a resume. I need you to come in dressed properly. I need you to be prepared for this interview. Here's the standards. Understand you're going to start at the bottom and then you're going to have to work your way up to the top if you want to make partner at this law firm, etc. The reason why being an FBI special agent, being a DA special agent, ATF special agent, Homeland Security Investigation special agent, etc., is because there's less than 1% of qualified applicants get the fucking job. Why? Because you got to go through a polygraph, you got to go through a background check, you got to go through all this shit. So when I tell people I used to be a special agent of Homeland Security, I'm proud to say that because I know I beat out 99.9% of other applicants because it was a very difficult job. So I have it to a very high standard because it was difficult to get. Why was it difficult to get? Because you have to have all these standards and boundaries to be able to get into. They have all these standards that you have to adhere to get the job. I need guys to operate the same fucking way. Put these hoes on polygraphs, make them fucking apply, make them pass the fitness test, make them answer the questionnaire, have a 3 goddamn panel with your buddies asking them questions. I don't mean that literally, but what I mean is have fucking standards. Because when you get that job, guess what? You respect it. Why was it so difficult for me to leave the Homeland Security when I left? Because I knew how hard it was to get that fucking job. Yeah. I didn't want to leave. Even though I was making more doing the entrepreneur shit, I still was like, damn, I don't want to lose this because I worked so hard to get that fucking job. I need guys to be the same way with women. Make that bitch work for the job. A lot of you motherfuckers are McDonald's. Oh, you showed up in some Sean John shirt, some fucking sandals. Cool, you got the job. No, make that bitch work. You need to have a degree, you need to have a clean background, you need to pass a polygraph, etc. And then girls are going to start to value. When women work for things, they start to value. You'd be amazed, guys, how much girls will do for you when you actually put them in standards, make them work, and make them fall in love with you through service. Make them fall in love with you through working for it. But most guys don't make women work for their validation. That's the problem.
So to answer your point, Tommy, and Myron as well.
I've been going on a bunch of rants.
No.
So he's
just sit down and have fun.
He's speaking of vetting. What does vetting mean? It means, for example, let's say you meet a girl for the first time. You're talking to her. What happens for most guys? They fall in love in 2 months or 1 month. You're my girl now. She didn't work for it. She just became your girl. He's saying in a nutshell, don't do that right away. Test her, feel her out, because what she's showing, representative. At that point, wait 6 months, wait maybe a year, however long it takes to see the real person. Then from there, she has to qualify for you. For example, is she doing what you want? Is she coachable? Is she actually helping you with your life? If not, what's the point? But what do guys do? Oh, she's hot. You're my girl. She didn't work for it, so she's not going to do the things to actually keep you.
Your girl, you need to treat your girl like your employee because you're the leader. It's your fucking business. You're the boss, and she's got to qualify to you. The problem is that a lot of guys qualify to the girl, and when you do that, that's an L because
you lost.
Women need to feel like they're with a superior to feel safe, etc. When you look at what women are attracted to, look at it. Think about it. They want a taller guy, a stronger guy, more competent guy, more money. They're not looking for a fucking equal, even though these stupid
Fuck you and your height.
Yeah.
Fuck you and your height. My grandpa was 6'7", fucker. Just because I didn't get it. All of you in there. Fuck all of you.
Hey, man. Hey, well, some of us are more endowed than others, right?
Hey, man.
But the point,
BBC gang.
The point I'm trying to make, right, is that women, right, when you look at, of course, bro. When you look at what women actually want in a male, they're not looking for an equal. They're looking for a superior, right? When bitches sit there and tell me, oh, I want an equal partnership, blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up, you dumbass whore.
Yeah,
you don't want an equal. You don't want me to be the same fucking height as you and share clothes. You don't want me to be the same strength as you so we can lift the same weight at the gym. You want me to be better than you in every single way. You want me to make more money than you. You want me to be taller than you. You want me to be stronger than you. If times come to push, you want me to be able to defend your dumbass. You want to sit here and make me be the superior in every single way, which I had to work to earn, by the way, and then sit here and go 50-50 with you on decisions? Fuck you, whore. I decide what the fuck we're going to do, and you're going to either follow, comply, or goodbye. And here's the thing. When you actually practice that, and you do what the fuck I just said, women will respect you because they want a superior. They don't want a guy that's going to sit there and negotiate with them, and what do you think? And I don't know. Women don't even know what the fuck they want to eat.
Well, see, I think you're wrong. Nowadays, because of the committee and social media, they want to be the alpha.
But
They don't want a guy to sit there and
Well, no,
negotiate.
they say that.
Unless you get them at the right age.
True, but also you have to be the right guy. So, for example, most guys don't measure up to be that high value guy. So, you know what? You're beneath me. Then she's an alpha. But if you're that guy like Tommy, you pull up. Oh shit! You know what? I gotta tone on because
she's gonna shut the fuck up when you tell her to shut up, bro. If you're the right guy, she'll break the rules.
As a representative, though.
That's where you got to vet her for a period of time. You got to vet her for a period of time.
You wait. Let's say 6 months to like a year. You vet her. Hey, listen. If you want to stay with me, here's my rules. Here's my standards.
Oh, here's my other tactic. I have multiple chicks.
Yeah,
and I tell them that I'm going to have multiple girls.
There you go.
Create that competition anxiety. They know what time it is. They know they can be replaced at any time. They just like I said, other qualified applicants in the pool. You want to make partner at this firm. This is how it is. And this is the thing that men need to understand that are watching this podcast. Women only operate and behave correctly when they know they could be fucking replaced. It's human nature, but it's even more so with females because with women, since they have all these fucking guys coming in and sipping on them, blah, 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 you come in and you say, no, this is how it is, and you can be replaced. She's immediately going to remember you. Whoa.
And
it other bitches.
It may sound crazy, but the fact that you can cheat and she knows that gives you the power because it's like, damn, he going to cheat and leave me? I don't lose this guy. He's of high value. I want him to be around.
Because
I'm going to pull it up later, but I got to ask both you guys this, right?
Yeah, please, go ahead.
So, because you interviewed like 1,600 women and shit.
Like 2,200.
2,200 now?
Yeah,
Okay.
2,200 now, yeah.
Plus.
So, explain this one to me. All right. These girls go out.
Yeah.
They dress like total fucking horse, right?
Yeah.
Now, a guy like me, you, Rob, I would think if they're going to be
Shout to Rob. Shout to Rob in the back.
I would think if you're going to be with a girl, you want a classy girl that you could take to a nice meeting, not a fucking whore, right?
Yeah.
But these girls dress like fucking whores, like hookers, ones that you would go fuck.
Yeah.
Now, they're naive. Some of them know it, but they think, oh no, I don't look like. No, you look like a fuck me. You're screaming fuck me, right? Then the guy that's already on the hook says, hey, you kind of look a little whorish.
Yeah.
right? Now you're fucking controlling. Now you're jealous, but there's not one bit of your bone that's jealous. It's that you want to be with a classy girl because the representative that you presented, okay, was classy.
Yeah.
Now you look like one of my friends, man. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
What the fuck is it with that?
So I would say this, just to give you.
I mean, have you seen that a lot with
course.
All the time.
You got
All the time.
and they're dressed like course. I don't know if it was you, but
They'll say you're they'll say you're insecure, some bullshit. They'll say you're
that
insecure.
is some crazy ass shit.
You're controlling. So I would
when
say
all you're saying is be the classy girl that you are.
But remember, they've spent years being independent, boss babes, being that girl where they're single. No man can tell me anything. Fuck men. So when you come to them, right, you have to be, once again, top tier on some level. Either successful, good looking, hopefully all together, right? Then at that point, damn, this guy's on a different level than me. He's successful. He's on top. You know what? He doesn't like that. I want to be around this guy. I'm gonna acquiesce. The problem is if you're not that value, where you're like just bumming it, you're kind of like on the way, but you're not really there. She's like, damn, you know what? I like him, but like he's not on that level where I can say, like, submit to him. I'll do what I want. So I think at a certain level, if you become that guy, they will acquiesce. But if not, it's kind of like, who are you? You're controlling. You're telling me what to do. Nah, it's not cool.
What do you do with women that dress like whores, but they think when you say something, it's
you're controlling, insecure.
That's the big one.
Yeah. So what I always tell, so when we have the pod, right, and girls will say, "Oh, it's insecure," blah blah blah. I ask them this simple question: who's actually insecure? The individual that tells you the truth and doesn't care how you feel about it, or the individual that's scared to tell you the truth and is worried about how you're going to feel about it?
Write that down, guys.
And they always say it's the guy that tells me what it is and doesn't care. I'm like, all right, exactly. So if your man tells you dressing like that is inappropriate, he's not insecure. He's actually very secure. He's telling you the fucking truth. But the thing is that this is what women do, right? And I need guys that are listening to this podcast to understand. Anytime you put boundaries or standards on female behavior, they're going to label it as insecure, toxic, misogynistic, or controlling. One more time for the fucking guys that are listening to this.
Yeah.
Anytime you put boundaries, standards, or on how women should behave, especially when it comes to their modesty, etc., if you put boundaries on it, they're as a man, as her man especially, they're going to say that's toxic, misogynistic, controlling, blah, blah, blah. But what guys need to understand is that don't follow, that's like Matrix talk. It's bullshit. You need to stand firm on your principles and be like, this is unacceptable. I don't commit to girls that do X, Y, Z, which is typically the behavior that she's exhibiting. And if she says, well, I'm going to do it anyway, well, you know how much respect she has for you. And then you cut the relationship. Or she goes into the sex only category and you no longer take her seriously. The problem is that guys let women behave the way that they want, and they're not willing to put boundary standards and, most importantly, consequences on their fuckery. Once you put consequences on women's fuckery, they instantly start to respect you. And then you'll realize, right, because it always happens. They go out to the streets for a bit, they're single, and then they realize, damn, this shit sucks, and then they're going to come running back anyway. And at that point, then you can have the power and say if you want to take her back or not. I say don't take her back. She goes sex-only category. That bitch got to suck some dick. But, you know.
Now, but how if she listens, but every fucking time it's an argument?
Well, once again, she's fighting your authority.
Yeah. What do we do with terrorists in the United States? We say we don't negotiate with terrorists? That's it.
Like I said,
we didn't.
Like I said before, if you become that guy where you're of a higher status than her,
right,
she's going to be like, no, is it worth risking this guy? Not really. But once again, it's confidence. And confidence to walk away is what most men don't have. So being able to say, you know what? All right, you're not listening to me. I'm just going to walk away.
And I think that's why it's so important to have multiple girls.
Yeah.
Because having multiple women will create that abundance mindset so that you're not going to sit there and tolerate fuckery from women. And then her knowing you that you have multiple women will make her behave. Now, I'm not saying it's easy.
And then they'll go to a yes guy, and that will be great for 3 or 4 months.
And then they get tired of it.
And then they get tired.
And then they're going to come run back.
Then
they
want.
Yeah. Because it's very difficult. See, there's a bunch of simps. There's a bunch of yes guys out there. There's a bunch of rich dudes that will sit there and fucking simp on them. But there's not many guys that have money, that have status, that are attractive, that are in shape, that will tell her, no, that's stupid. That's not how this is going to go. Women are addicted to guys that can tell them to shut up.
Yep.
Well, think about it. In evolution, if you go back to evolution, right, the man went out and killed the tiger, did a bunch of mushrooms and went out and killed the tiger.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Or DMT or whatever the fuck he was doing.
Yeah.
Brought back the food. So just by natural evolution and instinct and hereditary, woman wants the alpha.
Yeah.
Whether they've turned cuckoo now or not.
Dude.
This episode is brought to you by Fiji. More than just water.
This is not just rock. It's ancient volcanic rock that filters tropical rain, giving it double the electrolytes and its signature soft, smooth taste. It's not just water. It's Fiji water.
The reason why, and this is why I need guys to understand, The reason why you don't listen to women is because women don't even know what the fuck they want to eat for lunch. Ask a woman what she wants to eat. She's going to tell you,
what do you think? What do you think?
What do you think? Like, women don't even know
You ask me, I'll
what they
fucking
want to
tell you.
consume for their own existence. They don't even know what the fuck they want for sustenance. You're supposed to look at this individual and actually take leadership from them. Bro, women don't even know. Their emotions change all the time. They're erratic. They don't know how they feel day to day, minute to minute, hour to hour. So as a guy, when you sit there and put a woman in an authority position over you as the man, she instantly says, this guy's a bitch. This guy's a pussy. I'm in the leadership role. This is unattractive. She has to go into her masculine to deal with you. And that's very unattractive for women. Their fucking vagina dries up. So what I tell guys is you don't sit there and listen to women and let them control the frame. You control the frame because that's what they're inevitably attracted to. Goes back to what you're saying before. How the fuck is this guy supposed to protect me, go hunt the tiger, provide provisioning security for me, etc., when he's asking me for what we should be doing? No. Women sit there and say they want an equal partner. No, they fucking don't. They want the leader. They want a dictator. They want you to tell them what the fuck it is. And here's the other thing too, little secret for all you guys out there. These feminists, these women that are, I'm strong and independent, blah, 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 that say that they're boss babes, they want an even stronger alpha. They really want you to, those girls that are super masculine, they need an even more masculine guy to tell her, you're a fucking female, shut up, you're stupid, this is how we're going to do things. They might say, that's misogynistic, but deep down, they're getting wet because they want a guy that can tell them to shut the fuck up because no one does.
What is, because everything's so fucking wild.
Yeah.
What is a feminine? What the fuck does feminist mean? I used to know what it
A
means.
retard.
Well, yeah.
to be frank, to be short and frank.
Well, all right. Well, that makes sense.
And it used to mean equality.
Right.
But here's the problem with
But now
feminism.
it's like some crazy shit.
Yeah,
It's
now-
evolved.
Yeah, it's evolved. It's evolved to
God.
female supremacy. But this is the thing.
To a full retard.
Why feminism doesn't work. The reason why feminism doesn't work is because what women are attracted to and aroused by, most importantly, is not equality, which is what
From
feminism
the
wants.
beginning of time.
They want to be inferior to the man that they're with. So feminism does not align with reality.
Okay, good one for you.
Yeah.
We had Dr. Gad sat on, right?
Oh, cool.
And he studies how like animals and humans are the same, right? So there's this, we got into about this one bird, right? This one bird grows a tail that makes it easy for a predator to kill it. It's bright as shit. Predator kills it all the time. But the woman only fucks this one bird that has the best tail. It'll flop its feathers and shit, gets all pink.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the hawk's just waiting to eat the son of a bitch, but he doesn't care because he's doing the feather thing. They're all doing it. It's crazy to watch,
Yeah.
right? And then the one bird that they're all trying to fuck, the woman goes to the brightest bird that can balance for the longest and shit, right?
Yeah.
It's funny to watch.
Yeah.
It's nature, man.
But now you apply that to what you're saying, it's identical.
Yeah.
Right? So the guy that says fuck you, fuck off, that makes the big appearance, the alpha, the best, same thing with the bird. I'm probably saying that wrong. I wish I could have said it like a doctor with 4 master's degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
We
you
get
know
the
what I'm
idea.
saying?
Yeah.
But the point is, I think the takeaway is that men put themselves in precarious males in general, throughout the animal kingdom, put themselves in precarious, dangerous situations, life-staking almost, right? Or life endangering to mate. And what I tell guys
That's
is
what I
since you
was trying
take
to say.
all the fucking risk, right, to attract these fucking hoes, the least you can do is be in a leadership role because men really have to become the best version of themselves to get girls. It used to be, right? And I talk about this in Why Women Deserve Less in my book, right? You used to be able to be an average guy, right?
Yeah.
And rest assured that you'd be able to find a good girl that was going to be a dutiful wife that's going to not be a whore, etc. Back in the 1950s, the tradcons that we're talking about. But those days are gone because thanks to feminism, thanks to modernization, thanks to industrialization, thanks to education, thanks to women thinking that they're equal to men in every regard, well, except when it comes to sexuality, of course, because they still want a superior. Those days are done, and the family institution is gone. Religion, shame, all these things, all these institutions that used to keep women in check, they're fucking gone. Now we have hypergamy at the highest level. Girls can literally go ahead and DM a celebrity on Instagram and probably get a response, if not get flown, and fuck that guy. So women that are average have access to men that are superior to them in every single way. So and this is why I say women deserve less. And the first
How much shit did you get for that name?
Oh, dude, a bunch. A bunch. So many women got pissed, but fuck those whores.
Hey, any publicity is good publicity, right?
Yeah, dude.
No, really. It is.
And the thing is that the reason why
Congratulations on, I don't mean to interrupt, but congratulations on almost 1,800 reviews.
Yeah. People,
that's like
people enjoyed it, man.
That's a lot on Amazon.
Yeah. It was
Controversy.
It was a bestseller for a long time, and
Well, maybe we can get back up there for it.
yeah, hopefully, man. I appreciate it. It's a short book, right? Because obviously obviously women deserve less. But the whole thing of the book, it's only 80 plus pages or whatever. But the book really is, it teaches guys, right? Like, okay, look, the way things used to be are gone, right? It used to be where there was a contract, right? You exchange resources, she gives you her body, whatever. I know that sounds fucked up or whatever, but the reality is that this contract is null and void, because now we live in a day and age where men are still offering the same things that they offered, right? Security, provisioning, etc. But women aren't necessarily offering the same in return. And on top of that, you have women that are kind of operating in bad faith. Now, since it's so difficult for guys to get laid, etc., women are able to use OnlyFans. Women are able to get sugar daddies. Women are able to leverage their sexuality without actually giving men what they want.
Why don't we think of OnlyFans?
Dude, change the game. Instagram, social media, pornography, etc. has changed the game where women have all the leverage. And that's why I tell guys, since women get everything thanks to social media, simps, etc., you have to give women less by default when you deal with them so that you don't get put in the simp category and not be respected.
The description, I think, got it. Your hardwired biological programming is screaming at you to get girls, get laid, and the inability to start a family.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Amazon let you put that up there.
Yeah, man.
But then again, Bezos just got taken for half a fucking billion. So
a lot of these guys.
You probably read your book.
Yeah, man. The guys don't understand is that, like, you really have to go in eyes wide open with chicks. And in the book, I just talk about, like, the book teaches guys why it's so dangerous to simp in 2023. Yeah. It will literally fuck
I think
you up.
We've seen many examples where guys will meet a girl, especially when they're successful, and they don't know or understand how women think or how they operate, and they fall into this trap where, you know what, I'll give her the world. But does she actually deserve it? Did she put in the work to get there? And as a result, imagine a spoiled child. You raise them up, get them whatever they want.
Example.
They don't respect you.
Nope.
They just live life and do whatever they want. Yeah. And as a guy, do that to your girl, bro. What do you think is going to happen? Won't respect you, does whatever she wants, and ultimately is going to leave your ass anyway.
Here's the other thing,
you know, when we were growing up, spoiled brat. He's a spoiled brat. Treasure for what do they call trust fund kids?
Trust fund babies.
Trust fund baby.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And they're weak, retard. You know, they're moron jerk offs. But the ones that, like, I think all of us, otherwise we wouldn't be sitting there, had to work hard.
Yep.
For even if our families were okay. Like my grandfather, you know, if I didn't hold the door for a lady, remember. He was 6'7", asshole.
Yeah.
I'd see him and go like this. I'd be like, oh fuck, I'm
old. Spank you.
Yeah. And even to this day, I just like by habit. You know, but if you don't have that, and you're it's okay. It's okay. Oh, you're a victim. You're this. You're that.
Yeah.
You know.
Now imagine that same girl that you opened the door for, woke up early, went to work, left early to come on a date with you. She made either your food, you know, she cleaned your house. You know what? She deserves to have the door open for her. She put in the work.
Yeah. Here's the other thing too. My thing is, like, because I don't want guys to, because we don't want guys to be like angry misogynists that like hate women or whatever. We don't teach guys this information so that they hate women. We teach guys this information so they don't hate women for what they'll never be to them, which is an idealistic romantic lover that doesn't love you for what you provide. Women
and
only provide
you're pointing
opportunity.
Out men that are in probably very toxic relationships that then leads, let's just be real, leads to drugs or SRI bullshit.
Suicide.
School shooters,
all kinds of craziness, all because of
a female. Yeah. And
that's
a lot of times,
that's why you get hyped and emotional about it, because you know this.
Yes. And dude, every day I get messages from guys. You saved me from killing myself. Yeah. I was going to do something crazy, blah, blah. Or even better, I got out of this relationship where me and my girl used to fight all the time physically or whatever the fuck it may be. I just want guys to understand women, accept women, and either move on or fix the situation that you're in. Most of the time it's you got to move on, but and not simp on girls. And my thing is this, I'm not saying go out there and treat women like shit and be an asshole. No. What I'm saying is that you need to get yourself to a point where you're the fucking leader, you're the fucking man, and that girl comes in to compliment your life. And if she's worth it, you could go ahead and give her the world. I'm a big proponent of men provide, women stay home. She can work only if she wants to. I think men should be part-time, right? I think women should work from an elective standpoint.
Right, like
the man works
if they
mandatory.
Like to cut hair, go fucking cut hair for a couple bucks, do some eyelashes, but not this 9 to 5 bullshit.
Yeah, like if you want to work on the side, blah blah blah, you want to be we don't have kids or you have some extra time, cool. Work electively. For the man, I think you got to work mandatorily.
And if that's 2 jobs, then work 2 jobs.
Exactly. The woman should choose if she wants to work, but the man's got to be in that leadership role. I'm real big on the nuclear family, etc. Obviously, it's difficult to do in today's day and age, but my point is that guys need to be the leader, right? And
respect yourself.
Exactly. So my thing is, I just don't want guys. The biggest thing on the book is, I tell guys, and it's in the first page, I don't want guys to have the unreciprocated approach where they're doing all this work and the girl isn't reciprocating value back. That's my thing. You're a simp when you treat a girl really well and she doesn't reciprocate. If you give her the girl the world, but she gives you the world back, fantastic. That's great. I'm all for that. Give that girl the fucking world if she deserves it. But if she doesn't, that's when it cuts. For example, hey, I don't like that you're doing X, Y, Z, or I don't appreciate this, and she continues to do that behavior, you cut that bitch off. Okay? That's how it is. There's consequences for her fuck-ups. That's when you're not a simp. But when you're a simp is when you continue to give her that preference, you give her that good treatment when she no longer deserves it or she disobeys you.
And I've seen it happen a lot where guy gives girl the world, girl gives guy the world for the representative part of the relationship.
Yep.
And until the suit comes off or the work
get
outfit, until they get fucking married or engaged.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, you're not the world anymore.
We tell guys don't get married.
Yeah.
We tell guys don't get married for that reason, and then also vet a girl for at least a year.
At least a year, right?
At least, dude.
Minimum.
Before you give her like main girl status.
Because people can pretend for a while,
Yeah.
but ultimately they're gonna
Sooner or
it'll
later.
crack sooner or later.
Yeah.
Yep.
And don't get married. If you are going to get married, don't get married with the fucking state. We tell guys, you better not get married with the goddamn state because then she controls the leverage, and that's when that mask is going to come off. She could fucking ruin you.
And we talked to Russell Simmons for a while. You know, he's got
yeah.
those charges. Now, back in about 10 years ago, I had Lamborghinis, Bentleys, all of it, okay? And what they're basically doing to him and saying, I want to get your opinion. Well, yeah. And, I never talked to Cosby or the other ones, but I assume it's pretty similar other than spiking the drink shit.
Yeah.
But like with
Quaaludes.
Quaaludes, but, she drank them.
Yep.
But, even Weinstein, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you take Russell, who I did talk to for a long time, right?
Yeah.
So now he's got $1 gazillion.
Yep.
He goes and picks a girl up in his Rolls Royce.
Mm-hmm.
She gets in the car. Okay? He's Russell Simmons.
Yeah.
Okay? Just signed Jay-Z, Kanye.
Def Jam, Fat Farm. all
Fucking
that.
everything, right? Takes her out to the best dinner. Takes her to the mall shopping. Buys her whatever the fuck she wants. Okay? Goes to the best hotel at night. He goes out to smoke a cigar. She comes, and I'm just saying hypothetically.
Yeah.
She comes and puts her arm on him. They start making out. He fucks her.
Uh-huh.
30 years later.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
30 years fucking later.
Wow.
Now they're filing charges or whatever that he victimized me. He did this. He did that.
Let me guess.
Because
Civil lawsuit?
no.
Criminal?
Yeah, criminal.
Damn.
Now,
Statute of limitations?
I don't know about that, but he's over in Bali.
Bali.
Yeah, he built a whole fucking thing. Now, listen. Again, remember who he was 30 years ago.
I remember.
The money. So the girls are basically saying, he trapped me. He put me in the car and locked the fucking doors. He took me shopping and
No
blinded
witnesses.
me and then fucked me.
No
Okay.
witnesses.
No witnesses. No.
course.
No.
No tape.
No.
Just like the Trump situation.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
We could talk about
no,
that too.
Right. No. You got in to Russell Simmons' car.
Yeah.
Who you knew was the biggest guy on the planet at the time with Def Jam and everything else. With the Rolls Royce that was $800,000. With the fucking $3,000 dinner. With the $50,000 bag. With the $20,000 hotel. The shoes, the everything. You came on to him. And now 30 years later, because now it's a thing, you want to come and say he assaulted you. Or he blinded you, but with money and fame and whatever and blah, blah, blah. No. He was like every other fucking guy on this planet. Me, little me, when I had my Lamborghini Spider and my Bentley, bro, it's like this.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
you go to the club, get the VIP.
Yes, Lambos. We could talk about that too.
The Glory was my favorite. I don't know why I
Yeah?
stopped making it.
Yeah.
You go
I
there.
got the Performante.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Huracan.
I almost got the hurricane. And then you go there, you buy the VIP, you buy the bottle, you have your pick. She sees the Lambo. Then even if you don't get her that night, hey, you want to go to the mall tomorrow? Buy her bag, watch, whatever.
Oh, no, we're not buying bags over here, though.
I'm just saying. I'm saying in these situations.
Yeah.
Then you fuck her. Then 30 years later, you manipulated her into fucking.
Of course.
You need the contract before you do
And then the
NDA?
same. Yeah, and then the same with like Weinstein. Like whatever he did. But you mean to tell me that, let's just say whoever actress that was a nobody at the time, hey, do you want this leading role? Get naked and let me jerk off for you. Do you think she actually said no?
No,
Leading
she said
role?
yeah.
She said yeah. Suck my dick
Yep.
and I'll give you this role.
Yep.
They were all doing it. What do you think? She said no. No, I'm not going to suck your dick, even though I'm going to become famous.
So You want to take this one first before I go?
Yeah,
I'm about to go on a rant
I'm
on
giving
this
you like a
shit.
preface. So in this scenario here, right, what happens is the guy is just doing his part. He's taking her out, courting her, as he should, and he gets laid if things go well. Now, ultimately, he can't just hold her against her will. Obviously, you can call the police after or say whatever. In that moment, it makes sense because if this happened and it was true, just call the police. Hey, this to me, he'll go to jail. Cool. But to wait 30 years, 20 years plus, come on, man. And then to say he did it forcefully and he did it to hurt you, come on. So what happens is guys of a certain wealth, a certain stature, have to move carefully because once again, they're a target. Now, how do you move carefully? You could do NDAs, you could do, for example, cameras. All these things work in tandem. However, most people with money, though, don't think about these issues. So overall speaking, how do you cover this or cover your bases? I think personally speaking, bro, you have to be extremely careful and always, like, for example, have video proof. Nowadays, I think personally speaking, like, put cameras in your house, put cameras on your door, put cameras, maybe in your car. I don't know. But the thing is, with camera footage, you can prove your innocence. Other than that, I don't know on God's earth how else you prove your innocence because they can lie. And as you said, 30 years plus, she comes back and says, oh, he did this to me. That's crazy.
I always say, like, you really need to almost pull up your cell phone and say, all right, we're getting ready to do this. Are you ready to fuck? Do you agree to this?
Yeah.
And have it on video. Seriously, what other way is there to prevent?
Chris Brown makes them all sign an NDA.
So a friend of mine, right, very successful, I won't say his name, has many girls, very successful. He's in the music industry. He has a sign in his house before you even walk in that says you are being recorded at all times. So they would say he gripped and whatever. Hey, it's on camera. Yeah. I didn't grip anything. You agreed to it, and it's all consensual.
Isn't that sick that it's come to that?
You have to.
It's crazy. You have to
because you never know.
So here's the problem, right? We live in 2023, right? So on one end, right, women are looked at as equal, champions of virtue, right? They can do everything that a man can do, etc. Cool. Men and women are equal, right? In the eyes of the law and everything else like that, and I agree. I think women should have all the same opportunities and rights as men, and that's, well, I think their voting should be half of a man because they don't call it selective service. I think, yeah, that's a controversial take, but I do think that when it comes to voting, a female vote should count as half of a man's because they don't allow.
She's on her period.
Yeah, then a quarter.
I'm not being a dick.
Then a quarter. But that's a funny controversial take. But no, all jokes aside, since men go into selective service and they're the ones that actually probably more than likely will go to war and have combat, it should be a male vote is one full vote and then a female vote is half. But that's a whole other thing. But the point is, when it comes to opportunity, right? When it comes to opportunity, yeah, that's gonna be controversial. But in general, I think women should have all the same opportunities and rights and privileges as men. Obviously, 100%, right? Besides the voting thing, right? So now with that said, since women are equal, right? We have to treat them as equals, right? That means they're consenting, sentient adults, correct? But here's the thing: when it comes to sex and sexual misconduct, etc., what do? We infantilize them. Oh no, you were abused, blah blah blah. When damn near sure you knew when that bitch was at Weinstein and she wanted that role, she was of age and she made a conscious decision to fuck him.
And she got in the movie.
And she got what she wanted. And then she goes ahead and turns back around and says,
later.
oh, well, I fucked it for the role, blah, 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 blah. No, like, you made a decision. You can't sit there and say that you are an adult, you're equal to a man, etc., in every other regards. Then when it comes to you making a decision, you want to go ahead and sit there and we're going to have to infantilize you and say, oh, no, well, you made that decision. Like, we're not going to take it as seriously because, like, you know, like you were coerced. You're a woman. Like, no, are we equal or not? If we're equal, because let's say it was gay. Let's say Weinstein was fucking dudes to get them roles. No one would give a fuck.
Nope.
No one would give a fuck, and I need everyone to really understand that shit. If it was Weinstein and he was doing this shit with dudes, right? No one would give a flying fuck that he was out here smashing dudes to get them roles. No one would care. So if we're going to go ahead and take this precedent that both genders are equal, we need to apply it all the way. If chicks want to fuck for roles, fine, but you can't come back 10, 20 years down the road, especially after you got the role and you got what the fuck you wanted, and cry and say, Weinstein did this to me, blah, 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 because you are an equal in society.
And you mean to tell me that she didn't hear about Weinstein from other people?
Dude, she knew.
And she didn't walk in there with a nice little V-neck with no bra on and ask her for a drink, and she said no, the guy who's going to make her a lead fucking role in a definitely blockbuster movie.
Here's the reason why women do this stupid shit, man. Let's keep it all the way at 1,000, right? We got fucking in Romania these stupid ass whores that are both one's from London, one's from
Miami, Florida.
From Miami, right? They make these false accusations on Andrew, right? With the fucking false allegations.
Interesting.
You got and Tristan, right? We know that they didn't fucking do anything with these girls, right? Then you got girls running around making these false allegations. Look at Amber Heard with Johnny Depp, right? Fucking almost lost his career. Thank God he recorded that situation, right?
You gotta record. Gotta record.
Her own lawyers buried her.
Yeah.
I remember she said something about I had to wear makeup or something because he beat me, and Johnny's lawyers came. The makeup wasn't even out then. Like, remember?
Dude, yeah, no, I remember that. I remember that. And the point I'm trying to make with that is that the reason why Me Too is so crazy and the way women come out and say this stupid shit, whether it was Weinstein, whatever, and obviously I'm not exonerating Weinstein. He did some criminal shit. However, when it comes to him having consensual sex with a lot of these actresses, I'm talking strictly on the consensual sex with these women.
We're not talking about like the dirty, grimy shit.
Yeah.
We're talking about a girl that walks in, had a couple drinks and fucks them.
Yeah.
And then goes and cries and says whatever.
10 years later, I fucked for the role, blah, 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 blah. My thing is this.
The other shit.
The reason why women, right, and obviously your audience isn't retarded, so we don't have, like, they understand. But, like, for the woke audiences out there that are stupid, like, oh, they said this in an interview that Weinstein is okay what he's. No, we're saying that in general, this is what I'm trying to say in general. When it comes to the Me Too era,
even
the reason
Cosby.
why, even Cosby,
he was the biggest thing in the planet at the time.
Yeah.
What they didn't want to fuck him?
Yeah, that fucking basketball player, or whatever, she used to like hang out with him on Christmas. After the fact, that's the same bitch that came back and said that
And then she comes and gets him. And tell him about the football player again.
Oh yeah,
because I never heard that full story.
The punter from the Bills, he played at Arizona State. A girl said that
A punter.
her and her friends got gangbanged. And
At a party, right?
Yeah.
And
We covered that one.
They were underage.
And they were underage, and he gangbanged them. And then so the NFL, the Bills were like, well, we can't have this on the team. This is a bad look. So they cut him.
Yep.
Now, granted, he was the best punter in the country at the time.
Yeah.
He's going to get $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, whatever $1 million contract. They cut him. He's run through the grinder. You're a piece of shit. You're a scumbag. You're this. Great, right? Then it comes out that they have documented proof through a video or through something else. He was never at that house on the day. But guess what? No apologies made. Someone else.
Yep.
I think
This is what happened. I know that story very well. We covered it on our pod. Basically, the girl that made the accusation.
Yeah, we did.
This is what happened. The girl that made the accusation sucked his dick and fucked him on the side. Then he left. She ended up getting fucked by a bunch of other guys at the party, but he was nowhere there.
Yeah, he wasn't there.
He left.
Gone.
So she hooked up with him, it was consensual, and then she got banged by some other guys after the fact. Now, mind you, this chick got drunk or whatever, but the videos that were shown, he wasn't in any of them. He wasn't even there. He left.
He chose to drink
an hour before. Exactly. So
and they were underage at an adult party.
And they lied about their age, the girls. But he didn't sexually assault her at all. No. It was consensual, and he wasn't even there when she claimed. Because the biggest thing that got him fucked up is she claimed that he put her in the room where she was assaulted. He didn't do that because he never even went in. He never even brought her inside.
But my problem is a guy like that gets thrown through the ringer, loses $1 million contract.
Yep.
Why isn't he the victim and she gets arrested for false accusations?
Wow, that's some.
And I love that you segue with that. This is gonna help me segue into what I was gonna say before, whether it was Weinstein, Amber Heard situation with Johnny Depp, the Tate brothers, etc. The reason why this fucking Me Too shit, even Trump with this fucking bitch. The reason why this whole
Neiman Marcus?
the Neiman Marcus girl, the fucking crazy chick that said rape isn't physical.
He's got 9,000 hotels,
dude. The reason why this Me Too shit happens is there's no fucking consequences on these women coming forward, especially after the guy makes some money, gets some status, whatever. There's no consequences on them making false accusations. And then here's the other dirty part that guys don't want to understand, or that society doesn't want to accept. They're incentivized to do it. Yeah. The bitch that went ahead against Trump, she had a book come out, right? The girl that accused Kobe made a fucking rap song about it. Like these women, a lot of the times, the women that went ahead and sued Cosby got money out of it. Like there's a lot of upside for these women coming forward and saying this bullshit. The woman that accused Trump, for example, right? I read the lawsuit.
Wow.
I actually
I read that.
I went in Pacer and I read that fucking bullshit lawsuit. Dude, it read like a fucking book. Like it wasn't even factual, like a legal document supposed to be written. I've read hundreds of complaints, legal documents. It was written like a book. And then here's the other crazy part. She gets assaulted in like the fucking 90s or some shit, right? She calls like 2 people after the fact, like, I got assaulted by Donald Trump, blah, blah, blah.
At Neiman Marcus in a dressing room?
Yeah, some fucking place.
Yeah, I read it too. And I'm like, the guy's got 90 fucking hotels. Is he really? And at that time, Trump was, he was
a man in the 90s.
You don't need to do that fucking.
Yeah, he was a fucking man. So she says he assaults her, right? Then he runs for president. So she sees he's running for president. The Weinstein situation was going out. The Me Too thing is starting to take off now. So what does she do? She's like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and write this book, and I'm going to release an excerpt. What excerpt does she release? She releases the part where she was allegedly raped by Donald Trump. So she releases that thing. It goes out, and I think it was a magazine or a newspaper. It does well.
It said raped.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out.
exactly, right? So it does well, right? So she's like, oh, fuck yeah, this is great. She gets the clout. He's running for president. This fucking scandal comes up. Bitch does a book tour and releases a book. So she made a bunch of money off this situation. Here's the other thing, too, for people that are fucking retarded that don't understand shit. Oh, Trump got found guilty of rape.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah, please.
A real girl that got raped, wouldn't she be a little upset? Maybe
Yes.
not want to really go on a book tour and talk about it.
You're right.
It's devastating for her emotionally.
Exactly.
Do you know who this hurts the most? The real victims.
Yes.
'Cause when they have an issue, for example,
How about its kids? Yeah.
Two. But like when that comes up and it's actually real, one, that guy should be in jail, arrested, killed, whatever. He should face maximum punishment. However, the woman that's actually being assaulted, bro, when they come out and say, oh, he did this to me. Well, we had 10 other cases and they were kind of lying, so I don't know if this is real. And that's a real problem, man.
Yeah, so this chick, right? She gets this book tour, makes all this money, blah, 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 right? And then she goes on like CNN with Anderson Cooper. And she says like some fucking clown shit that like rape isn't physical. Bitch, it is. That's the literal. Here's the other thing too.
Wait, what'd she say that rape isn't
She said
physical?
rape isn't physical.
Yeah.
What is it then?
I fucked. She was I fucked.
She was eye fucked?
Yeah, like, dude, it's emotional. It's a bunch of other shit. I'm
Was
like,
she
in my
cash
head,
register fucked
like you
at the
fucking,
record-
and this is the problem with these woke retards. They want to apply their own definition to terms. Like, yo, we're talking about black and white legal terms, and this bitch wants to go ahead and apply, oh, well, it's not physical. Well, bitch, it is actually physical. There's a definition of it because that's why you have to put it into law books to meet a standard to find someone guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, in this situation, it was a civil case, right? It was a civil case, which means preponderance of the evidence, 51% versus 49%. For all the idiots out there that hate Trump, they'll say, he got found guilty of rape. We need to put him in jail. It was a civil case, you retards. That's number one. And then
And
number
they're
two,
on the take. They're on the take.
and they're on the take. Another thing, too, people don't understand. The reason why Trump lost that civil lawsuit is because he didn't give a fuck about it. If you watch the deposition of him, right? Because I studied this case extensively. When you watched the deposition, he didn't give a fuck. He was just there. He was like, oh my God. Oh, so did you XYZ? Yeah, well, she's not really my type, right? He's like fucking making jokes. He doesn't give a fuck.
Remember at first, he's like, I don't even know her.
Yeah,
I don't even know her. He's like, okay.
Yeah,
not my type.
Yeah.
And then he saw a picture or something. He goes, not my type.
Yeah. So and then they played they literally played the grab her by the pussy part, right? And he didn't give a shit.
Which had nothing to do with that.
It had nothing to do with it, but they're trying to show that he's like predisposed to like do that type of behavior.
He's only worth $1 billion,
civil
and every other
lawsuit.
billionaire does the same thing.
Exactly. So the main point is this. It wasn't that he got found guilty. It was that he didn't give a fuck about the case. It was a civil case. They found him, culpable, liable, preponderance of the evidence, which is literally 51% versus 49%. And he just didn't take the shit seriously. So that's what ended up happening. His lawyers didn't prepare him. He didn't give a shit.
His lawyers suck.
Yeah, his lawyers sucked in that civil case. But he didn't care. I think he was president at the time. He didn't give a fuck. So
And I can't believe I'm even asking this, but it's just so crazy to me because of the way I was raised. What is the difference between positive masculinity and negative masculinity? Is that what they call it? I can't even believe
toxic masculinity.
toxic. Like
Being a man.
the word masculinity, I can't even believe like we're having this conversation.
Because we live in a clown world, dude, where we have retarded feminists running around saying toxic masculinity. But then if you say, all right, well, there's toxic femininity too, if you want to no, there's no such thing. No
Even though
such
there's
thing.
300,000 shows beating down men,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But God forbid, say you guys did a TLC show, right? About how all these women fucked you over and, destroyed you, whatever.
Yeah.
It would never go on air.
Low ratings.
Yeah.
They wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And then within that positive and toxic bullshit thing, where do you put Trump in that?
So I think to start this off with, we don't believe in toxic masculinity. We just think it's just masculine.
Shit.
Yeah.
Right? So ultimately, as a man, if you're a man in these current times right now, you're seen as like a bad person. I think, personally speaking, if you're going to be any man in this society, you should be held to a certain standard and at least be masculine, because that means you can take care of your family, your leader, your provider. Now, for feminists, it's like if you're any of these things, for example, I said earlier, you're a threat, because once again, this whole family structure is built off of strong masculine men. But they want to break the whole structure, because if you break down the family and you take away the man, what do you have? Chaos. So that breeds to them making money, being part of
the government.
Exactly. And now, who's their daddy now? The government.
The government.
So that's the end all be all.
I talk about that in the book too. The thing is that women are easier to sell to. Women are 80% of the consumer base, and they hold 3/4 of the debt because women are group thinkers and they're followers, right? They're more sheepish, etc. Men are harder to sell to. So if you look right now with the woke agenda that we have, think about it. Gillette, back in like 2019, they released that stupid toxic masculinity thing, where they talked about we got to get rid of toxic masculinity, etc. Right? And then you got Bud Light, right? They did this whole fucking stupid bullshit with the trans situation. Miller Lite, I think, put something out where feminists were like, oh yeah, women brew beer, blah blah blah.
Yeah, they did.
Like, think about this.
You know Modul's is number one now.
Modelo?
It's number one.
I believe it. I believe
idiots.
it. Yeah.
If I owned that company and I don't know, I'd go in there with a machine gun with 10 banana clips. Whoever came up with that fucking idea.
Dude, like the thing is,
yeah,
they're idiots. Like, who drinks beer? Men. Who shaves? Uses Gillette? Men. So this is what I'm trying to explain to you, right? This is the clown world that we're in. You got Gillette, right? You got Bud Light, and then you got Miller Lite. These are companies that literally are funded by men. But why the fuck are they going ahead and making these woke agendas appealing to transgenderism, right? Appealing to feminism, ostracizing their target audience, which is what? Men, and making fun of them, ridiculing them, saying you need to be held accountable for being toxically masculine, or we need to go ahead and accept transgenders, blah, blah, blah. And then their shit tanks. Why would they take a stupid ass risk like that? Because they're stupid enough to think, oh, well, women will pick up the slack because women are the consumers. 3/4 of debt is held by women, or 80% of the consumer base is female. Let's go ahead and appeal to the female thing. The thing is that bitches don't drink beer, you fucking retards.
But who's doing it? Is it single? I always hear the single white women, right? The single white women are the woke.
Yeah, they are the woke ones. Yeah,
well,
and the minorities too. The
there's
minority.
There's
females.
another reason why they're doing this as well.
Yeah.
Pat David.
Yeah, Pat talked about this.
He spoke about, for example, the ESG score, which means, for example, they're being rated from a score of how much you can, I guess, like
how woke they
be
are.
a part of the agenda and be woke. So this is going to determine how much loans they get, for example, how much sponsorship they get. So I get why they're doing it, because it's part of the agenda, and ultimately it's going to help them as a company. So they lose money on the front end. On the back end, they get billions of dollars from these funded
But when
companies.
you destroy the family, what ends up happening is you keep the women single. When the women are single, they're more likely to spend money. When they spend money, you're able to go. And also on top of that, feminism helps the workplace when employers. Why? Because if you have double the workplace, double the workforce, you're able to pay them half the wages. Now, you could pay them less because there's more workers. So what it's effectively done is you get the man out the family. Women work as well. You're able to sell to both men and women. And you have women are easier to sell to. And it's easier to sell to women in general. Like, women control most of the debt. They're erratic buyers. They're more emotional when it comes to spending their money.
Proven.
Right?
Fine.
So yeah, it's been proven time and time again. So and then excuse me. So there's more money to be made when you divide the genders versus keeping them together in a family.
And I think,
also,
like Fresh said, it forces you to go to government.
And the
yes.
And the ultimate sponsors like BlackRock and these companies, they have billions of dollars. So for them, it's like, you know what? Do what I say or else. So they could just buy you out.
Yeah.
And then Target did the same thing.
Target with the kids.
With the kids.
Crazy.
Fucking kids. Now, Bud Light just got crushed.
Yep.
Gillette kind of slipped by somehow.
Yeah.
Kind of slipped
They
by.
lost billions, though, for that.
But I mean, compared to Bud Light.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then there was another one. And then Target goes and does it. And then Mark Cuban comes on and says it's a good idea. He said, Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who's putting money
it
in
might
his
be
pocket?
this stupid ass EK.
Yeah, ESG score. But you know what's funny about these guys, bro?
Oh, he's
plants,
talking for the...
These
hopeless.
people are legit planted to
Yep.
give a certain
right.
narrative to spin this to make it seem like, oh, it's cool to do.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's destroying us from the inside out.
And let me tell you this too. And this wokeism applies to everything, right? So I went to the movies the other day, and I went to go see the Spider-Man movie, right?
Pause.
It was the cartoon one. Well, I didn't know it was a cartoon one. Fucking
When it's girls.
yeah, one of my chicks. I was like, all right, woman, pick a movie. We're gonna go see it. I gotta go do some shit.
So you're using your own advice, I see.
Yeah. No. Well, I told her.
He told her.
You told her.
Yeah.
You told her that we're gonna go see a cartoon, huh?
No. So she didn't know it was a cartoon.
You're fucking up.
No, man. So check this out, right? So I'm doing some shit. I'm like, all right, look, we're gonna go see a movie. Pick a fucking movie, woman. And she picks the movie. But I was like, first she said the mermaid shit. I said, no, we're not gonna go see that. I said, we're not gonna go see that gayness. And I was like, isn't there a Spider-Man movie out or whatever? She's like, yeah, we could go see that. So she buys the fucking tickets or whatever. We go over there, right? I didn't know it was a cartoon. She didn't know either. But whatever. We sit down and we watch it, right? And I notice it's a fucking like black Spider-Man that speaks Spanish. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit? Give me the fucking white Peter Parker guy.
And you're black saying that.
I'm black. And I'm a fucking
racist.
Yeah, my family's from Sudan.
How dare you?
For all these fucking losers come out here and say I'm racist, bro. My family's from Sudan, right? I'm black, Arab, whatever it may be, African American to the fucking definition because my parents came here in the 80s. I was born literally in America. They're from Africa, so I'm African American by definition. For all the fucking retards, you're not really black. Fuck you, idiot.
And you're definitely black.
Yeah, he's black.
Black as hell, bro.
My best friend was black coming up through high school.
And this is
believe
why
it or
so
not,
many
Italians
people,
really like black people.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah.
No, we're part black. No,
Y'all are?
seriously.
Yeah, y'all are.
really. No,
Yeah.
no, really.
Well, to be fair, I'll just be your shadow.
Yeah.
But I say all that to say this, right? Because like
But
obviously,
see how we're having fun with it?
Yeah,
That's
of
how it
course.
should be.
Yeah.
that's how it should be. But we live in this fucking gay ass world, and this is why so many people get mad at me and Fresh. Oh, you guys are Uncle Toms. You guys fucking talk shit about black people. Blah blah.
Bro.
No, number one, faggot. We talk shit about everybody.
Everybody.
Number two, we don't sit here and we call out bullshit, right? Because like here's my thing, right? With the black community, a lot of times they fucking cry. Oh, you guys are Uncle Toms. You guys support white people. Blah blah blah. No, we call out bullshit because the thing is that the black community wants to be able to be the only ones that could sit there and fucking call a white person a cracker or say racist things.
But
and
the
then they get
government
mad.
made them like that.
Yeah.
Because the government kept feeding them checks.
Yeah.
They kept feeding your communities, hey, have more kids,
Yeah.
and we'll give you money for every kid that you have. We're going to give you. They didn't do that to the white community.
Kick the man out the fucking house.
Kick the man out of the house, fuck another guy. They don't even know which baby dad they have.
Facts.
But the government's feeding them more money, more
Yeah.
money, more
Yeah.
money, more money. So the government did that.
Yeah. And we're critical of all of everyone, right?
But
my
they
thing
really
is,
fucked you guys.
Yeah, they definitely did. And my thing is when I criticize the black community, they get fucking mad, blah, blah, blah. But then I'm like, okay, you're mad if I do it. If a white guy does it, y'all are going to say they're extra racist. So it's like, who can criticize y'all?
But aren't you just telling them to wake up and look at reality?
That's what we tell them. It's not the fucking man that's keeping you back. It's not fucking, oh my God, it's a white guy. Well, that's why I'm not successful. No, you're a fucking idiot. You're sitting here selling drugs. You're not fucking going to school. You're not educating yourself. You're not getting a real fucking job. You're listening to stupid ass music. You're fucking sitting there with your single mom who's telling you constantly that fucking black men ain't shit. Like, you gotta get out of the fucking matrix and understand that you gotta grab yourself by your fucking bootstraps and fucking work. Yes, it sucks. You're growing up in a impoverished community, etc. I get it. Like, all of us deal with that bullshit, but I grew up in a poor community too, but I'm not a fuck up. But the thing is that we want to give excuses.
Look at the Spanish. They all grow. A lot of them grow up poor.
Yeah.
Hardest working fucking guys on the planet. It's like in their DNA.
Facts.
I'll take a Spanish guy over a white guy any fucking day of the week.
Yeah.
To work, build. They're there on. I don't care if they got what's the beer called again?
Bud Light.
No, the one.
Modelo?
Yeah.
I don't care if they come with a fucking a keg of Modelo.
Modelo,
Right?
yeah.
They get that shit done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what my point is, they're coming from poverty too.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
they're not sitting there
Crying about it and shit.
Nah, they're working their ass
And here's the
off.
other thing too, right? Like you want to talk about this.
I'm saying that to get it off the black thing. So
Yeah.
we're talking about everybody.
Yeah, no, and it's just like the black community always wants to cry and say,
awful.
"Oh, I don't have opportunities." Blah blah. Get the fuck out of here. When I was an agent,
you
right?
got more than we do.
Yeah. Let me give you another thing too. When I was an agent, right? I used to see Mexicans come across the border, Chinese, Venezuelans, Colombians, etc. dying to come into the United States, literally dying. They'd be in the back of a fucking truck, 80-degree weather in San Antonio, waiting to get picked up. They fucking die back there, get smuggled into the United States. They're dying for the opportunities that people are fucking sitting in, in
AC.
big cities in the United States, right? Whether it's LA, New York City, etc., where they sit there and
Philly,
cry, right? North Philly, all this shit. Oh, we're being ostracized by the man, blah, blah, blah. You got Mexicans coming in here, or Hispanics, or Chinese, wherever the fuck, from different parts of the world, coming into the United States through Mexico, dying to come here through coyotes, through the desert, etc., and for the opportunities that you guys fucking squander and cry about. You have a U.S. citizenship, you speak English, you have free education, you have no fucking excuse to be a loser. But we sit here, right, and we tell people, oh, no, it's okay, it's your fault, it's not your fault, it's the fucking man's fault, it's because of racism and all this other bullshit. No, you're just a fucking bitch.
And let me ask you this: with this generation, right? Everybody's a victim, a bully.
Yeah.
Everybody gets trophies.
This woke culture.
Yeah.
So now this generation coming up is coming up. I mean, we're gonna hit it too. Robots, everything.
AI.
AI, AGI. That's a fucking whole other story. It'll blow your mind. Yeah.
ChatGPT.
It's way worse than that. But how, with this victim thing and everything else, how is this generation coming up? Like, I have a 3-year-old daughter almost. There's no way and I was a guy who would never not send my kid to public school because I thought that was the way to go, socialize, activities.
Yeah.
Now, I'll be in jail. I'll get 20 years probably in the first week if she went to public school. Right?
Yeah, homeschool,
You know what I mean?
man.
Yeah, homeschool.
It's the only way you got to do it
You
now.
got to do it.
World.
I'll fucking go in there like a
Clown
maniac.
world, dude.
But how is this generation going to have any type of drive to be entrepreneurs, to be like you? You left your job. You left your job and you said, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I have to drive. And now look, you got a huge fucking podcast, the top one in the category, but you had to have that drive and balls to do it.
Yeah.
But if you were, it's okay. It's okay, Myron and Walt. It's okay that you lost. You're the victim. You got bullied. It's good to get your ass kicked once in a while.
Yeah. You need to.
Right? So how is this generation going to fucking make it?
They're not.
Well, I'll take it a step further.
Yeah.
I came from Barbados, a random small island in the Caribbean, to America.
You should have got with Rihanna when you could.
I actually went to school with her, which is funny as hell.
Jesus
I know her
Christ.
personally and her brother.
She's beautiful.
But
maybe it's just the camera.
She's a part of the issues too with the feminism bullshit though. She's got a lot of these girls like fooled.
Well,
but that's all of the
Chris
conversation.
Brown's my boy, so I love Chris Brown.
she's cool.
I give a fuck.
But
No. Bro, she beat the shit out of him first. If we really want to go there,
I want to go into that real quick. And
she fucking hit him first. She beat the shit out of him.
But she beat the shit out of him in that Lamborghini with the car keys.
Yes.
Stabbed him. Oh, because she had his phone. He didn't do anything.
No one talks about this.
Then she punched him in the fucking balls.
Yeah.
Like more than once.
I read the police report.
Then she threw the keys out the window. As he's looking for the keys with her high heels, kicks him in the balls again.
Yep.
Then he fucking snapped.
Yeah.
That's the full
I'm not
story.
going to hold you, bro. Just me being from the Caribbean, know how girls are, bro. If you make one of them mad like that, I guarantee you she does exactly that.
Yeah.
Because
it was in the police report.
you tried her. You tried her.
I read the police report, but no one wants to talk about that.
Dude, I didn't read it. I just know how she is.
No one talks about that. I'm not saying that he should have beat the shit out of her, but what I am saying is that she beat the fuck out of him first.
And at some point,
he's human, dude.
Yeah,
he's human.
yeah.
So, but obviously the media is not going to cover that. They're going to victimize her. Oh, look, man. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. Not every single guy.
And I'm not saying it was good that he beat her up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
but women need to understand.
Get the whole story.
Women need. Yeah, you got to get the whole story. And then here's the other thing too that I tell females all the fucking time. Not everyone is going to sit there and let you punch them, okay? If you're a female, some guys are going to give you the equality that your dumbass asked for. Equal rights might mean equal less for you. Don't fucking hit a man.
Yeah.
Some guys will literally punch you back. There's guys out there that are literally fucking chomping at the bit to punch a bitch that hits them. Like, self-defense, I can finally do it. So women need to understand this and know that you wanted the equality, it might actually come your way. Don't fucking hit men.
Yeah, and actually
What do you say,
speaking, so remember, right? They can say as well, hey, well, today I'm a woman. I had a bad day today, bitch. And they punch you back.
Yeah.
No. But all jokes aside, bro.
Identify as a female.
Yeah,
Bam.
but all jokes aside,
Yeah, put your dick on her.
a Lamborghini is super small, bro.
Yeah.
So you can imagine the sheer and impact and just being so close, bro, that's going to affect you. And if you're driving, bro, it's crazy. So I can only imagine that scenario right there. But yeah, I guarantee that she hit him. Guarantee you.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's documented in the police report, but the mainstream media didn't want to cover that. Like,
Of course.
Again, not condoning beating up chicks, but women need to understand that if you beat the
Well,
shit
not
out of a
the
guy,
principle.
he might beat the fuck out of you back and give you the equality that you asked for. So don't hit men. Here's the other thing, too. Going back to the Spider-Man thing. So I'm in there watching this fucking shit, right? And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? He's over here speaking Spanish, fucking, doing salsa and shit. And I'm like, dude, I'm not here to fucking watch, I'm here to watch Spider-Man. I want Peter Parker. Give me the fucking white guy who's a nerd who got bit by a spider. Like, I'm not here trying to watch this motherfucker speak Spanish and his dad is an NYPD cop. I'm like, this isn't the story. Where's Uncle Ben? What the fuck is going on here? Like, bro, people are sitting here making all these historic characters, etc. woke. Oh, let's get a black Spider-Man. Let's get I heard that they were going to make James Bond a fat black bitch. Like, bro.
That'd be crazy.
Some shit needs to stay the way
that
it
true?
was. Yeah,
James
dude,
Bond?
they're shooting it. I don't know if they
crazy.
actually released it or whatever. But they need to stop with this fucking woke shit where they're putting people in historically
Sad.
masculine figures, right, that might have been Caucasian or whatever the fuck, but yo, keep it how it is. Like, stop trying to make everything woke. But the problem is this. Hollywood's running out of ideas. They have to take classic characters, fagify them, make them fucking black or white or Asian or some other bullshit, make them a female to go ahead with the woke agenda. And what they don't understand is that, yo, you're ostracizing the very audience that used to support that shit in the first place. That's why movie rates are going down the fucking tank. A lot of movies are fucking being negative, etc. People aren't watching it. They're tanking in the critic reviews. It's like, bro, keep shit the way that it was. I didn't fucking come here to watch a Hispanic Spider-Man. Call me a fucking racist, whatever the fuck y'all want. That's not what I'm here to do.
But
I'm not here to watch Spider-Man fucking salsa dance.
At least we got John Wick 4.
Oh, yeah? That was a good movie.
But
No, the new one just came out.
Oh,
Yeah, I
It was
like
a new one.
But you know what's scary?
But they kept it original.
Kills 90 people.
Yeah, kept it original. Bunch of Asians.
I'm talking.
but you know what's scary?
What?
Our kids won't even know what Spider-Man was from before.
Yeah.
They weren't going to know
Facts.
the woke agenda of who's Spider-Man, but which goes to the even deeper point. If we as a society move away from what was masculine driven content, what's going to happen is all of our kids, all of our peers, so to speak, will forget what it means to be a man.
And here's the other crazy
scary.
part.
But why do they want that? Just so that the government, does it all come back to the so that the
It's
government
control.
can control
It's control
everything?
because ultimately speaking,
Including
if I can
racism.
pacify the men and they don't fight back or question what's happening,
Yep.
then the head of the household won't
Right.
argue for his family, and then I could do whatever I want to.
Not only that, let's be honest here, right? A lot of people might hear that point, right? Not your audience, because if they're listening to this stuff, they're pretty based. But other, like liberals, whatever, they might hear me say, I don't want to fucking see Spider-Man salsa dance. Oh, that's racist, blah, blah, blah.
Who the
9
hell
out of 10
wants to see
times.
that? I want to see him climb up a fucking building.
Yeah, dude, like it's fucking gay. But this is the thing. We live in this
They can make
fucking
toys and shit.
clown world,
We're
right?
gonna make Spider-Man with salsa shoes on.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's feels before
That's
reels,
just
dude.
what I want my son to play with.
Feels before reels, man. And it's like people are willing to destroy things of tradition to make people feel good, and that sometimes you can't bend at the knee for the woke culture. But it's wild to me how even me as a minority saying this, they're thinking like, oh, that's so racist, blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, if I don't say it, if a white person says it, you guys are just gonna say he's even more racist. Like the other thing, here's the other thing too. The only people that really care about racism, let's keep it 1,000. Fucking poor people, bro. It's poor people.
Yeah.
People that have money. Once you hit like a millionaire, you make $500,000 a year, blah, 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 you're successful, blah, blah. A lot of times, no one gives a fuck what race you are.
Yeah.
Okay, we all understand that we're at the top tier tax bracket. Let's like figure out how to make more money and or not pay as much taxes. But it's only poor people that give a fuck about racism. Why? Because it's divisive. When they keep it divided, they're able to conquer. Divide and conquer. So if you keep idiots at the bottom complaining and crying about racism and the man, well, you're going to keep them poor.
That is true. And while we're doing all this again, China cuts their internet off at 6 p.m.? No TikTok, no nothing.
Yep.
While we get dumber and dumber, they get
Smarter and smarter.
I know I always ask you to say this story, but I really want you to say it with them, with the teacher. Don't say his name or whatever. Wait till you hear this shit.
So my son's in middle school, and he was in middle school still at the time, and he came home and he got in trouble because he called his teacher Mr. Smith. Like, what do you mean he got in trouble? He goes, Dad, and he's young. He has no idea. He's like, Dad, I don't know what they mean. He wants me to refer to him as Master.
What?
Smith.
It's just here in Florida.
Master. And I'm like, what does that mean? And I'm looking it up. It means he doesn't identify as a male or a female. So if you call him Mr., he takes offense to it. So I said, oh, okay. So I sent an email. I said, Dear Mr. Smith, I'm sorry that my son offended you. I don't see what's the big deal. No response back. But this was in a school in the area that they.
What grade? What grade again?
He was in 6th grade, so it wasn't middle school. Well, I guess that's middle school. I don't know how they do it down here, but 6th
Is that
grade.
fucking wild or what?
Dude.
Damn.
All right.
That's right.
This is what pisses me off. This faggotry has got to fucking stop when it comes to the children. Look, you want to be a fucking adult? You want to chop your nuts off?
Correct.
You want to go ahead and say, all right, look, man, I identify as XYZ, whatever the fuck you want to identify as? That's cool. Keep that fucking clown world out for the kids. Let the kids fucking become older so they can understand what the fuck is really going on, because you indoctrinate the kids at a young age to think that there's 3 genders, 4 genders, 97 genders, whatever the fuck they want to do. Keep the fucking kids out of it. That's my only problem. I don't give a fuck what you identify as. If when it comes to kids, dude, at the end of the day, it's 2 genders, dude. It is what it is. And here's the other thing, too, why you got to put it that way. It's not based off how you feel. It's off of what's real. And there's safety situations. We've seen the fuckery that goes down when you let fucking dudes into like female bathrooms because they identify or feel like a woman this day. Like that's open to interpretation. That's a lot of problems because it's based off how you feel. Last time I checked, how you feel could
And
change
like
every
you
day.
were
I
saying,
say it all the time.
next thing you know, you'll be getting raped left
say it all-
and right, blah,
Dude.
blah. I come in as I
It's a
tuck my
perfect
dick.
setup for a pervert.
Well, hold on. There was a case actually where this man went to a bathroom, raped a woman, and then he got caught and he identified as a woman.
Correct.
And got put into a woman's jail cell.
Dude,
Got put into a woman's jail.
Yeah. So
cell?
instead of going to the person with the men, he went to women.
Huh. Well,
Bruh,
that worked out
it's-
for him.
What the fuck's going on?
it's really like starting to get annoying now where it's like now it's fucking with the kids. Like you want to do this bullshit, that's fine. But I don't know why they're so goddamn hell bent on putting, having these
they
drags straight to kids.
They want to get it in their brains early.
Yeah. Like, it's like, no, man. Like, fucking, you guys want to have this clown world shit? That's fine. Keep the kids out of it. That's my issue, is the kids. You want to be gay. You want to be lesbian. You want to identify as whatever the fuck you identify as. You want to identify as a lawnmower. You want to identify as a girl, dude, whatever
or
it is.
Cat.
Or a cat, whatever the fuck you want to identify as.
Lawnmower.
Lawnmower. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, that's what you identify as.
Yeah,
right?
it's a lawnmower.
But if you want to do that, that's fine. But fucking keep the kids out of it. But they got to keep the kids in it. And I don't understand what the fuck the infatuation is with you guys going to elementary schools and reading to the fucking kids or whatever. It's clown world, bro.
And
it's literally clown world.
They have no argument. What you're saying is they'll use clips. They'll cut your clips and they'll say, oh, he doesn't like gay people. He doesn't like this. You're clearly saying, do whatever you want to do. Be my guest. Cut your dick off when you're 18 years old. I'm not doing it, but you could do it.
Yeah.
Don't push it on the kids. But what they do is they spin it and they say, no, he hates gay people. He's a gay. No, he never said that.
Yeah.
And I'll give it to.
And I call everybody faggots, not just gays. I call a bunch of straight guys faggots.
That's another thing. Like you say fag, like when we were growing up.
Yeah,
are you
stop being a
fag? Are you
fag,
really, stop being a fag. Get the fuck up. You know what I mean? Now it's like, oh, blah blah.
I'm offended.
Yeah.
You know, I will give it to though is, and I think Kris Jenner made him fucking crazy. I think she fucking everyone that's been in that family went cuckoo. Is at least Caitlyn is coming out and saying like, I don't think that men should be in women's sports and shit like that. Like I'll give it to her.
Yeah.
Hey,
Because
whatever.
I mean, it's kind of funny because it's like, I mean, who won Woman of the Year? Caitlyn Jenner, right? Men are even better at women than fucking being women, bro. Like, it's like, bro, we beat them in being women.
Imagine the shit that he, she, whatever it is. Imagine the shit that Caitlyn's getting when she gets, but I'll give it to her.
Dude,
she'll go on.
I mean, look, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but men really are better at women than women at everything. We're better at being women than women. Better at being. You look at all the top cooks; they're all dudes.
Caitlyn proved it.
Yeah, Caitlyn proved it.
Yeah.
After he just got tortured by that Jenner. I mean, she must have tortured the fuck out of it. He was around that family, and he probably said, "Look, fuck this. I don't want to be a fucking guy anymore. I don't want to be around this shit. All these women.
They all go crazy.
Who has been with the Kardashians that hasn't won cuckoo?
Not one.
Fucking what's his name? Who was a starter with the Heat?
Lamar Odom.
No, Lamar Odom went nuts.
The white guy, Chris Humphrey.
No, the guy. He's with the Lakers now. Tristan.
Tristan
Thompson.
Trish Thompson. Yeah, he's a bench warmer. He used to be. They fucked them all up.
Kanye West.
Every one of them they fucked up. Name one they didn't fuck up.
Called the Kardashian curse.
The Kardashian curse. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, yeah, dude. It's fucking. It's wild, man. But I will say this: like when it comes to like the transgenders guys competing in sports, they're smoking these chicks, man. There's someone in Connecticut though. A chick is I know doing a lawsuit because she lost I think a scholarship.
Yes.
Losing to a transgender person in track or in field or whatever, and I'm like, I hope she wins because at the end of the day, trannies shouldn't be fucking competing with girls, dude.
Well, it will end. It will end once I got to think to even fucking say this. Once once the girl goes into male sports, that's opposite. Like right now, you got guys going into girl sports.
Yeah.
Once the opposite happens and they get buried, that's when that might calm down. Like so you go in the NBA, a girl decides, oh, I want to play in the NBA. And then she's playing with 6'9" guys, LeBron.
But it'll never happen that way.
You don't think so?
Never, because the reason why is because women are inferior with everything. To be honest, like people get
They'll
mad.
Just get a W then.
Yeah, like they say, sexism, blah blah blah.
Fuck,
well,
that was my hope.
I was hoping too, but it'll never happen. And the reason why is because
would be nice.
That would be, but they'll never.
They get crushed.
Because here's the thing with sexism, right?
Shit.
Feminists will sit there and say, "Oh, that's sexist. This sexism, blah 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 blah." Sexism, when you really boil it down, only benefits women. Sexism allows women to compete in things that are traditionally male that women would never have a chance in. You want to talk about police standards, military standards, etc. There's two different standards. Why? Because of sexism. That's sexist in itself because it gives women a chance to be able to compete. If it wasn't sexist, we would have just one standard. But guess what? Women would not be in any of these things. We'd have just one NBA and not a WNBA. If I'm not mistaken, a woman can play in the WNBA. There's nothing that says it has to be men. A woman can't compete. But on the other hand, a man can't necessarily compete in the WNBA because men are superior to women in everything when it comes to physicality, etc.
And what I think is wild, and I know you guys have covered this, is that, gays have strived forever to get equal rights, right? To be able to get married.
Yeah.
Now they get that. They kind of kept it to themselves. You know what I mean? Then you come with this trans shit.
Yeah.
and fucked it all up for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Think like forever, like they begged to be able to get married, blah blah blah. Now you got this trans shit to fucking throw a fucking grenade on top of it all.
Yeah.
Whereas before, okay, you want to get married, okay, fuck it, fine. You get married, keep it over there. They're happy-go-lucky. Then comes this weird shit. You know, this getting your dick cut off, fucking all this nutty shit, getting your pussy turned into a dick, like this nut wild shit, ruining it for all the people that worked forever to try to get some rights as being a gay person.
Yeah.
You know, and they're fucking pissed at the trans.
And here's the other thing too.
Yeah, they're confused
If
too.
you look at
they're
it,
like, what the fuck?
This proves like what I've said, that like a man's life is way harder than a woman's life. Like if you look at most of these like trans people, it's like fucking dudes trying to be chicks. It's not the other way around. Women live life on easy mode.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest here. It's fucking dudes trying to be chicks because they get certain preferences and benefits, etc., for being a female, and they want to be able to do that shit. Which I guess whatever. But my thing is when they fuck with the kids. That's my problem.
That drives me crazy. Because now that I have and I have a girl, of course.
Oh man.
Well, I passed the number
And then-
50, so you knew I was gonna have a girl.
Yeah.
Me and my brother were trying to beat Reggie White 99. I know.
Yeah.
But
So you don't even need to check the gender. I already know.
Yeah.
But then you got Dwayne Wade and his family promoting their kids to be.
Yeah,
It's
fuckery.
just like, bro, like that type
Right.
of behavior, bro,
And that's
spreads like a wildfire.
See Michael Johnson's kid, like Magic Johnson's kid, like fucking like showing up at the game. I was like, what the fuck is
Bro,
this? Like 6'8", 6'9", wearing heels, and I'm like, what the fuck is this clown world shit, man?
bro.
And that's like a public figure that everybody liked.
Look at Megan Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild. What you doing with her kids?
Oh yeah, making the boys dress like girls.
yeah, that's
Dude,
bro.
Hollywood
weird.
Yeah.
And Megan Fox is so hot, or was
Yeah.
so hot.
Yeah,
and
bro,
she's
but
Now,
still.
now-
This is why you can't have women in leadership roles. They do women acclimate to the fuckery, man. They do
Yeah.
the stupid shit. Like Dwayne Wade, let's be honest here. He's not the fucking
You know,
Gabrielle
you know who
Union.
made that
his
decision.
dumbass bitch
Gabrielle.
Yeah.
Gabrielle retard.
She
Gabrielle
said this is
Union.
how it's gonna go.
Yeah, and his dumbass, okay, I'll virtue signal alongside you. But like any guy that's
you
like
believe
red-blooded testosterone male, not gonna fucking let their kid dress like a fucking girl. Like, no, dude, that's like not cool. And here's the other thing: we need to bring back bullying. It used to be when dudes did stupid shit like that. Let me go ahead and dress up like a girl, have some feminine characteristics, whatever. They go to bully. They go to school. They
got
what
beat the fuck up.
Yeah, you fucking fag. Bam, punch you in the face. Why are you dressing up like a girl? Blah blah. And then it kind of like knock you back into reality. Like, damn, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And you're like, damn, I kind of like being a guy. This is awesome, great. Knocked you back into reality. Sometimes you need that. I think we need to bring bullying back, and I know that's a controversial take, but bullying.
But what the
and
fuck
shame
that's not
is
bullying.
powerful.
To us all sitting here, that is not bullying. You dress like a girl, you got picked on.
Yeah.
You got picked on.
Yeah.
Okay. So we threw cupcake. Like, I don't know how you guys did it, but in Philly, we would, if you had a cupcake and some guy came in looking like a fucking girl or some just dorky dude, we'd fucking throw cupcakes and look at the other fucking way and shit. You know what I mean? Or push shit down so they'd trip. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because we were the cool football player, boxer, whatever.
Yeah.
And you were picking on them.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, like, bullying. To me, bullying is like tying somebody up with fucking ropes and like beating them with a stick until
All right. I mean, hey.
I don't think bullying is words.
Okay.
You?
My thing is this. I think it's this way.
Bullying's
It's-
just bullshit.
it's
It's
the-
like pussy shit.
It's the negative, whether it's bullying, picking on him, I just call it this. The negative
I got
reinforcement.
bullied. Are you gonna feel bad for me? I got bullied.
No, it's good. It's
Yeah.
good. I think it's
You
the
learn.
negative reinforcement of unacceptable behavior, right? So, like, if you're a dude and you're acting soft, you're acting fucking feminine, you're acting weak, you're acting soft, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's them, it's your peers correcting you. Hey, stop being a fucking bitch. Hey, this is what it is. And it sets you up for life.
Yeah.
Like, when you get bullied in school, it kind of gives you little life lessons of like, you're going to get punched in the face. You got to get up and be able to continue on. Like, you need to deal with adversity as a man. You need to face, you need to get punched in the face.
Yeah.
You need to deal with bullying. You need to deal with adversity. You need to deal with people fucking picking on you. You need to deal with it because guess
And
what?
losing.
And losing. Because if you can't figure that shit out, well, life is way harder than that, motherfucker.
Yep.
That's what I said. I think we're fucked.
Yeah, we are.
Now, you guys went on, when this all started, you guys went on a double date.
We've been on a bunch of
No, like
With
in the
girls?
beginning, it was a double date that started the idea of like interviewing.
Oh,
about
after
the
hour
late-
show.
The after hour show.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
really
yeah,
took
yeah,
off.
yeah.
So back in the day,
That's what really made.
Yeah,
things
that's what
take
started.
off.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
So it went.
Yeah, we were on a double date with some chicks.
Yeah, so
and,
basically,
yeah.
we were on a double date. I think we went to the restaurant,
Yeah.
came out to the studio. It's like 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning. It's late night,
Yeah.
and we're like lit. I actually drank that night. He drank as well.
Yeah.
You know, we were a little bit turned. Like, you know what? Damn, what can we do right now that's lit? And you know what? We don't want to party. We don't want to go out. We'll go live on air. And we were like, should we? We're kind of lit. We're kind of turned. Fuck it. Let's just do it. turn the cameras on, go live. Mind you, it's like 2 a.m. People tuning in, supporting, like, oh shit, they like this shit. And we spoke the most random shit ever, random questions, and people loved it.
Yep.
So you know what? That birthed the whole After Hours episode.
Yeah.
And that's what took off, right? Because what 2021 is when you guys really took off.
And we were the first people, the pioneers, to ever do that format.
Look at it.
Well,
Look at like this one's funny. Why women goes mad after sex? Now, how many women did you have in there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Holy fuck.
yeah, it's very common where we'll have like, easily, we've had up to 20 plus girls in the studio before.
Yeah.
And we'll debate all these dumbass chicks. And it's so easy because girls have the same argument points and they have the same, like, this is what I'm trying to say when I tell guys, like, yo, at the top of the show, I was like, yo, stop being fucking, like, pedestalizing these girls because they're all really the same.
Yeah.
Like, they really are the same. Like, they have the same interests, they have the same dumbass hobbies, they have the same behaviors, same lifestyle situation. Like, so many girls are more similar than guys think. And it's like, you don't need to pedestalize them because if you really, like, boil it down, a lot of these girls are very uninteresting. They're very boring. They don't have hobbies. And a lot of you guys that are listening or watching this podcast right now are more interesting than the common girl. So, like, stop pedestalizing these chicks.
Yeah. And ultimately, if she doesn't listen.
Go like 15 minutes in and play a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
And Fresh. So when you guys did the late night thing, and Myron, is that what the term when it got all the traction? Because it was like 2020, and then boom, 21. You guys just got on fire. What was it that I thought it was that?
Yeah. So. The After Hours shows definitely brought like guys in watching. Yeah. But what kept the guys? So like we have 2 different shows. We have Fresh and Fit, right, regular, and then we have Fresh and Fit After Hours. So guys come in and they watch us debate the girls and whatever. They're like, oh wow, this shit is lit. Then they'll be like, oh wait, they have a daytime show too. They teach guys how to make money. How to date girls appropriately, how to get laid on a first date, right? We have a bunch of different things. How to, set up your online dating profile, blah, 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 right? We have a womanizer, we have a Money Monday where we talk about making money, right? Whether it's how to buy real estate, how to get your credit score up, etc. Then we have Womanizer Wednesday where we teach guys, this is how, top 5 ways to see if a girl's a whore. Top 5 ways to get laid on it, how to set up a first date to get laid, blah, blah. And then Friday we bring on a guest or maybe we do a call-in show where we call in live and they call into the show and they ask questions, cool. Right? So they come for the girls, then they come and stay, right? And they're like, damn, like these guys actually give value outside of just like debating stupid ass bitches. So yeah, and here's the thing too, like we can't sit there and like tell guys, oh yeah, this is how you get girls, blah, blah, without like, they have to self-improve. Because like it used to be you could be an average guy, but nowadays it's like you gotta have your money on point, you gotta have your masculinity on point, you gotta go to the gym, etc. Average guys nowadays are literally invisible.
Yeah. And what's the point of having a bad girl or having a girl you can't really retain? Because ultimately speaking, all right, let's say you get her, you smash by the skin of your teeth.
Show respect to you.
How do you ever really maintain that? You got to have some level of stability to yourself. And ultimately it's for you, not for her.
You ever play Pokemon?
Back
in the day?
Got to catch them all.
Well, long story short.
Street Fighter.
Okay, that's good. We tell guys all the time, right? Well, okay, let's use a Street Fighter analogy.
Akuma.
Right? What, Akuma? Why Akuma?
So I was going to say the analogy. Imagine fighting Akuma as Chun-Li.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you're a good Chun-Li, you can fuck up an Akuma.
Yeah, you can fuck up.
But the point I'm trying to make is
you
like
a little skill.
Yeah, you have to, right? If you're like you play Street Fighter, etc., right? If you play on easy mode, like yeah, you might beat some people, etc. But as you get, as you play medium or hard or super hard mode, you have to obviously have more skill because you can't have the margin of error is smaller, right? Same thing with very attractive girls that have a lot of options. Like if
you
have to have your shit on point when you're dealing with super attractive women because they have all these options. And here's the other problem: they think they're better than you most of the time. So why I tell guys not to pedestalize women is because the average girl, and I need the guys to really understand this shit. An average woman thinks she's better than the average man. If you ask a girl, what do you want in a man? She's going to literally list off things of a guy that's in the top 1%.
What are some things they list off?
They typically want a guy that's 6 feet tall or above. If not, he better have some fucking money. They want him to make 6 figures. They want to be in shape. They want him to be charming, charismatic, funny, witty, confident, ambitious, etc. A minority of men have all these things.
Experience and understand what they want without having to tell the guy.
Understanding what they want.
Understanding what they want. We're already talking about a 1% guy right there. So it's like, and here's the scary part. All girls think they deserve this guy. And for all the guys out there that say, well, what a smart girl that's educated doesn't think that way. You stupid fuck. When girls are educated and have money, they're even more selective.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think guys understand. The feminists, these girls that sit there and say, I just want an equal partner. Those are the most selective bitches because the more money a woman earns, the more status a woman acquires, etc., the more picky she becomes, the less she's going to tolerate your inadequacy as a man. Guys don't understand this shit. When women move up the hierarchy, they become more selective and they become even more bitchy because they think they deserve it. And here's the other scary part. She could be ugly, fat, annoying, etc. She will sit there and think she still deserves a top tier guy because of her personal accolades.
And women, the people around her.
And the people around her too.
Committee.
Yeah.
The committee.
The committee.
Fucking committee.
So guys need to understand.
Cooper
most
scarred
women.
me.
Here's the other scary thing we've noticed with interviewing chicks. Most girls don't even know what guys want, dude.
Yeah.
It's literally scary. It's terrifying. Do you even know what men want? Yeah, they want a guy. They want a girl who's like smart, ambitious, makes money,
independent,
successful, independent, blah blah blah.
Oh, I thought it would have been like guys just want a guy that a girl that I'll fuck them all the time and blah 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 blah.
No, it's funny when I ask girls, "What do you think men want?"
That's what you would think, right?
They literally say what they want. It's crazy, bro. Like I say, what do you think a man that you want wants? He wants what I want. You fucking idiot. But the reason why, and I'm going to tell y'all why, we don't tell women the truth. We don't criticize women. We don't hold them accountable for their poor decisions, etc. We don't tell them anything because most guys don't have the balls to tell women the truth because what? They want to fucking get laid. That's why women can run around and be stupid. Here's the other thing, too, that I need a lot of guys that listen to this podcast to understand.
Well, now we know why I'm paying alimony and I'm probably about to pay more.
Bam. See,
no, I'm just kidding. I mean, I don't know what he wants, but
okay.
I mean, probably have to pay for some other shit.
Goddamn.
But I because I don't give a fuck. I say what I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, then and that's good. And the other thing too, right? That guys need to understand as well.
12-minute box.
Women.
I'm like, hey, Myron, what are you doing? What are you doing, Myron? Hey, what are you doing, guys? Remember that Huracan? You think I can borrow that? Go down to the gas station.
Here's the other thing too. I want the listeners to understand about females as well. Women are naturally narcissistic. And before everyone gets all mad at me, like, oh my God, that's so fucked up for you to say that. They have to be. Oh. And the reason why they're naturally like that is because they carry the next seed. They carry the children. So they have to be more interested in themselves than anything else. Women tend to look at the world very solipsistically. And what I mean by that is like they look at the world kind of through their lens and they think everyone else looks at the world that way.
Yeah.
So women aren't necessarily, they're really bad critical, if I'm going to be honest, they're really bad at critical thinking skills. It's very difficult for them to think outside the box. It's very difficult for them to come up with ideas. And if you don't believe me, why are 99% plus of inventors fucking men and not women?
Right.
Because men are critical thinkers by default. We're deductive problem solvers. Women are not. So with that said.
I want to add to that too when you're done.
Sure.
Sorry.
Okay.
You go ahead, finish.
Okay. So with that said, you good, man. So with that said, I want guys to understand that since women are not critical thinkers, they're narcissistic and they're solipsistic, guys need to really be in their frame and be the leader and make the girl share their vision because their vision and their perception of the world is very different than yours. And I don't think men understand that women live life a certain way and they don't understand the male experience at all. They don't know your struggles. They don't know what you've been through. And quite frankly, they don't give a fuck. No. They wait at the finish line and pick the winners, just like Rich says all the time, right? So when guys understand this shit, this is why you can never put a woman in a leadership role because they don't have to earn their value 99% of the time. Even women go into the workforce, they go to school, blah, blah, blah. They get all these certain things and opportunities that you would never get as a man. They get certain scholarships, they get affirmative action, they get certain opportunities that you would never get as a dude. So you can't sit there and defer to a woman's authority because women don't really operate in the real world. And on top of that, they're narcissistic and they're solipsistic by nature. So as the man, you have to come in and you be the leader because you see the world much differently and you see the world much more objectively. You don't see the world through your feelings like women do.
Right. Well, and that's because, like you said initially, women are meant to reproduce. Mm-hmm. That's what they're meant for. Nurture, care for the baby.
Yeah.
I don't want to have a fucking baby coming out. You know, if I had I'm not trying to push a baby out.
Yeah.
So they're built for that.
Yep.
And they're built to nurture.
Yep.
So if you look at any household that has a mom and a dad, the kid's always going to run to the mom because the mom's going to give in.
Yep.
The dad, if he's got some balls, is going to say, no, you got to eat first, then you have your shit.
Yep.
The kid runs to the mom because the mom gives in.
Yep.
Right to your point.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They're not meant to run a fucking business.
Fathers.
Sorry, I mean I don't mean to be a jerk off, but they're not.
You're right.
Because they're too emotional.
Yeah.
There's too much emotional. Where men, like you said, I agree, and it just goes back to why we're here is to reproduce, I think.
It's nature, man.
Nature. Yeah. You know, you put a woman in there, bad day, bad mood, where a guy could put that aside and focus on task at hand.
They surveyed a bunch of women one time in a study. You know, it's not even your opinion. It's the truth. They surveyed women before, right? And they asked them, would you prefer a male boss or a female boss? overwhelmingly, women prefer male bosses. Why? Because number one, it's more natural to follow male authority. Number two, there's not this random fucking feelings, and there's a lot of women play these cognitive, cerebral games with each other where
they're not meant to be there.
Yeah, they're not meant to be there. And then the other thing too is like, you show me a woman that has a career, and I'll show you a woman that most of the time is miserable, that's going to want a family. Women typically work, and then they get in, and then to get in the workforce, they're like, what the fuck, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Most women, dirty little secret, even the strongest feminists, staunchest feminists, they want to be able to work electively and have a man that could take care of the bills. Even the girl that goes ahead and pursues their career, because their thing is they want to work electively. They'll never admit that shit, but that's why girls screen for a man that makes 56% more money than they do. They still look for security despite the fact that they can make their own. If a girl's a millionaire, she wants a guy that's at least a millionaire, if not more. Why? If you make all this money, why the fuck do you care about how much money your guy makes? Because women are naturally wired to look for security. And that's why I tell guys all the time, if women are naturally looking for security regardless, and they're naturally looking for a man who's a leader, they're naturally looking for a guy that's better than them, why not just get the best girl that's going to follow your program? Young girl, not a pain in the ass, good family, not a whore, etc. Fuck these career women. Who cares? They already are they're already indoctrinated into what they want, and their standards are too high to meet their sexual marketplace. When women become super successful, a lot of times they outprice their own sexual market value of what they demand doesn't necessarily match with what they're bringing to the table. Because men don't give a fuck about your money. So what I tell guys, you're a successful guy, you got your shit together, etc. Find a girl that's younger, it's going to follow your lead, not give you a fucking headache, not a whore, most important, because whores will literally ruin your life. I don't think guys understand how bad promiscuous women are.
Yeah.
Fuck
guys,
your career. Your career's over.
Dude, like...
Going into work stressed every day.
Look at any guy that fucking shacks up with a promiscuous woman, look at them after the fact. Their life is miserable. And the reason why is because, I'm going to fucking say it, I don't give a shit what nobody says, promiscuous women, whores, are terrible fucking people. One more time for the guys out there. Promiscuous women, aka whores, are terrible fucking people. If a girl doesn't even have the due diligence to monitor who the fuck she has sex with that's going to lower her value and fuck with her mind, she's more than likely going to not have the ability to exercise discretion and be a good woman to you in general. Do not ever commit to girls that are sluts.
And what guy really wants to take it? Like, say a woman has $1 million and you're making 50, right?
Yeah.
What real man wants to say, hey, Katie, can you pay the fucking electric bill? I shoot myself.
That's gay.
Yeah.
Right? I agree. That's gay.
Can you imagine? Better example here. I'll ask a question. Who would you prefer, a male pilot or a woman pilot?
What's a pilot?
Pilot.
Oh, pilot. I'll fucking male pilot.
Okay, so another question for you. Can you imagine, right, putting your life in that woman pilot's hands?
Hell no.
So imagine you giving that power to a woman to run your life.
Good.
Bro,
Very
they can't
good.
even...
But guys sit there and let women do it all the time. Oh, she's the boss.
Low credit score, cars full of garbage, can barely pay rent, doesn't even know what she's doing next year or the next day. Bro, she's running your life. Imagine that.
Yeah.
And now imagine you give her that authority. What's she going to do to your life? Destroy it.
Destroy it.
That's why, guys, for all the guys listening,
you
man.
try to go in and build a company. You try to get up in your job. And I
Never
want to
let
ask
women
you guys,
lead shit, man.
I want to ask you guys this too, because
Yeah.
say you're like some ugly fuck, right? Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I used to always think back, like I think back now after, doing this, like talking to you guys now and some others, I used to be like, man, how does this ugly fucking guy, like, how is he with this fucking talent? I mean,
12 inch.
No, not a 12 inch.
BBC gang.
No, pencil dick motherfucker, the whole nine. And then looking back, I go, he had direction.
Yeah.
He didn't give a fuck.
Confident.
If he wanted his damn Doritos and his beer, fat fucking, and didn't shave for a week, didn't care. Super hot chick, but he would tell, this is alpha.
Yeah,
he had the alpha.
Yeah.
So when you see this, like super hot chicks, nowadays, this is back then, who the fuck knows now? Nowadays, do you see super hot chicks that actually like ugly guys that are alpha? Or are those days gone?
No, I think a guy, especially in today's day and age, right, where men are so fucking soft and kind of like bend over for women, if a guy's able to like assert dominance and frame with a woman, even if he's not the most attractive guy, he can do pretty well, especially if he has his money on point. I tell guys to do everything: be in shape, get in the gym, make money, be attractive, take care of yourself. Obviously take care of your physical appearance, right? And have all of them, right? Because when you have because the thing is this: There's
Yeah,
women
I'm
out there.
not talking about a 300-pound balloon fat fuck. I'm
yeah.
talking about just like a 200-pound guy that
sloppy.
got some
Yeah.
bad genetics.
Yeah, he's sloppy.
Picked his pimples too much. Kind of fucked up.
If your frame is good, you can do it. But this is my thing, right? So this is what I tell guys all the time. Number one, women are pickier than men in general, right? So there's girls out there that won't fuck with you unless you have money. There's some girls out there that won't fuck with you unless you're good looking. There's some girls out there that won't fuck with you unless you're in shape.
But would you really want a girl like that?
Well, here's my thing. I tell guys,
Get all
of it so that you can be more appealable to a wider demographic of women.
Yep.
When you're more appealable to a wider demographic of women, you can spin more plates. When you can spin more plates, you're more attractive. When you're more attractive, you have social proof. Women respect that. So it's kind of like a compounding effect of attractiveness where you have these things in check. Boom, you're more attracted to more girls. By default, you become more attracted to even more girls because you already have girls that are attracted to you. So, and it wins. What I've always said is that like when you have bitches, it's like passive income to get more bitches. Like you look at someone like Dan Bilzerian, right? We interviewed him on our podcast.
Yeah.
Like his setup is literally rooted in social proof.
Yeah.
I have chicks already. You come, you see me with these girls, boom, you're gonna want to fuck me because women are stupid. And what I mean by this is that women are, and I make that joke kind of somewhat seriously. And what I mean by that is that women are stupid when it comes to mate selection because they need to see. This goes back to what I said when I say you should never let women lead anything. They need to see you with other bitches to verify that they're attracted to you, right? If all of us are here in a room, right? We're at a club, right? All four of us, right? And I see let's say you see a hot girl. You're like, fuck, I'm going to go home with her. You don't need to go to the bathroom with us and be like, hey, bro, what do you think? Should I like sleep with this girl, blah, blah, blah? No, you're just going to fucking leave and smash her, right? You don't need our fucking approval. Fuck these fags. You're going to just go, right? Cool. Women, though, she'll meet a guy, checks all the boxes, awesome, blah, blah, blah. She's going to go to the bathroom. Hey, girls, I got this guy. Have a conversation. Meet with the fucking committee. She's going to blah, 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 etc. Because she doesn't know if she's attracted to that guy, so she needs the social proof and the verification from her friends, right? Women need social proof from other people, whether it's women, men, etc., to verify their attraction to you. That's how women are. So once guys understand that, this is why you should never put women in a leadership role because they don't even know if they're really attracted to you unless you have other bitches, which is why social proof is so important. So that's why you need to have all these things in check because more girls are attracted to you. You have more social proof. You have more other women that like you, and then girls get in line.
This episode is sponsored by Aurora. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is? For years, this crime rate has been surging and affecting millions of Americans. I'm talking about identity theft, and there's a new victim every 14 seconds. Yet despite this, those who have had their identity stolen are often shocked when it happens. That's why I'm excited to partner with Aurora, who is sponsoring this video. Aurora is identity theft protection, fraud monitoring, a VPN, password management, and antivirus software all into one easy-to-use app. Their VPN allows you to stay anonymous online by keeping your browsing history and personal information safe and encrypted. Protect you and your family from America's fastest growing crime. Try Aurora for free for 2 weeks and see if you or anyone in your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial today. Go to aurora.com/MSCS. The link is in the description below. And to further your point, when I used to go out all the time, if I had like the VIP and bought the bottle, there's a million girls around, always. And the girl that's looking at you is like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
Right.
Who's that?
Yep.
Because they see all the girls around you.
Yep.
Who is that? And then eventually say, I want them. I pass by them. Hey, how are you? Little do I know, because I'm an idiot at the time. You know what I mean? They were looking like, I was wondering who you were, but, I thought you'd be a dick, blah, 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 blah. And next thing you know, home run. But not to marry, but home run.
Of course, yeah.
So, but that makes sense with them seeing it.
And also,
That's
we
interesting.
also mentioned on the show, for example, where you meet a girl is very important. For example, meeting a girl on the street is one thing. Meeting her where you have the upper hand, for example, a club, you have a table, or you're at a business event, or you're like at a social setting, a boat.
Like Dan talked about this, like the setup is more important than anything.
Right.
Like the way you meet a woman is more important than actually meeting her. So what he does, right, which is very smart. We had like a very detailed conversation on this. He throws parties.
Which plane does he bring?
Yeah, like so he throws parties, right? And
Gotta
he makes
give it to
sure
him, bro.
the ratio's on point, right? There's like it's like a 5 or 10 to 1 ratio of dudes to girls, and and he has girls there that already he fucks with, blah blah blah. So girls already know what time it is. Bitch, you have no leverage here. So the girls that show up already know that they're coming in with no leverage, and that's very important for the guy because when women have leverage, what did I say at the top of the podcast? They're terrible people. They make you qualify, you need to take a bag, all this bullshit. But when you have a few guys, a bunch of girls, well, number one, all the guys have more value, right? And then on some point, the girl knows, okay, you're here at this party. that means you're fucking somebody if Dan has you here, and there's a bunch of girls that are already fighting for your attention, and then guess what? A guy that might have been like a 5 in the open sexual marketplace is instantly a 9 in this situation because they have because there's more women there and they got the social proof. So like I don't think guys understand the power of social proof. If I could say one amplifier to get the most girls,
would this go with they want what they can't have?
That too is a part of it.
Because like they see that they're with 10 girls but not with them.
Yeah, that's a part of it too. Because like with us, right? Like men, like if you see a chick with a bunch of dudes, you're like, ew, fucking slut. But when a girl sees you with a bunch of chicks, they're like, oh, damn, okay. And even if they say, I don't like that guy, he's a player, you're at least going to be interested, you dumbass whore.
You want to know.
You're going to want to know. Exactly. It will open the door for a conversation, at least.
Now imagine regarding scale, how do you scale it up? Instagram, social media.
Yeah.
You become that guy online. Everyone sees that. The volume is there. You can't lose. So there you go.
Women are suckers for social proof and status.
Funny. Just even hear you guys
social
talk
proof
to
and
them
status.
like, that is funny.
Here's the other thing too I want to say. Like status is so important, and we talked about this.
When
Me and
Fresh
Fresh
steps in, it's real funny.
me as Fresh had a conversation about this. I think the guys that pull the most chicks by far are reggaeton artists. And look at Bad Bunny. He's damn near fucking gay.
Yeah.
And he's getting these bitches. But that's the power of social status and social proof. He's a musician, world renowned. He already has girls around him or whatever. He could do crazy shit be somewhat gay, and girls will go ahead and make an exception for him. So I think the most important amplifier when it comes to getting bitches is social status.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But it's just funny to see
One
this.
thing will give your dream man that no other man has ever gone from you before.
You got to think now.
Look, they don't even know.
I mean, chastity.
What the fuck did you say?
Her chastity.
Okay.
Meaning being a virgin.
Oh, get.
Yeah, sound effects and shit.
I don't know.
She's lying like hell.
Yeah, probably.
Dislocated.
These girls are all sluts.
All right. What about you?
Me, I would say, because relationship, being feminine.
Okay.
Okay.
What?
Wait, hold on. Is your current man getting that treatment?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
All right.
Mind you, she's a wrestler, by the way, that chick.
Yeah.
I remember her.
Oh, Jesus.
And her boyfriend's a wrestler, so he has to be super masculine to compensate for that.
Give an opinion.
You want to wrestle me?
Yeah. You want to get rock bottom?
Yes.
Give her the people's elbow and shit. All right.
You
What about
shit
you?
down.
I would say be more submissive.
Really?
Okay. So you're not submissive now. How would I?
Yeah, she ain't playing.
Sorry, that wasn't obvious.
Just saying that says so much, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
God
What about
damn.
you?
That's why I wanted to play it, because it goes along with what you guys were saying.
I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Oh, it's
See?
Yeah, that's selfish.
All right.
It goes along with everything you're
They
saying.
don't know, dude.
Selfish, man.
Retards.
NA, non-applicable.
I'm 18. My youth.
What would you bring to a guy that you haven't brought to your dream man that you haven't brought to anyone else?
I would say be more understanding.
Okay. Were you not understanding to the guys you had before?
To the one guy, no.
Oh, somebody. You're scarred.
enough.
You're scarred.
What about you?
I think I'm gonna repeat what they said, like
Of course you are.
being feminine, and also being
Being
submissive, and also being just peaceful. Cause I could be a little toxic sometimes,
Well, I mean, you do sales, so I mean, you gotta be kind of like,
Oh,
manipulative, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that. That's
Yeah.
you get a bad childhood, honey.
What about you?
So I am married, so kids,
Okay.
because men want to make sure that their seed goes on.
Yep.
And then new pussy, because what's better than new pussy? So I give it.
Okay.
Best answer.
She watches the show, so she
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what's up.
All right. She definitely watches the show.
Yeah,
All right.
100%.
What about you?
It's your
I
moment.
think I would just let him do him more.
No, you
more
wouldn't.
controlling than I usually
Yeah,
do.
until
Were you controlling with the past guys you had?
For sure.
Like you would tell them what to do and they just follow?
Not necessarily tell him what to do, but just like
Yeah, you did.
how I feel, how I think he should think.
Let's tell him what to do, you dumbass.
Yeah. So you so you want him to subscribe to your way of thinking?
No, just like for him to understand where I'm coming from.
Can you pause that real quick?
Yep.
So that goes into like what I said, like with the solipsism, like with chicks.
card.
At least she's honest about it. Like, oh yeah, I want him to think the way that I think. And so many girls, like if you ask them their number one complaint, I wish guys think the way that I think. Well, the way that you think is retarded because you think off of your emotions. The last thing you want is to think like a woman. If you think like a woman as a guy and actually follow that lead, like you should think like a woman, like knowing what they want, etc. You understand them, but never think like them because when you think like them, you're going to be emotionally erratic and a retard, and girls aren't attracted to that.
Now, when you do things like this, you got to be like, you had a bad, you didn't have a dad.
Yeah,
didn't have a dad.
100%.
Okay, broke, had money.
There's certain patterns to pick up on. A lot of patterns.
We collect info and we're like for the street. It's kind of funny because we had a sound effect sometimes when they say "ho shit," like sheet for the streets.
You belong to the streets.
It's funny when we used to go out and try to hit Reggie White's number 99.
Yeah.
We would look for. This is so bad. This is, a long time ago, but we would know right away if a girl had daddy issues.
Yeah.
And we'd be like, oh, easy. One. You know what I mean? Home run.
Insecure.
Bro, it's crazy because like you could tell like normally when a girl has a father,
it's sad thing.
it's obvious, dude. Like I always say, strong dads keep sons out of jail and daughters out of strip
and
poles.
just because I said that, and now that I have a daughter, you know what I mean? It's fucked up because that's what it does to girls. When there's no male figure around,
fucks them up.
Then you go out and guys like me and you know it too, and you he won't maybe not admit it.
Yeah.
But when you knew a daddy issue,
come on, Rob.
you gotta be careful.
No, you do. And the thing is, I can instantly tell. It's gotten to a point now where I've talked to so many girls. Like I can tell when a girl has a strong masculine figure in her life or when she hasn't. Typically, when women respect male authority, you're like, okay, this chick either has a brother or a father in her life or some kind of male authority, or a good boyfriend. If she doesn't, then I'm like, if she's OnlyFans, whore, some bullshit like that, I'm like 9 out of 10 times, no strong masculine figure in her life. Because girls, here's the other thing too. Like, girls don't want to be sluts. They really don't. Like, society tells them to be whores and go ahead and live your life, blah, blah, blah. But it's a lie. Because once they go ahead and be on the streets for a bit, they're like, yo, this sucks. And they want to go ahead and find a guy. But a lot of times, at that point, it's late because the streets have fucked them up. They don't trust men. They don't respect male authority. They're not a good girlfriend. They're a whore, etc. So if any girls are listening to this podcast, etc., and your friends are going out there and say, oh, yeah, live life and be single, blah, 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 and all this other shit, it's setting you up. It's cruising for a bruising because sex affects women far differently than men. And sometimes, a lot of the times, you can't repair it.
Yeah, and people promote all the time hot girl summer. But as Myron would say, it's not
hot girl summer leads to a lot of cold girl winters, man. That's the truth. That's the truth. But we don't tell women this shit. Like, it's only when you have a strong dad or a brother or someone that actually, a male figure that actually gives a fuck about you, that's not trying to fuck you, that will tell you this shit. Being a whore is not going to set you up for success. Chasing that career, chasing that bag, fucking a bunch of dudes while you're in college, so pledging to a sorority, and being a whore, that's going to set you up for failure down the road with finding a guy.
And I can't tell you how many girls came on the show that were older, 35, 30 plus, crying, saying, damn, I wish I knew this back when I was 20, in my 20s, so I could make a change.
We brought this one girl on, I'll never forget, man. This Russian girl, really attractive, right?
Did you smash?
No.
Okay.
No.
Looks like he did.
No.
I thought he did.
No. Because she was like,
that grin.
No. Well, here's the thing. She
related
woke
to Putin
up.
or
She was pretty
something?
bad.
He's like, I ain't
She's
going
related to Putin. I ain't going there.
So we got to talk
There's a
about Putin here.
possibility.
So this Russian chick, right? And I remember she was like 30, 31 or something like that. You remember, right?
Yeah.
She came on and she said,
Entrepreneur.
So she feminist, right? She was a former feminist, lived in New York City, entrepreneur, making money, all this shit, right? Lived that lifestyle, Sex in the City lifestyle, that dream. And she said, like, I had a tough time with keeping guys around, blah, blah, blah. And I found you guys and I found Andrew Tate. And it like answered so many questions for me for like why I like was striking out with guys. And she was like, feminism lied to me. Like, no one told me this shit. Like, no one told me this. Like, they told me I can go have the career, I can make the money, and there will be a nice guy waiting there at the end for me. And it was a lie. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, fuck, like she's 31 now and she's kind of probably already been through the ringer. She's past her prime, etc. She's attractive. She'll probably find a guy, but will she be able to find the same caliber guy that she could have found at 21? More than likely, no. And I think, some women are waking up to this and figuring out that feminism was a lie. But the reality is that for women, I always say it like this when it comes to females. Females are trust fund babies, men are self-made millionaires. But women only have a finite amount of time to use that $1 million that they get at 18 and actually invest it into something before they turn 30.
Yeah.
And the older they get, the more time they spend, that money goes off. They lose $100K every fucking year, right? And by the time they're 30, that money's almost damn near gone. They have like $100K left. What the fuck are you going to get, right? So, and a lot of girls, like, they want to keep gambling. They want to stay in the casino longer. No, I can find better. They want to hold out. And that comes from the delusion that most girls really don't qualify for most of the guys that they think that they want. And they just wait it out. And then by the time they're 30, 31, they make all this money, etc. They've effectively outpriced themselves out of the marketplace. They make $200,000 per year. They want to get makes $500K per year. But guess what, dumb hoe? He's going for a girl that's 21.
And
that's what he's going for.
Women age, men don't. Really? Because
true.
Women age, right?
Yep.
They get beat. They age. It's over. Men, they strive in a career. They make money, keep themselves in shape, keep good looking. Take care of themselves.
Yeah.
Men don't age.
And
women only have a certain amount of time. And then that woman that follows the bullshit goes and gets the master's, nothing taken away from them, do whatever you want.
Yeah,
but you go get that master's degree, you don't do this, you don't do that. Now you're 40, and now you sit back and you go, fuck.
Yep.
I want to have a kid.
Here's the scary part. I can't tell you how many girls have come on our show, dude, and fucking cried on air and said, it was a lie. I didn't fucking know. And here's the thing. If they knew that chasing a career and making that money is going to impede their ability to find a man and get a family,
they live in fucking regret.
They would have not done it had they known. But the thing is that society lies to them. Feminism lies to them. Hook, line, and sinker. You can have it all.
And
chase
the
a career,
committee.
make the money. The committee. So because no one tells women the truth anymore nowadays, right? Because it's more beneficial. When I say this shit all the time. When you lie, women buy. Hey, you're fine the way that you are. Love your curves. Blah blah blah. Make your money. Go to school, etc. All these things make them less attractive. But we don't tell them, hey, you dumb bitch. 21 years old. You're at your prime. It's fine. You're in college. Cool. Start looking for that guy right then and there when you're at your fucking prime. Okay? But find a guy that's maybe in your same major, maybe a guy that's in a career field that's going to make more money, etc. But what are girls more concerned with at 21? Fucking flying, getting flown out, partying, drinking, living life,
yachts,
fucking destroying their youth. You're destroying their ability to fucking pair bond, right? They're racking up bodies left and right. And then they graduate college, damn near an alcoholic. They get their career, etc. They go into the job field. They work 40, 50 hours. They age even faster. And then by the time they're 28, 29, they can't fucking find a guy. Or if they do find a guy, they have all these bad habits from being a slut, being masculine, having a career, etc., thinking that guys are going to sit there and like that shit. Oh, yeah, I love a girl that could sit there and argue and debate with me, blah, 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 and challenge me. I can't tell you how many stupid-ass bitches come on the show. Oh, don't you want a girl that challenges you? No, you stupid bitch. No.
No.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
No.
The world already challenges me when I go outside as a fucking man. I've been challenged since the time I've been 6 years old on the fucking playground. You think I want to come home after making
And
money,
deal with more
being
shit?
successful, deal with your stupid fucking ass? Are challenging me? No, but stupid women don't understand that men don't want this shit because there's not enough guys that have the fucking ball, the gall to tell these bitches on a date, I don't want your masculine feminist ass fucking challenging me. It's annoying. But thank God for guys like us, Andrew Tate, etc. Some women are starting to wake up and realize like, damn, I should probably act like a lady because acting like a guy isn't attractive. Yeah, you stupid bitch. And my analogy is this. Well, you don't want a woman that's going to challenge you. You don't want a woman that has a career, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you dumb whore. Let's say I wear heels on Saturdays. Would you accept me? No, of course not, because that's feminine, is it? Yeah, that's kind of weird. Well, you know what? I don't want a masculine ass chick that challenges me. Boom, fucking bomb drop. Oh, now it makes sense. I don't want a feminine man, so you don't want a masculine woman. That makes sense now because I'm acting like a dude. Yeah, you wouldn't accept me if I acted like a fucking female. So why the fuck should I accept you when you act like a dude? But we live in a clown world where we don't tell women the truth, dude.
And now, neither of you, there's no way you can name 20 women.
I hope we don't get you guys canceled.
No, you can say whatever you want. You can say fucking anything you want. Any fucking thing you want. But name 20 women you could think of that run a business that are happy. They spent 40 years that are happy. They're all fucking miserable as fuck.
None of them.
Look at them all in politics. Look at them all in business. They're fucking miserable as fuck.
None of them, dude.
They all have that miserable, shitty look on their face. They put the happy face on. They're miserable as shit.
Dude, you want to know why?
Controversial
take. Women are fucking lazy. I'll explain what I mean by this. They're inherently lazy creatures. Women are not designed to go out there and create excess resources. They're designed to go out there and create fucking children, not resources.
Agreed.
This is why, if you look at, and I talk about this in my book extensively, if you look at the top 10 jobs that are the most dangerous, the most laborious, who runs them? Men.
Yeah.
The top 10 jobs that make the least money that are social work or, sitting in an office, air conditioned, whatever the fuck it is, run by women. Why? Because women are lazy. It wasn't until industrialization and feminism and all the fucking air conditions coming out and office buildings, etc., that women decided to go into the workforce conveniently.
See any women in the coal mines?
No, hell no. They're not Alaskan sea fishing. They're not doing fucking offshore drilling. They're not doing any of these dangerous jobs that actually control infrastructure. They're doing all the bullshit fucking jobs. That's the reality. If men disappeared tomorrow, the world would collapse. If women did collapse, disappeared, well, it would suck. We wouldn't get laid, etc., but we'd still be able to run because men run society. Women are just living in it. Sorry. So because women need men to survive, men need women to propagate the next generation. So my thing is this, right? So since women are inherently lazy, right, and it's not in their nature to go out there and work long hours, etc., women get paid less. Here's the other thing too: the gender gap. These fucking dumbass feminists go ahead and complain to me all the time when we talk about on this podcast, which I debunk in the book. But long story short, the reason why women earn less than men is because they deserve less. Not to mention my book in stores right now. But women deserve less because they work less. They work less hours. They take more vacation time. They work jobs that are less dangerous. They don't take as much risk as men. When you look at it,
You see women building a bridge that's 90 million feet high.
When you compare
on a fucking wire,
when you actually compare, like, the wage gap, right? Women make 80 cents on every
look at what they're doing,
etc. They're doing bullshit, and they're not. They don't go into STEM. They don't go into jobs that create infrastructure, etc. The reason why women make less money on average is because they deserve less. On every accord, it's not a wage gap because of gender. It's a wage gap because of effort and choice. Women choose to go into jobs. And here's the other reason why the wage gap is a big-ass myth. If you look at college education nowadays, right? Women dominate college attendance, like damn near 75%. But they still earn less. Why is that? Because they go into stupid-ass careers, they major in stupid-ass majors, and they don't make money. But men, a lot of times, still make more money than women, despite the fact that they have less education. Why? Because men are more likely to go into trades, be an electrician, whatever. We had some stupid-ass OnlyFans bitches last week come on the show and say, well, you got to understand, it's the only way that I can make money. OnlyFans, blah, blah, blah. So first, only job, I don't want to go to college, blah, blah. Well, then, you know what I told them? Why don't you be an electrician? Well, that's a lot of work. I don't want to have to work hard. Cool. At least you admit it. That the thing is that women want to make money quickly without working hard. That's the cold hard truth.
They all go into fucking real estate. And they all think they're going to be
able to sell shit.
Right?
They don't sell shit.
And then they brag to their friends, and I always call them out like a real asshole. And they'll be like, yeah, I made $100,000 on this house. No, you didn't. I'll say it to them. I'll say it right to them. No, you didn't. No, I made $100,000. No, you didn't. How much was the house? Oh, it was $700,000. You made $100,000. Well, I sold $3. Shut up. You didn't make anything.
Yeah.
You're still driving a fucking Toyota.
Yeah, they be capping.
You know what I mean? But they're all in real estate. Because they can take a little fucking test there. Oh, I'm in real estate.
Yeah, they be capping about.
I asked them, how many did you sell? I don't know. I gotta check.
Yeah, I do mostly rentals. Yeah, exactly.
Now, if you really did something, you would be like 106, motherfucker.
Yeah,
right?
There you go.
Or they'll say they're in real estate, and I'm like, oh, how many properties you own? Oh, I run an Airbnb. Oh, do you like own it, or do you? No, I just manage it for someone else. Bro, it's never their own shit.
Or you say, what's like a 109C? Oh, I have to look on my computer.
Yeah, they don't know.
Fuck shit. You don't try to go.
Yeah, what's a 1030 exchange? They don't know anything. But going back to what I was saying, just about the career fields,
to get those tits done, not the real estate.
Exactly, that's a fact.
For real, I know one.
But yeah, in general, the reason, going back to what I was saying, like the reason why women earn less is because they just work less hours and everything else. And it's been proven, like when you actually like compare apples to apples, right? You take, and men, it doesn't account for experience, degrees earned, hours worked, none of that shit. When you actually put all of it together, they found is with Google especially, women actually earn more than men. When you actually equate everything together, same career fields, etc. So women actually earn more than men in a lot of these places. And that's not even to mention the fact that like affirmative action is here and lets women get certain job opportunities that men would never. If I remember this, when I was working for Homeland Security Investigations, we did a female-only announcement. FBI did a female-only announcement. A lot of these jobs that are male-dominated, they do female-only announcements. Could you imagine if they did a male-only announcement in anything?
No.
Be fucking, whoa! They'd be fucking going crazy.
On the news.
Be on the news, dude. But we give women preferential treatment and everything, especially when it's male-dominated. So my thing is women earn less because they deserve it, and then on top of that, women work less hard than men in general, and women don't have the same proclivity to work hard because their body and their structure just isn't suited for it. So when you do find a woman that makes a lot of money, etc., that's fantastic. It's exceptional, but that's a minority of the majority. Most women don't want to work. Most women want to be able to stay home, and most women want to work from an elective standpoint, not a mandatory standpoint. Now, going back to finish this full circle with your business thing, that's why women that are business owners are fucking miserable, because they're not in their feminine. Women don't want to have to sit there and make decisions all the time and be the boss, etc. Because if they do, they're in their masculine energy, and when women are in their masculine energy, they cannot be happy.
It's tiring, bro.
Yeah.
Imagine having to be the man and you're not supposed to be in that role.
They don't have the endurance for it, bro. Yeah. They don't have the endurance for it. When you see like women that are doctors and shit like that, they don't last as long as the male doctors.
And that is why they will chastise the man and say, oh, you're beneath me, because they know, for a matter of fact, their role should not be leading, but they're leading. So it's like, damn, I got to do this too.
You put a woman in a leadership role, she's going to punish you for doing that shit.
And it's just like this, other than the guy that won the slam dunk contest. The white guy, I don't know how the fuck he got those hops.
McClung.
From who was that?
From the
Did you see that guy? How he could jump?
Max McClung.
Fucking guy could jump like Jordan. That's like what you're saying is like a white guy trying to jump like a black. Let's just be honest. Trying to jump like a black guy.
Yeah.
Right? Ain't gonna happen.
Not
One
really.
in a million, right?
Yeah.
So I could sit there and try to jump like you guys all day long, and it just ain't gonna fucking happen. That's
Too short.
frustrating.
Yeah.
Too short.
Right? Too short, and I don't got the springs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Call
the
it
genetics.
racist, whatever you want. It's fucking facts.
Yeah.
We put 2,000 guys in here, 2,000 white, 2,000 black. You guys are gonna jump through the fucking roof.
Yeah.
And then we sit here and try to jump all fucking day
And that
long.
black and white, the black and white advantage that you're mentioning isn't even as pronounced as a male and female difference when it comes to like capacity to work.
I was saying just how frustrating it would be trying to
that
dunk
suck,
while
yeah.
he's fucking dunking left and right. I'm watching this fucker dunking like this fucker.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll break his ankles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can women go out there and work hard? Are there a bunch
You
of women
see my
out there?
point though, right?
Yeah, like are there a bunch of women out there that can go out there and be a boss babe and make money, etc.? Absolutely, they can do it. But just because someone is
on the phone.
capable, right? And this is another thing that feminists need to
On the
understand.
phone they can.
On the phone, definitely. Not physically.
Yeah.
But like what people also need to understand is just because someone is capable doesn't mean it's optimal. One more time for all the feminist retards out there. Just because you're capable doesn't mean it's optimal. For example, if I put a bunch of women in infantry, the fucking military, of course they can shoot rifles and train and just be able to do everything like a man can do.
It's not
but
what
is it
they're
optimal?
meant to do
No.
hereditarily.
Yes, it's not what they're meant to do. They're not
DNA.
optimal at it. And I'd rather put 20,000 fucking men out there in infantry versus 20,000 women because women are inferior physically. So if I say that, though, everyone's going to say, yes, put men on the front line. But if I say, well, okay, well, men also are harder workers and everything else. Whoa! But it's the truth, though. It's the truth. But women want to sit there. Women want equality when it suits them. If I tell them, you dumbass whores need to get into selective service, whoa, no, that's fucked up. Well, then your vote should only be half. Whoa, that's sexist. No, it should be half. If you're not going to go in selective service and have the ability to go fight in the fucking military, fight in a war, you shouldn't get a full vote.
Because
you don't take the risk.
That vote starts wars.
That's what I mean. Because they put retards like Biden in office who fucking go pro-war. So my thing is this: since women tend to vote Democrat and vote retard, then your vote needs to be half because you don't take the same fucking risk as the men do.
You're right, man.
Nobody
can argue with
asshole,
you.
but it is
not
what it is.
Sexist, it's fact.
It's the truth. Yeah. Sexism is real anyway. Reality is sexist because women complain about sexism. Yeah, we should have one
just
standard in
gives
the
them
military.
something to complain about.
Dude, it always, They want to be men so bad, but once I give them male responsibility, whoa, no, what the fuck? You telling me that all this authority comes with responsibility? Yeah, bitch, that's how it goes. If you're going to have authority, you're going to have the ability to pick and choose and be equal to a man. That comes with responsibility. So the dumb whores that suck Weinstein's dick, you're equal to men, right? You chose to suck that dick. You got the role. You can't come back 10 years after the fact and say, I was a female. I was abused. No, because if Weinstein made a dude suck his dick, no one would give a fuck.
And if it was the other way around and he went and licked some pussy to get the role.
Yeah, they'd be like,
and what? He's going to go to the news and be like, she made me lick her pussy to get the fucking star role in a movie. Every guy on the planet would be like, you pussy schmuck.
They'd be
the
laughing.
judge wouldn't even take
Yeah.
it. The judge would be like, wow.
You fucking faggot. Get the fuck out of my
Literally.
The Supreme Court would be like, you faggot motherfucker. Like, get some balls.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you lick some pussy. Wow.
Yeah.
Aren't you happy about that?
That's why no one talks about Hillary. You know, y'all know Hillary likes to get her fucking pussy licked, right? No one talks about that with the Epstein shit. With the Epstein shit, like everyone wants to talk about Bill Clinton doing all this bullshit. No one talks about Hillary making bitches lick her clit because no one cares when women make people do things sexually. It's only when the man does, which is cool. You want that shit, but it's got to be equal across the board. If we're gonna give women the authority and the respect of equality, then that comes with responsibility. You want to suck a dick for a role? Live with that shit. Don't come back and say he wants to
years
me.
later.
Yeah, it's fucking clown
That's
world
wild.
shit. A lot of times when these women come in with this Me Too shit, it was consensual sex. They regret it later, or they have a bone to pick or some money to make, etc. You regret is not rape for all these stupid ass feminists out there. You cannot sit there and consent and then retroactively withdraw that consent because you feel regret or you feel bad or whatever the fuck it may be. At that point, you consented. He's not psychic. You didn't say no. It is what it is. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. But again, like I said before, the problem with the Me Too situation is we don't punish women for coming with false accusations. If anything, we only reward them. They get money, they get clout, they get status, they get
paid
sympathy.
off from the side.
Look at the bitch for Brett Kavanaugh was about to be a Supreme Court justice.
How about that?
This bitch comes 30 years later.
She couldn't even keep her story straight.
Dude, and here's the other thing people don't realize. She had a book. She had a fucking GoFundMe, but no one talks about this shit.
That was fucked up.
A Supreme Court justice, dude. She could. Oh, he's gonna be a Supreme Court justice, so let me come out with my story now.
That was fucked up what she did there.
And then they got him, right? Off accusation, no proof. They got this motherfucker testifying in front of everybody under oath, talking about what he did 30 years ago with some random bitch you didn't even remember. It's like crazy, bro. Like this, and this is the scary part. This can happen to any man. The Tate brothers, right? Good friends of ours. These fucking whores are caught on WhatsApp saying that they're going to sell the story to fucking Netflix, to Hulu, saying that we're going to get Oscars for this shit, and they're still being accused of rape.
I told you. I talked to Trisha for 2.5 hours. He was the coolest motherfucker. Not one sexist thing. Cool dude. Smart as could be. I mean, you know him better than me, but just cool as can be.
You know how I knew this shit was bullshit? when we're in Romania back at the end of last year in October, we were there for several weeks, right? So we saw all the girls coming in and out. Andrew, Tristan got their roster of girls, whatever. We would have parties, etc. The girls would be fighting to hang out with these guys. They had to kick the girls out. They couldn't even get them out. So when these girls would say, we are being held against our will, I knew it was a fucking lie. Then on top of that, they have the surveillance footage, right? So I get access to the footage, right? Because at the time they're in jail, whatever. So we're like, yo, we're going to fucking put this shit out because they're friends of ours. We're going to defend them to the end.
Sure.
So, dude, hilarious. The girls say that they're being held against their will, right? So I get this footage from their guys. We put it out there. You can see the girls coming in and out, getting fucking Ubers, going on walks,
ordering pizza,
jogging, ordering Uber Eats. On one of the clips, bro, craziness. Car pulls up, bitches get out the car. They went shopping.
Shopping bags.
They got bags, and they come. In, they fucking go inside the house. And they come out and they party. And then the day. This is the craziest part. The day that they claim that they got trafficked or whatever. Those stupid ass bitches were posting on TikTok, fucking dancing.
Twerking.
We showed it. Twerking, posting on TikTok, doing coordinated dances, all this other shit.
And
Tristan and Andrew
weren't even in Romania.
They're in Romania. They just weren't. They weren't there.
They weren't there. Sorry.
They weren't at the house. They were somewhere else, right? They're hanging out. I think with some other chicks, whatever. But the point is, they weren't even in the house when these girls were shooting these TikToks saying that they were being held. And my thing is, the bitches could have left at any time.
She admitted it too. She came out and admitted it.
They left to get pizzas and came back.
But remember, she came and admitted it.
Yeah. Which one? Which one?
The one that was his girlfriend or what? The big witness that they had. She came and she goes, "No, I was dating him."
You mean the blonde girl?
Yeah.
I think that was his ex.
His ex, and she was sticking up for him. And
oh
saying,
yeah. No. Okay, so what you're talking about is I think
she said
under
the rug.
She said that they were never trafficked.
Yeah.
Because they tried to say that those girls were trafficked because they had a webcam business before.
Right.
So because some girls worked for them under the webcam, so obviously when they said these guys are traffickers, they had a webcam business. So girls came out and said no, they never trafficked us. Like we worked for them, they were good. But the two girls that are the accusers. Oh, here's another crazy thing. Dude, this shit is clownwood. So not only do we have them on footage going in and out of the house, going shopping, going jogging, walking the dogs, all this other shit. Literally right after the accusations, right, which by the way, they had the TikTok situation, right, they flee. Not flee, but they leave Romania and go to France.
French Riviera, right?
They're hanging out in the French Riviera. $10,000, $20,000 a day to be in that motherfucker. Driving around in Bentleys, fucking
APs, Rolexes,
watches, and all this other shit.
Not us poor guys.
Yeah, not us poor guys, right? They got like iced out Rolexes, all this other shit, driving Bentleys, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like in my head, well, if you had just been trafficked for like several months, as you claim, or weeks, or whatever the fuck it may, why are you in the French Riviera partying, hanging out, getting lit, taking pictures on the beach, having dinner together? Weren't you guys victims of trafficking? What's going on here?
Yeah, but there's no punishment for them. That's the thing.
At all.
Punishment.
No recourse.
That's the problem. If there was punishment for it, it would cut down the time that this keeps happening. If you punished someone for something,
yes,
it doesn't happen, or it'll cut it down at least.
And this is what I mean when I say the reason why the Me Too era right now is on fucking steroids is because there's zero consequences for women blatantly lying. This is the gross. The Andrew Tate case with Tristan is the grossest miscarriage of justice I've ever seen in my life for human trafficking and or rape, where it's very obvious that these women are fucking lying. Here's another thing too people don't know, right? I used to investigate human trafficking. These girls are the furthest thing from it. These girls were fucking had access to their passports, were coming in and out. I seen them with their luggage going in and out in the footage. And they have the fucking gall to say, matter of fact, one of the girls that they claimed that worked for Andrew Tate and shit like that, they said that she was trafficking them too. She led them out while they were having their luggage.
Yeah.
Explain to me how a trafficker is leading you out of the house with your luggage.
Not quite how that works.
And they're on their phones. They're fucking laughing and shit. They're on their phones. Explain this to me. Fucking craziness. And I have to explain this shit because the woke media is sitting there demonizing these guys, saying these guys are rapists, these guys are traffickers, blah, blah, blah. So we got to fucking say, no, we fucking know these guys. Here's the footage to show it. But it's obviously, we're not going to be able to get the same reach as CNN and MSNBC and all these other woke media faggots that fucking lie all day. They're the same idiots that saying Trump is a criminal, Trump is evil, blah, blah, blah. Let alone, we know, right, that the Biden family, a bunch of fucking crooks. You got Hunter Biden, who's fucking crackhead, banging underage prostitutes. You got fucking Joe Biden accepting money from the Chinese.
Piles.
A bunch, millions of dollars from the Chinese. Explain that. That's literally treason right there.
Untouchable. They're untouchable. Bottom line. Last thing, and I want to hear this story. So what did you do that some girl called her man? I guess he was a fighter or something, or maybe he wasn't a fighter, but you did a show. And I think you said something, and she called her man to come in to fight you or something.
Frank Castle.
Yeah. What happened with that?
He's saying, for example, we had a show where like one of the girls
When the guy broke in? That episode?
I don't know. I just know you said something. She's like, I'm going to call my man. And then she did.
No, she didn't. She was
just talking.
She was just talking shit. That was Fetty Wap's baby mom.
Yeah.
Fetty Wap.
Yeah, it was Fetty Wap's baby mom. He was in prison at the time.
Yeah.
For drug trafficking. But like, yeah, she said I'm gonna come back with my people and shoot this place up. And I said, what are you gonna do? Come back, bring him, and then you and him will get shot. Because I'm big on the Second Amendment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm always armed. So it's like, yeah, I'm like, what the fuck, you stupid ass man? What are you guys gonna do? Oh, shoot sideways, blah, blah. Okay, come back.
Over
See
what a
happens.
question?
Huh?
Over what a question?
I kicked her out, told her she had to leave, and then she started talking shit. And it's always the ratchet fucking hoes, man. Like, fucking weave and shit. This is a black chick, bro. Like, it never, I think she was black and Hispanic. And then they wonder why, like, bro, this is why so many black women get the lowest approval ratings. Because they, not all, of course, but it's crazy to me how so many of them act fucking ratchet, embarrass themselves, continue to perpetuate the stereotype. And people say, Myron, you kicked the black girls out. No, I kick black girls out. I kick white girls out. I kick everybody out. But it just so happens that whenever you kick black girls out, they don't want to fucking leave, bro. They don't want to leave. Oh, fuck you, nigga, blah, blah, blah. That's why you are Arab. You ain't
Arab.
I want to say all this other bullshit. Like, bitch, get the fuck out of here, bro. And then like all these, negative stereotypes about black women, but bro, they confirm them every night on the show. They act crazy. They don't want to fucking leave. When I kick white girls out, Spanish girls out, they leave, right? Oh, okay, whatever. Some Spanish girls stick around and they talk shit, but they typically leave. Yeah. It's always the black girls that want to stay, cause a scene. I ain't leaving, blah, blah, blah. Bitches turn into fucking Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not fucking leaving. Like, it's like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Great movie.
Yeah.
Who's each of your favorite actors? Male actors. Who's your favorite?
I like Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leo's my favorite.
Yeah, did you hear about what he does with these bitches? I want guys to be like this.
25.
Bro, he fucks girls. Well, yeah, after 25 and younger, which is he's a G for that. But the other thing too,
straight G.
This guy around in Hollywood, he fucking puts on like headphones and vapes while he's makes the girl get on top of it and ride it. And I'm
Leo's
like, that's fucking awesome.
Leo's my favorite.
You know what? That's fucking that.
And then he comes and does a killer movie.
Yeah, exactly. And then like literally,
and that too. I like.
He puts Bose headphones on, sound canceling, by the way. I heard this. I read this shit somewhere. He puts Bose headphones on, noise canceling, G, smokes a vape, plays the music, and then it says, tell the bitch, okay, right. And he doesn't say nothing to him. He just gives hands motions, whatever, makes the bitch ride him. And I think that's so fucking awesome because these stupid Hollywood whores need to be put in their place. Bitch, you are here to fucking fuck this guy, and that's it. He doesn't give a shit about you. And it humbles them, bro, because a lot of these girls think they're special. I'm fucking Leo. I'm so cool, blah, blah. Bitch, you're a fucking nobody.
He's got headphones on.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit about that.
With cancellation.
He can't hear you moaning.
He don't want to hear you moaning.
And I think more guys need to understand this too, because a lot of guys get mad and like, oh, these fucking bitches, I fucking hate them, blah, blah, blah. I want men to understand something. Let's say you're 18 years old. You're a fucking dude. You just graduated high school, right? Next thing you know, you make an Instagram account. And then next thing you know, you got fucking Kim Kardashian sends you a DM. Hey, come to LA. We'll fly you out. It'll be great. You go to a club, bunch of girls, get you a table and VIP, and they give you free liquor. Everywhere you go to the mall, girls come up to you and say, hey, what's your number? You're really attractive. I'd love to fucking hang out with you sometime. You get fucking money. Then you get real brazen with you. Put your fucking Cash App, you put your Venmo on your Instagram. Start getting money out of nowhere. Who? Take this for your fucking, I don't know, buy a new basketball. Get a new PlayStation, right? You get all this shit going on. 18 years old, you haven't done shit. You haven't accomplished anything.
Spoiled.
You would literally be a fucking piece of shit, wouldn't you? I want the guys to really put themselves in the shoes here. You would you go to the gym? Would you work on yourself?
Nope.
Would you go ahead and brush your teeth? Would you stop playing video games? Would you stop whacking off to porn? Well, you don't need to whack off to porn now because you got bitches hitting you up. But would you actually sit there and self-improve as a fucking man? No. The answer, all you guys listening, is fucking no. You know you wouldn't. That, my friends, is the life of a modern day woman. The reason why so many modern women behave the way they fucking do is because they have opportunities and situations that you would never ever dream of.
Yeah.
So if you put yourself in their shoes, you would understand how it is. Don't get mad at it. Accept it. Yeah. Just know that this is the life that a lot of young, attractive women live with their fucking Leo while he puts a fucking Bose headphones on. Doesn't give a shit what the fuck is going on. I need you guys to get in that position where you are fucking these girls and you don't give a shit what they think. Once you get to that level, that's where I want guys to be.
That's great. That's great. And what about you? Who's your favorite?
So, unpopular opinion, I would say it's Will Smith. Not
Fuck
because not because of his
actor,
outside
not as a person,
role,
as an actor,
but his movie star show role. For example, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, my favorite show of all time.
Yeah, that was a good show.
You know, I Am Legend. I think he's a great actor, but the Will Smith in person may not be the best role model to follow because of his current accolades. I would just say though, as an actor, star, as a guy that, like, for example, you grew up watching as a kid, he was the man at that point in time. And I still think he's the man, but he messed up on his relationship status.
Yeah, everybody watched fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah,
everybody.
Legend, bro. Legendary.
What about athlete?
Athlete.
Who's the GOAT?
You know what's funny, bro? I'm not into sports, bro. I'm not.
You're not
I
into
don't watch sports,
No.
man. I focus on business. And if my thing is, like, if I'm not playing the sport, I don't want to watch it because, like, I feel like I'm giving my time and energy to something that's
To
not.
nothing.
Yeah, it's not me, so it doesn't really matter.
Now, your team, you guys are doing a lot of shows. How many people do you have in your crew?
Right now we have a sound engineer, a producer behind the scenes, kind of like what Rob does. We have girls that help us with the drinks and staff. So maybe like around like 5 people, 6 people.
5 people, and you do what?
We do
6 shows a week?
2 shows Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So it's 2 shows a day. Monday 2
Holy
shows,
shit.
Wednesday 2 shows, and then Friday 2 shows. It used to be 7 days a week, 2 to 3 shows a day.
Wow.
So imagine that. That was at least like 15 episodes.
Well, what do you like about the? I know you guys do like a lot of live.
Yeah.
Right. That's what you do. What do you like about that? Because we do, of course, it's not. You're here in studio, but like the live is a different element. I always wondered about.
Live is good because you can have the audience interact with you in that moment. For example, let's say they're watching this right now and they want to say, "Hey, Tommy, what about this?" Just chime in there at that context or at that question. It helps move the show along as well. But at the same time, I think having that interactive component is great. But also keep in mind when you're live, you can't make mistakes because if you make mistakes, for example, you stutter, you mess up a little bit, then it's like, oh, they see you live in 4K. So I think having that transparency and being live gets people's attention, 1, and then 2, being able to interact with you as the
one interaction,
the creator,
especially for the way you guys do.
Adds context and adds a greater depth to like that interaction.
I was saying that's amazing that you got like a crew of 7, 8 people and doing this much work.
Yeah,
because people don't realize how you don't just. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, live streaming, it makes it tricky because you got to think on the fly. Then you're interacting with the chat, and then.
But I mean, just like the setup.
Oh yeah,
research.
You got to come down, dude.
You're
coming down. You got to come down.
We're in Miami, so
right down the street, and then obviously then dealing with the fucking girls. That's a pain in the ass, and then like they don't want to leave when you're kicking them out. So. It's crazy, and like people think like, oh yeah, it's scripted, but then they quickly realize like, no, it's not fucking scripted because it'll be crazy.
It's like just preparing.
Yeah,
and then to have a duo, like it's like one person, okay, but when the rapport that you guys have, I mean, you see a lot of 2 people do a podcast, works good for a while, and then one asshole gets an ego and then fucks up.
Yeah.
So it's really honorable to see you guys together and you work as a team.
Absolutely, and we're very different. Cool. Like I'm a little bit more of a dickhead. He's a lot nicer than I am, right? But
he's the same.
But he sees
on the surface.
Yeah,
see, he's smart.
But he's a dick behind the scenes a lot.
Because he's quiet, he observes. But then when he says something, he hits you. He goes
silent one.
I'm at 340, so I know a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I asked Fresh, who's your favorite? Who's the GOAT athlete now?
The GOAT athlete now? Oh man.
It doesn't have to be active. We always do this.
Kobe Bryant's my favorite by far. I've always like. I mean,
alive, unfortunately.
Alive. Okay.
Kobe's mine too.
We don't watch sports, so I mean.
Oh. Yeah, I don't watch sports anymore, but Jordan was obviously my favorite basketball player. But I would say if now, I mean, people talk shit about LeBron, man, but you got to give him his flowers, dude. Like they say he's a crybaby and shit.
I can't do it.
You can't do it?
Nah.
Yeah.
Because
you either hate him or you love him.
Okay, well now I'm going to make it not like him. Not that I don't like him. I like him. I respect him. But did Kobe Bryant sit out fucking games? No. Did he play with bone against bone, broken fucking fingers?
That's what's always going to tarnish LeBron's legacy. That's what will always hold him back. Like, and here's the thing: when everything is said and done, that's going to be the debate point for him. Is he was a fucking crybaby? He was a diva.
Sat out games.
He sat out games and shit. That's what's going to tarnish his legacy because Jordan never had that shit. You know, he played the fucking legendary flu game, obviously. You know,
Kobe never did.
Broken, fucking damn near broken fingers and shit still playing. So that's the one thing about LeBron that's going to always tarnish his legacy is like they're always going to label him a crybaby.
That's why Kobe would be number 1, but mine, Brady. Switch teams, never gave up. Nobody thought he could win without Belichick. Even if you don't like if you don't watch it, played his ass off at 42, took the hits that last season. Brady, this guy.
Yep. Had a stupid ass wife thinking that she could do better. Giselle, stupid whore.
Fucking breaks up with a mid-season.
What a fucking dumb dude. That's what I mean when I say like women are retarded. Like, and here's the thing: you want to know? I bet you she's literally in the back like, Yeah, I fucked up. What? You fucked some jujitsu guy. Now what are you doing?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nah. What are you doing now? Oh, you're watching Tom Brady, who hasn't aged, who can bang any fucking girl on the planet.
Stupid.
Yep.
Stupid. Like, and this is
And
the thing.
extremely smart too.
This goes to show, like, what I
Sucks
mean
for
when
her.
I say, like, so many women are retarded. This is the thing. The committee definitely got involved in that situation.
Oh,
So, speaking
yeah.
of the committee.
He
Then-
should have retired. He told you 3 years ago he was going to retire.
Yeah, you need to leave him.
Leave him now.
Like, if she had good friends around her, what they would really say is, Giselle, you're in your 40s. You need to fucking, or 30s, whatever it is. You're old. You're no longer like a runway model like you used to be. Tom has the leverage now. Championship, like you need to. What do you like? You're gonna get back on the marketplace. What are you gonna do? You're gonna go fuck some random guy that's lower status, some jiu-jitsu guy. You're gonna look stupid.
That's just what happens.
This is an L for you, and that's what happens. Like, women don't understand that. Like, when a man gets cheated on, his status goes down. When a woman gets cheated on, your status really doesn't go down. Okay, stick it out. Don't be a dumb whore. People respect Kobe's wife to this day for not leaving.
Yeah. And she sat with him at that press conference.
And
too.
she sat with him at that fucking press conference. Well, number one, he's Kobe Bryant. And then number two, she realized, I don't really have the leverage here. I'm hot and all, but you can find another me in 2
because he
seconds.
did that from that day on, never was not with her.
Yeah.
And what's funny about the Giselle thing, when they first broke up, she went and dated some young dude. He left her.
They always do.
Yeah.
He couldn't deal with her shit.
These stupid bitches don't realize, like, when you get back out on the fucking market, dude. These
left her.
yeah, like, dude, these older chicks, right? They get back on the market and they think, I'm still hot. I got it. Like Scottie Pippen's wife or whatever.
yeah.
You stupid
Banging Jordan's
bitches.
fucking
Dude just want to fuck you so they can say, I fuck Scottie Pippen's wife, and they never take you seriously. Future, all these guys, they think, I
Gucci
dated this guy.
flip-flops.
Girls say this stupid shit.
They're just running through her now.
I dated this individual. No, you dumb whore. You fucked him. He didn't take you seriously. You thought there was something. He never took you
It
seriously.
was a hit and quit, honey.
That's what it is every time, man. It's a notch on the belt. They want to say, oh, I fucked this dude's ex-girl. And women don't understand this shit. They think, oh, well, I'm getting all this attention. People tell me I'm beautiful. The committee is telling me to break up with him. I think I can do better. I think I could do better, even though I'm 35 and I'm not hot anymore. And whatever. I'm going to get back out there and I'm going to get that guy. You're not, you stupid bitch. You're not. You're not. The guy... Women need to understand, once you reach a certain status, a certain level, you no longer have the leverage that you think you do. Beyonce's the smartest bitch ever. Jay-Z cheated on her dumbass. What'd she do? She stayed. Even though, and I talk about this in the book, you know, she comes out with the songs Irreplaceable, I Can Have Another You in a Minute, matter of fact, You'll Be Here in a Minute, all this bullshit. She made all the fucking stupid-ass feminist theme songs that all these women broke up to their men to, thinking that they could do better. But when a guy broke up with her, Jay-Z broke up with her, what did she do? She ain't going fucking nowhere because she knows, I'm kind of old now.
Get a little bigger.
I ain't strong and independent as I used to be. You know, Destiny's Child ain't a thing. Jay-Z has more status than me. He has more money than me. He can replace me faster than I can replace him because, unfortunately, women, I always say this. Men get freed from their success. Women become prisoners of their success. When a man gets more status and more money, he has more options. Women get more status and more money, they become prisoners of it. They can't find the same guys. Doors closed for women, doors open for men. So Beyonce, you can't replace Jay-Z. You better stay your ass there, bitch. This is the life that you chose. You want to get status? You want to get the top guy? You got to deal with top guy problems. He's going to fuck other bitches. And once women understand that you're with a high-value guy, you're with a guy that has options, etc., he's always going to go fuck other girls. Your job is to stay by his side, not embarrass him, not be a whore, and just accept it. You want successful men, you got to deal with successful men problems. But women sit there and think, I want this guy to be monogamous to me. He conquered the world. He made all this money. He became successful. He rose to the top of the ranks to only be monogamous and fuck me. These bitches are stupid. I did not make all this money to become successful to fuck one bitch. No way. No way. It's crazy to me. These dumb assholes. Oh, I want a man who's going to be loyal, monogamous to me, blah, 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 blah. Let me ask you this, right? And I love to ask women this question on the show, right? If you, right, let's say you have someone who is, let's say we grow up in a family, right? Or we grow up next door to each other. I grow up right next to you. I grow up rich, right? My family makes millions. I'm successful. Well, not really successful, but I get $18 million given to me through my trust fund, right? You, on the other hand, you have to become super successful. You scale up 3 businesses, fail. Some of them fail, some of them success, and whatever. 10 years down the road, we meet at the high school reunion. I'm 28, you're 28, right? You saw me during those 10 years, you saw me fucking partying, jet living, fucking Ric Flair type shit, limousine riding, limousine riding, jet fly, woo! You know what I'm saying? All this shit, right? I'm over here like fucking Ric Flair, going crazy, cocaine in Vegas with a bunch of whores, living life.
Paying alimony, don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm living life, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm broke, right? 10 years down, now I'm broke. You, on the other hand, you scaled up these businesses, etc. You make all this fucking money, right? And then I meet you at the high school reunion. I say, hey, what's up, man? Oh, yeah, how you doing, bro? I see you living life, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you know, kind of most of the money's gone. I got like 50K left, blah, blah, blah. Hey, man, you know what? You should really invest in this fucking Dogecoin. Would you take my financial advice seriously?
No.
No, because I lost it all, right?
Right.
And I didn't work for it, right?
Right.
Fantastic. That's what I tell every single girl. Why the fuck should I listen to you when you're a trust fund baby and I had to become a self-made millionaire? How the fuck are you going to, how do you even have the audacity to try to police my dick and tell me how many bitches I could fuck, how promiscuous I could be, why I should be loyal to you and all this other shit when you didn't have to work for your money, but I fucking did. I'm not taking financial advice, aka sexual advice or mating advice from someone who didn't earn their value, which is what? Women. And I want guys to understand this shit. You do what the fuck you want to do. You want to bust your ass, make money, etc., and be monogamous? Cool. But you make that fucking decision. Don't become monogamous out of necessity.
Because
you become monogamous because you fucking want to be. You want to be monogamous to a girl? I'm cool with that. Only if you make the decision. But here's the thing. 99% of guys don't want to be monogamous. They go out and fuck other girls, etc. I tell guys, be honest about it. Get your value up to a point where a woman accepts it from you because you're that fucking guy. She can't afford to lose you. That's when you have all the power. And then on top of that, she's going to be more attractive because you're going to have other chicks. She's going to know what time it is. She's going to be on her best behavior. So my thing is, don't let women shame and bully you to make you monogamous if you don't want to fucking be. Because women don't earn their value, so they can't tell you fucking shit. I didn't become successful to fuck one bitch. That's bullshit. Now here, let's flip the other table around because so many guys think, well, Myron, that's fucked up. A real man is monogamous, all this other bullshit. Okay, you want to play this honor game, faggot? Let's do this. Let's say the roles were turned, right? And you weren't successful. You didn't make money. You didn't have your shit together. You weren't charismatic. You weren't charming. You didn't get your teeth fucking straightened and white and all this other bullshit. Would she accept you the way you came? Would she? Fuck no, she wouldn't. So why the fuck are you supposed to accept her terms, right, of you should be monogamous when she would never accept your terms of you just being the way that you are? See, and it's crazy to me how women expect you, right, to accept them the way that they come, but they would never accept you the way that you fucking come. You have to bust your ass to become the guy that you are. My thing is, enjoy the fruits of your fucking labor because you have to go out there already and work your ass off to get what the fuck you want. So how the fuck are you going to let a woman tell you, well, you know, you should reel it in a little bit because, you know, you should be monogamous to me even though I didn't earn my own value, blah, blah, blah. The fuck out of here. That's bullshit. Bull fucking shit. It's rigged. Don't play the fucking game. You live life on your fucking terms. You want to go out there and fuck a bunch of girls and you bust your ass to do it? You fucking do it, goddammit. Don't let no fucking girl go ahead and try to shame you and say, no, it shouldn't be that way, blah, blah, blah. Because women have their fucking standards. They want a guy that's tall. They want a guy that makes money. They want a guy that's charming and charismatic. And they're not going to fucking settle, are they? Last time I checked, these bitches run around and say all day, I'm not settling. I'm not settling. Well, you know what? I'm not settling either, bitch.
And with that, woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thank you guys. Please come back again. I can talk to you guys forever. You guys got to make another trip down. For
Yeah,
real.
absolutely.
We'll come down.
Yeah, let's
Thank
do
you
it.
again.
No,
We'll have
no, this
everything
was
in the
great.
description, man. You guys are a blast.
Did you want to, before we go,
Shout out to you.
the Putin thing? We didn't finish the Putin combo.
Now you got. I save for you to make you come back.
We'll hit on
There
the
you
next
go.
one.
That
We'll hit
way
on
I
the
can
next
talk
one.
you into coming back.
There you go. Let's do it.
We'll
That-
do it.
Thank you so much. I know you guys are
Thanks for
busy
having us,
guys. Yeah, no, thank
I'm
you.
over here sweating shit. We're going.
No,
hard.
no,
You fucking pay.
fun. Man, it was awesome.
No. Give your people the rent. You know what I mean? I got to do it.
Yeah, you did. Thank you, both of you, very much.
You're welcome, brother.
And now you got to come back for the Putin. Both
Absolutely.
of you. Both
Let's do
of you.
it,
And
brother.
Trump. And all kinds of shit.
Absolutely, bro.
All
Yeah,
right,
we got
man.
more to talk about because
Yeah.
the Putin shit, I got a whole thing with that why the Western media wants him.
I know how
gone.
busy you guys are. We'll schedule it tonight.
There you go.
There we go.
All right. Anything, Rob?
No, my only thing was quick. What do you think for 2024? I asked this question a lot.
Trump, baby.
You think he overcomes all this stuff? And
Okay, so. All
No,
right.
don't get him started on because I'm gonna bang like if you guys have time like 3 weeks, 2 weeks something.
All right.
Who do you think wins?
yeah,
Who do I think wins 2024?
Yeah.
Trump, 100%.
Yeah.
The more they indict him, the more he's killing it in the polls. And then as far as like these charges, I think the way he's going to get out of this, dude, he's got to prolong the case. This is what I think. Because they got him dead to rights, bro. I hate to say this, like, and I can say this from my professional experience because I've done espionage cases. I did a case very similar to this with F4 Schematics, right? And Iranian national. I know they say, oh, he declassified the documents, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter if he declassified them. They're defense intelligence information. So DFI, that's automatically they're gonna hit him with that, and it is what it is. And he had a bunch of them in his possession. He didn't get them in time, NARA, all this old bullshit. So my thing is, they got him with those charges. He's probably gonna get found guilty to some degree if he fights it, right? And this is coming from a guy that fucking I love Trump.
He has to fight.
I love Trump. But I know how these cases go because I actually investigated it. I know that the U.S. Attorney's Office out of Miami is very good. They don't lose cases. I mean, the feds win 98% of their cases, bro. So they wouldn't have indicted the case in the first place if they didn't think they could win. They would not have indicted it. People need to understand that the feds and the state move differently. The state will fucking indict anything because they just want to get a stat. Yep. The feds only indict if they're going to win. Yep. Okay? Now, with that said, he has a good defense team. I think what he's going to do, he's going to prolong this thing as long as possible. Now, if he prolongs it and he wins the 2024 election, could probably get the charges dropped against him. He's the president of the United States. So I think he's going to need to go ahead and file motion after motion after motion, challenge everything in the indictment, challenge the prosecutor, challenge everything in that fucking thing, challenge the witnesses, all kinds of bullshit. He's going to have to do frivolous, hearings here and there, etc. Not push for a speedy trial. And if he can make it until so that they don't fucking so that he doesn't go to trial or anything like that before the 2024 election in November, and he wins, he could probably do something where he gets that shit dismissed against himself, exonerate himself.
I hope you're right.
What happens if that doesn't happen? If that doesn't happen, I would hope that whoever comes into office, because Biden's losing. We know that the next president is going to be Republican. If Ron DeSantis comes in, I would hope that he would pardon him, because it's not a good look to put for a president of the United States to get to go to prison. I mean, I don't even know how he would go to prison. Like, that'd be a nightmare for Secret Service. I mean, I've done Secret Service details before. Like, guys, it's literally. I remember I protected the president of Congo at the UN back in like 2017, 2018. That was a nightmare in itself, like the planning and everything. And that's a president of like a.
You're talking about Trump?
God, yeah, like you're talking about Trump.
I love him too.
Letting him be in prison as a former U.S. president, and he's got to. There's no way he'd be in prison. They'd have to put him on like some kind of house arrest or something. And then there's nothing that says that like a president of the United States can't be in prison and run.
No, there isn't. We looked it up.
Yeah, so he can. I
technically.
honestly,